Ja Morant is one of the most dynamic point guards we've had in the NBA in a long time, but today we're going to be making his journey a little bit more difficult, as we'll be taking his build from a 60 overall, and the video will not end until we get to 99. But we won't just be using any ordinary Ja Morant build. We're going to be using the Ja Morant template build that 2K has already generated in the game, and in doing so, we'll be able to unlock every single Ja Morant animation starting at a 60 overall. You guys will be seeing the lowest of lowlights and the highlights along the way, all the way until we make it to 99. Oh, yo! Oh my gosh, the Ja Morant 360 animation? Dude, oh my god. Dude, he's walking over me. Pull back if you miss, pull back if you miss. Yo! That bounce pass was gross. Ooh, where are you going? On the whole team? Oh my gosh. Now, you knew we had to run this back. This year, we started this challenge on September 6th, and we actually finished it on October 31st. And while doing this, it took just over 115 hours of gameplay. And the only two rules were that we could not play any MyCareer, and obviously, we couldn't purchase any VC. Now, this is the first small guard build that I made this year, so you guys will be seeing the progression and every single game that I played. Now, I think this is really cool because the build progresses really well, and you'll see the big differences with the upgrades that we make. This took a very long time to do, so make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to see me do a big man version of this maybe later down the road this year, make sure to drop a like. But without further ado, the Ja Morant no money spent, let's go ahead and get right into it. And just like that, we're back at it with the no money spent 60 overall. And you can see the first thing that we're going to knock out is the first thing that pops up on the screen. We're doing the race of the week. If you're not doing this, you're no money spent, or even if you are spending money, make sure you're doing this. It's an easy 2,500 VC. It takes less than 2 minutes. You can buy boost or whatever you need. See 2,500 VC real quickly. Basically, today, all we're doing is just prepping to be able to play online. As a 60 overall, you're not going to be able to do too much, but doing these quick little simple things, you'll be able to be somewhat viable on the basketball court. So make sure you're knocking out your workouts. You do your workouts on one player for 3 weeks. You'll never have to do them again for the rest of the 2K cycle. So, I mean, it's definitely worth it. You can see right here, we get our workout done for the first week, 2 more weeks. We'll never have to do them again, but we get our extra stamina bar right here. As a 60, you definitely need that. Next thing, we're going to go ahead and join it in affiliation. So we decided to join the Rise affiliation to start off, and this was actually kind of funny. For our first wheel spin on the player, we got, I think, a Memphis Grizzlies banner, which is just perfect for the Ja Morant build. So now we are ready to play. We've got everything fixed. It's time to finally get into the first part games. So now we're here with day 2, but it's still technically day 1. I made this build at midnight initially, so I got that wheel spin, and then at 3 a.m. it reset, so we got this wheel spin as well. Quick 2,500 VC, and if you guys don't know, in the beginning of each season, there's a trendset reward pack. You get a free 15K, so make sure you do that. And now we're trying to make our upgrades before we play our first part game. So I wanted a little bit of pass accuracy. I wanted to be able to shoot, and now I think we're ready to play. So if I want to get double rep, I have to buy a stupid shirt that costs 2,500 VC. And to even start the year, you have to put some money into the game, and you can see pretty much everyone has bought this shirt. Even though it's not that much VC, it's still something. And here we go, playing our first game. Our opponents don't look too crazy. I think last year, my first game that I played, I hit the game-winning shot in the first game. So as you can see, this is the first part game. We're messing around with our camera settings, of course, just like every other first part game, but it's not going to take us too long to get onto the scoreboard. Oh yeah, you know what time it is. You know what time it is. Hey! Hey! The Ja Morant dunk package. See, this is why you use the template builds. See, like, this is why I didn't upgrade my finishing. With the template builds, like I said in the beginning, you get all of that player's signature animation. So we do unlock the Ja Morant dunk package. So that was nice. Chris pulls from about half court, weaves with the rebound, kicks it to me in the corner. Oh! Yo! Oh my gosh, did you not see the time? Wait, I think I had the wrong timing on, but for the first shot, greening is nuts. So we're trying out the rhythm shooting for the first time. You guys gotta remember, this is the very beginning when 2K just dropped, and after just one shot, I'm getting hugged in the corner, which even if I'm not scoring, is helping my teammates out quite a bit. Little transition break, just kind of how we started it off last year. Probably the best way you could score on this build. Yeah, you know, the lack of perimeter defense might show up a little bit, but the thing is, like all other game modes, knows, the best way this year to get VC is to have a good teammate grade. So if you're not getting a good teammate grade, you're kind of wasting your time getting some of these accolades. Even though we're getting used to the build, the ultimate goal is to at least get like an A. But from top of the key, thought I had it, we smoked it, so we're not really quite there yet. You can see we're playing a little bit of defense. They're forcing a bad pass. Weebs gets it, kicks it ahead, we dunk it down again. We're just scoring every time, aren't we? We're a scoring machine. Literally last year, that's exactly how the game went when we first started. It felt like I was scoring pretty much every single time. And again, I was just doing this. 61 driving dunk, Ja Morant dunk package. We're able to knock it down. I try to do some of Ja Morant's moves, kind of like how I did last year. Might have got a little ahead of myself, but you know what, young fella, your time is coming, but it's just not right now. So you can see again, we're up 15-8, little backdoor cut. My guy's sleeping in the corner. We're gonna dunk that down. Weaves goes out there for a contest. We actually get a rebound there. Kick it ahead, easy dot. He gets the dunk. We're up by 11. I try to shoot again and breaking it. All right. Front door. Your front door's open. Your front door's open. Sorry, buddy. Your front door's open. 15 points is a 64 overall. He liked my play. Thank you, sir. Now, even though the first game was pretty nice, it's not all sunshine and roses as we're doing this challenge. And you guys will see that as we go along. But at a 60 overall, there's not too much that we can do. Like I said at the beginning, we're going to do a lot of layups, a lot of backdoor cuts, maybe some open jump shots. But for the most part, in the early stages of this, if you've got some IQ, you can make it happen. But you got to play your role. There's not that much you can do at a 60, which kind of stinks that 2K makes it that way, but it really is the case. You can see we're not going to be able to hit every single shot. We're not going to be able to hit every single layup, and you're going to have to, you know, kind of play your part the best to your ability. So you got to make sure you've got some good teammates that can kind of do a little bit of the carrying. So you can see we're in a close game right here, 10-8. We're just going to go run back door quick. You see the little spot finder to the paint, just the little things that make the, you know, the offense kind of flow a little bit. We've got a 4-point lead. We're kind of trading back and forth buckets in this game. You can see they're trying to pick on me a little bit. I'm just jumping at everything with no perimeter defense upgraded. That's kind of what I had to do to play any defense. Just keep jumping. You can see right here,
the jaw dropper.
I didn't really know what I was doing. I thought I could hit a reverse layup. I got straight up, you know, stuffed at the rim, but we're still taking W's. At the end of the day, we're still getting some pretty easy VC. Even though we're not doing the most work to get a good teammate grade, we're still getting some pretty easy VC. And like I said, at a 64 overall, I mean, that's all you can really ask for. So you can see again, this is one of the games where you can see I'm starting to get bullied a little bit. I'm trying to play help side defense, and you can see I don't know how on earth I got to stop right there, but these guys were picking on me. They saw that I was a 64 overall. I'm pretty sure I was like a brown plate or a black plate at the time, so you know they're gonna try to go backdoor as much as possible. That is a small guard playing help side defense out the corner. That's just not gonna cut it. I can't complain. I can't really say too much. I'd probably be doing the same thing. So you can see we're cherry picking a little bit, hit a nice little layup right there, and I can't wait to show you guys kind of how this build progresses, because we're not gonna be playing like this all the time. You know what, it's gonna be good. You know, like, it's gonna be cool to see the progression of this. I think you guys will really enjoy it. You can see right now I'm just getting frustrated, man. We're just missing so many open shots, which kind of stinks, but you know, at the end of the day, we're going to be able to get better as time progresses. Nice little backdoor, we're patient, little layup action going on right there. Like I said, this is the first week of the game coming out, so a lot of people still don't know how to play. Oh, yes. Yo, dude, how did I make that? But like, oh my Giannis build, I missed that like every single time. The game was so RNG at the beginning of the year. It still kind of is to this date, but at the very beginning of the year, the lane steals were crazy. You got to remember, some of the shots that went up in the paint were insane. A lot of tights were going in pretty early. You know, if I'm hitting this on like a 64 overall with like pretty much nothing upgraded, you know, some crazy stuff was happening. So you can see we're kind of getting a little bit of a groove now. It's 4-0. They're missing wide open shots. We're going down. Look at this. My first lob, we green it, which is pretty smooth. I'm not gonna lie to you, look pretty good. Out the corner, we're greening, so we're getting a little bit of a groove here. I won't say it's super consistent, but we're doing a little bit of something. You can see I'm trying to cook up a little bit, not going as planned. We're going to try to go baseline, and I tried to do a reverse layup. It just got stuffed at the rim. I've never seen, if I would have fell on the ground, I might have to delete the build. Yeah, so we weren't able to kind of get in our bag. I thought I had a reverse layup there. I've never been stuffed at the rim like that ever, but you can see we're in a very comfortable lead. I'm trying to cherry pick, get used to this Ja Morant jump shot, because through this challenge, I will be using Ja Morant's base at least for the whole entire video, but for a majority of the video, you will see just a pure Ja Morant, because I don't upgrade. I will spoil a little bit. I don't upgrade it as much, my mid-range in the beginning, but I will be using a pure Ja Morant jump shot for a majority of this video. So you can see we're going to be in a pretty good game right here. They're coming out. This game was the time that I was really starting to get bullied. They went at me every single play, it felt like, right here. And this is a very close game. So you can see we're down 8-10. They're picking on me. Step back. I have to jump. It did nothing. We're down by 5 early. Weaves hits a huge 3 out of the corner to bring us back within 2. But like I said, they're going to make me play defense. I tried my best to kind of switch off to the perimeter guy as much as possible. But whenever I did try to do that, they just sent the guy back door. So, I mean, it's smart basketball. I can't be mad. I was probably pretty mad at the time. But that's what you got to do. So you can see big 3 right there. We're only down by 1. Like I said, I'm trying to just stand out of the perimeter, make these guys shoot. You got to remember, too, the shooting was really weird in the beginning of the year. Still is kind of weird, but at the beginning of the year, you could kind of just leave people wide open and eventually they would miss. 17-16. I'd take the smart idea here not to go ahead and take that layup because I definitely would have smoked it in a 1-point game. Didn't want to do that. Quick little backdoor. We're up by 1. But again, I got to play defense. Even though I'm not going to be able to kind of lock people up, I got to have to like try to wall them up as best as possible. Have no idea how that went in. Like I said in the beginning, like it's just kind of the offense that was going on. Everything felt like it was going in pretty early. So you can see we're up by 1. Can't give up a 3-pointer here. And I almost did. I jump. I want to say I probably got no contest right there, but I had to jump. I'm so slow at the same time. I had to do that. We throw a backdoor. It wasn't there, so we're going to have to come back and play defense again. You can see he probably could have made that. I'm not going to lie to you. Chris gets the steal. Easy dunk.
You literally got 0 across the board.
That's the easiest 180 VC I've ever gotten. Literally did my best Tony Snell there. But here we go. We're in the theater. We decided to go here because the games got kind of stale. And in the theater, I think it was games to 11. So the VC should be pretty quick. I do believe it's games to 11 here. You can see quick little dime out to Weebs. He goes ahead and greens it. Timer. And like I said, we're kind of just doing our thing here, just trying to end games as quickly as possible. You can see, you know, we're getting up there a little bit. Dunking the basketball, 2 hands for safety. Chris, big 3. We end the game. Like I said, we're not getting the best teammate grade, but at the same time, I felt like the majority of the games in the park, I was getting around a B- anyway. It's a 64 overall. It's not like we're kind of running the offense to get the best teammate grade. So I thought early on, this was probably the best idea, but man, was shooting difficult for me to start off this challenge, man. I could not shoot the ball. I felt like at all nothing was falling. Shooting needs a patch. Literally was missing every single shot. You can see right here. Get a quick little dunk. Kind of blending in over here. Yes. The camouflage. The camouflage for the game winner. I'm not gonna lie, dude, for some reason in here, and you could really just kind of blend into the corner. And look at this shot. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, man, some crazy things still to this day, like I said earlier, still go in on this game. I don't know how on earth he made that shot, but you can see we're trying to get used to the rhythm shooting as well. We're winning a lot of games in here. Like I said, not the best teammate grades, but at the same time, it's easy VC. You can see right here, man, it is tough to score on this build. Having no speed, the backdoors are slow. We're getting bumped every single time. They're kind of helping in the paint, but Weebs bails us out right there. Another win. We win a majority of the games in here. We rep up to rookie 2 along the way. So you guys can see, man, we're winning games. This is moving along very quickly. When you can get carried, this is probably the best, but I don't want to get carried the whole entire time. So we're trying to stack as much VC as possible so we can finally run some offense, kind of like how we did last year. Bang, corner 3, we knock it down, we win another game. So we're pretty much getting around the same VC every single time. Green. Look at us finally starting to get a little bit more rhythm. Ja Morant's jump shot, I will say, very smooth. It's very clean, easy to time. I think it has a really good release speed as well. And you can see we're still just racking up that VC. 295, game to 11, very quick. Lasts about like 3 minutes, so super easy. I would definitely recommend it. If you ever see this game mode in the theater, get some of your boys. If it's even 2s, get some of your boys, come in here, play some games. Easy VC, I would definitely recommend it. Like I said, we're starting to get the jump shot down a little bit, but as inconsistent as it was, it's not like we're making every single one. You can see right here, nice little play. How on earth did we miss that? I don't know. We're going back to the corner. We get a 3-pointer off of it. So you know what? We're chilling a little bit. We're knocking down shots. We win 12-7. we do pretty good. Even though like we did a majority of the offense there, we still only got a B. So it's nothing crazy. So like I said, it's going to take some time to finally be able to upgrade this build. But like, I think this is probably the best way to go about it. You can see they're trying to abuse me here. We leave him wide open, make him shoot. He makes us pay only 111 VC, but we finally got a lot of VC. Look, 6.9K. So we can finally start to upgrade our build. I went with a little bit of ball control so we can dribble a little bit more, because that's what we're going to have to do eventually. Takes us to a 66 overall. We're kind of just sitting corner yet again. Like I said, this is kind of the boring aspect of it, but it's kind of stuff you're going to have to do. 6-5. You can see right here, getting a little bumpy, and I don't know how on earth we don't get that steal, but it is what it is. We win another game. We're just winning so many games in here, and like I said, this is what you're gonna have to do. Bricking shots, kind of just going through the struggles and the pain early on. 0-0. We get the ball in the corner. I try to dance around a little bit, but even using Ja Morant's moves, we're able to catch out a 3, which was pretty smooth. I'm not gonna lie to you. Playing more defense out here. 8-5. Games to 11. You know what time it is. Kick it to Chris. Pass style Ja Morant. Pretty nice little animation right there. 11-5. More VC, more W's. You know how we do it right here. This was a very smooth day. Easy VC along the way. We green another shot.
Watch this cut.
Literally standing out of bounds. We get a backdoor cut to win the game. Like I said, that's the kind of stuff you have to do. The real gritty work. Look at that. Hey, nice little layup right there to end another game. More VC. Not doing much, but we're doing what we can. Chris hits another shot. We win that game. And at this point, I think we called it a day. We've been playing for a very long time. I think this might be the last game right here. A little backdoor hit Weebs. He makes it. We get 294 VC right there. You can see we're kind of still repping up pretty quickly. I think we played a few more maybe right here. I don't know. Like I said, these games strung together so quickly because the games are very fast. But look at that right there. A little pass fake. Green that. That was real smooth. 8-5 there. I think we're in a pretty close one. I think we win this. I want to say we win it. Nice little decks to the corner, game winner. Like I said, the Ja Morant jump shot was treating us pretty nicely. B+ for 321 VC was pretty smooth. You can see we're dexing around a little bit, hitting shots like that. So you know we're finally starting to lock in. I try to go camouflage again, which kind of did work, and we greened another shot. Weebs hits the mid-range to put us up and win the game. And we play a few more, and I think after like 2 more games we call it. But you can see right here, I show you my cold spots I was missing, but we have an 86 win percentage, so that's not a bad way to end the day. So we end up taking a few days off. Like I said, this was the beginning of the 2K cycle. We had to get some stuff done on the main account. So we're back. We're doing the race of the week. And then we hop back into some 3v3 Pro-Am for the first time. I didn't have a ton of this gameplay saved because, as you guys can see, I'm scoring a little bit, but it was kind of just the exact same type of gameplay that I just showed you. Kind of sitting in the corner, kind of cutting sometimes, kind of shooting sometimes. Not the most entertaining. I'm ready to ISO. I'm ready to be the main focal point of the offense. So you can see we go 10-0 on the Pro-Am team. I'm not doing much. I'm scoring like 6 points a game, shooting around 40%. But what it is nice about this 3v3 Pro-Am is you get a ton of VC. So we're able to upgrade a little bit towards our ball handle. Like I said, I'm trying to ISO. I want to be the main focal point. We still do have all of Ja Morant's animations, so that should help us a little bit. Even though some of them aren't the best, I'm trying to tinker here to see what we're going to do. I end up going with an 80 ball handle, 75 driving dunk. We're back a few days later, just spinning the wheel a couple times. I hadn't played on this as much. You can see that was on the 16th. And then we're going back again on the 18th. We're getting some VC, which is very nice, especially being able to do this no money spin. We got a lot of times, which I'll show you, but now we're finally ready to be the main guard. Now, this was the point of the year where skill-based matchmaking was being talked about a lot, and we decided to hop and play the twos, kind of like how we started the No Money Spin Challenge last year, and the gameplay was horrific. And I'm not even talking about my shooting. You could look at the top right. We were not hooping at all. So what we ended up doing during this, and you'll see it throughout the gameplays that I'm about to show you, we hopped in here with my 69 overall, and Weebs was on a 60 overall Pro Tune build. So basically, his build had a good enough defense at 7 foot and all the other stuff to be able to get rebounds, pass the basketball, and all he would do is hold the ball in L2. And I'm telling you guys this now, we weren't the only people doing this. We weren't even doing this to start, but we saw so many people playing this way, and you'll see other lineups like Post Score 4s, and then like a guy that has like a 3-point shot just spotting up. It was ridiculous. But I shot horrible. You'll see right here, 4 for 15. It's safe to say that I could not find my jumper, but this is one of the lineups I'm talking about. This guy's like a 60 overall. I do believe the other guy was a 60 as well, but he has some perimeter defense. This guy was a 60, so he gets matched up with other 60s like us. And this was very prevalent in the beginning of the year. If you guys know, like the top rep were doing it and all that kind of stuff like that. And with an 80 post control going up against a 60, you weren't getting too many stops like that. And the whole thing they were doing were just sitting in the paint. So you can see even right here, the center would just sit in the paint. I tried to do a quick stop, and yeah, it didn't work. Safe to say, the jumper wasn't falling. It was very random. Like I said earlier, at the beginning of the year, the shooting was really wonky. You couldn't make more than like 3 shots in a row. And then like even if you made 3, you would have to go dunk because you quite literally could not make that 4th shot. It was wild. So you can see right here, I think this guy was AFK for a little bit, so we definitely took advantage of it. I think I hit 3 shots in a row right there. And you'll never guess the next shot what ends up happening. I do believe I missed. You see we're up 12-8 against this team. I actually was smart enough and decided to go for a layup. I was like, you know what, I made 3. Let me go lay it up real quickly. This guy ends up coming back a little too late. And look, like I said, after that algorithm was broken, we were able to shoot the 3 a little bit. So we're shooting 50%, which isn't horrible, but you can even see here, the whole game plan was just to sit in the paint because eventually somebody was going to miss. And luckily we didn't miss too often. So you can see it's 20-8. We do the exact same thing. I knew that guy was going to miss eventually as well. We end up taking the ball right here. I'm not doing too much. My speed was so low during this. Like I could not play defense hardly at all. Trying to dex with spot finder with like a very low speed since I didn't have it upgraded yet was nearly impossible. And a lot of these dribble moves that I had with no speed with ball did not work out too greatly, but we ended up knocking down that shot. We knocked down the 3-pointer. I think we shot close to 50%. Yeah, we shot 54%, which honestly at the time and even still right now, not the worst. We end up hitting rookie 3, hop into the next game, and I think we go up against somebody that actually had their build upgraded, which was a little insane. Actually, this is not that lineup. We got a 71 and a 61, which is still a lot better than the lineup that we have. That guy had a 90 driving dunk and a lot of rebound. He had an 83 pointer, so we knew it was going to be a little bit more difficult. Like, this is how slow my build was. He was able to throw a bad lob on the entry pass, and I still wasn't able to go down there and get the ball. And again, you can see they're just sitting paint hands up. They know that I can't shoot, you know, consistently every single time. So we got to make sure we knock down at least 50%. That's usually the goal early on before the patch. Early on, it was just like at least make 50% of your shots. We're able to sneak by that guy. I knew he just had his hands up, so eventually we'd be able to go by and get a quick layup or a dunk because he wasn't going to be paying attention. I missed another shot, but like I said, hovering around 50%. We get the ball back. We end up knocking it down. I think here, I want to say I make like 3 or 4 in a row. So like I said, I'm getting used to this Ja Morant jumper. And throughout the whole entire video, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be using his jump shot the whole entire time. So I thought it was going to be a little bit more authentic to see that. We see his jump shot the whole entire video, which is pretty cool. And early on, like I said before, since I only have a 74 3-pointer and no mid-range upgraded yet, we practically have no shooting badges. I think we just have bronze set shot. We hit a huge 3-point shot right there. I think that was like our 3rd or 4th one in a row. So we go ahead and reset the algorithm with a dunk. We're up 16-2. You can see again, I'm trying to spot finder around. We're not open, so I try to dribble the basketball a little bit to see if I can run. We end up shooting a fade, which was kind of gross. We end up making that fade as well. Last play of the game, I don't know how I did that move. Hit it with a smooth reverse Ja Morant's layup package with no layup upgraded. We will definitely take all that VC. Now, I think this is a perfect example of where the gameplay was at this time. Like I said, what you really need to do when you're watching this is pay attention to the days, see if you can remember how the gameplay was, because man, I was struggling. Like I said before, I have only bronze shooting badges, which just shows right here I could not make a single shot, and the whole game plan was just to leave people open. Like I said, we just left this guy open. He was missing shots. Eventually he'll start making some, just like I was right now. But the thing is, like, we had to play this way. That was the only way we could. I'm trying to spot finder around like Weaves holding the ball, but then I'm still going to be missing shots. Like, they're going to be shooting wide open shots. And like I said, this is the quickest way to get the games over with. And you'll see at the end of it, I was still getting A+, which is kind of what we needed anyway, just because the VC is really why we're kind of here. But you can see this guy was shooting 3 for 4, so he was kind of sparking it. And I think he was like a 70 overall. You can see I'm missing shots yet again. We relocate to the corner. Nice little pocket shot right there off the little off-ball decks. You see Weebs gets another rebound, kicks it to me. We make another three. So we're up 19 to 11. We dex to the corner. Try to get my dribble moves on a little bit. I wanted to quick stop, but we hit him with the hop jumper. Nothing going there because I have no mid-range. I green a pretty contested shot, which was kind of nice. So we start making the shots towards the end. And like I said, man, this was the best part. We get a little bit of our badge progression, but look at the VC. Now I want to get back to what the whole point of this part of the video was the skill-based matchmaking in the twos. Now it's still kind of like this, I believe, but we don't do this anymore. Obviously, I had no choice. Weebs didn't have a center at the time. We had to make a 7-footer because, as you guys can see, a majority of the people we're playing against are 7-footers. And even sometimes, like this game right here, we're going up against guys that are like 80s. And there was games where we're going up against guys who are like 85s, 90s, whatever the case was. Because in skill-based matchmaking, you only had to have one guy that was a 60 at the time. I don't know if it's still like that, but at the time, if you had 160, you got matched up with 60s a majority of the time. So you can see right here, we're going up against the guy, I believe he had like a 92 3-point shot, a 91 steal. So me as a 69 overall, I knew we had a lot cut out for us. So I had to make a majority of my shots. So I was trying to be really careful. And like I said, I hate playing like this, but I had no choice. You guys saw I upgraded my driving dunk because I wanted to see if I'd be able to kind of slash a little bit. But even till this day, if you guys are watching the videos, majority of the guys, the centers at least, they still just sit paint. So there's not like I can just, run around and try to get a driving dunk off, because it's just not going to happen, especially with that 75 driving dunk rating. We're not able to get contact. So you can see right here, Weave sets a pretty good screen. I get a little bit of a quick stop. You know what? I'm kind of feeling myself. We're shooting the basketball good this game, but I know you guys have seen before, it's just so inconsistent. So like I have to make sure maybe after 2 threes to see if we can get like a dunk or something off right there. You can see another quick stop off the screen. So we're kind of doing our thing, and this is exactly what I was talking about. Let's see if we can get a layup going in. Let's set that algorithm back. We had a contested layup. We go back door again. This guy was only 6 foot tall, so I know he didn't have that much defense. You can see we're up 15-6. I dex in the corner, wide open shot again. We knock it down. So we're like shooting, I think like 80% from 3 or something crazy like that. Wide open for the game. We end up bricking it, but look at Weebs. That's the thing. When they have a 60 overall center, a lot of the times they're going to be able to get rebounds like that. We cash out 71% from 3. Like I said, it's inconsistent. So like I can shoot like that one game, and then the next game I can shoot horribly. Now I had to show you guys this game. We're going against a 7'3" and a 6'9", and they were playing so awkwardly. Now I believe the 7'3" was the 60 overall, but this guy was an 85, and he was hitting me with like hop jumpers and step backs and pause dribbles and stuff like that. It was really weird, but you can see we're trying our best to get stops down here, but the paint defense, man, it was abysmal in the beginning of the year. These guys weren't missing to come off, straight off the gates. So they're up 7-0. And I've got to shoot well. And last game I shot really well, so the odds are not in my favor. We're wide open. We hit back-to-back threes, which was kind of nice. So you can see we're 6-7. I was hoping this guy would come out of the paint and we could maybe squeak one in. I do believe this event was actually 2 times for lobs, I think. So we got a lob off a few times, I think, during this. But you can see we turned the ball over, shooting 50%, which is about accurate. And I can't even help guarding that 7'3" down the paint. And he was hitting pretty much every single drop step. They got to the point where that was their game plan, because they were just not being able to get open. Luckily, I have Weebs in the paint just getting so many rebounds on that Pro Tune build that he didn't even touch or upgrade. So we're able to hit a little bit of a rhythm shot, top of the key, still sitting around 50%. I can't even go back door to try to reset the algorithm because my build is just that slow. And since that guy is 60 or he's an 85 overall, we're not going to be able to beat him off the dribble, even though he's 6'9". So you can see I miss again. I have to jump because at this point, no perimeter defense. I have to do my best to see if I can get a contest. We hit another 3-point shot, still hovering around 50%. Luckily, we get a back door to put us up by 2. And now I'm just like, hey, Weebs, try to send me a screen. Let's see if we can get like a lob off or see if we can get that center out of the paint. Nothing shook right there, but so I just decided to shoot a 3. Weebs gets the rebound, and I hit a huge rhythm shot over the guy that's 6'9", jumping out there. We hit another mid-range jump shot right there. So I'm kind of getting the jump shot down, but I can only get it down to such an extent just because I know I'm going to miss. And what's so annoying about this, when I was trying to stop for like a little 3 quick stop, I was getting stopped in the mid-range, so I was like missing half the time. But you can see nice little win right there. Another 434 VC. I don't know what it was about this, because throughout the video, I did play a good amount of 2s, and it was something about this game mode, maybe just because it was like make it, take it. I was getting A+ a lot. Like I was getting A+ pretty much every single time. So you can see here, we're kind of getting in a little bit of a rhythm, getting games that really aren't too difficult. And we're kind of getting the game plan down as I hit another big 3 we're understanding that like I just have to chuck shots and hopefully Weebs will get the rebound, because the majority of the guys that we played were 60 overall centers. So Weebs was able to kind of get box outs pretty well. The only times that we somewhat lost is if we played like a 7'3" center that was maxed out. There's just like nothing we could do because their defense was just that good. But you can see right there, backdoor lob, 4 points. We ended the game. Another 433 VC. We kept playing. We won some games. We lost some games. But roughly the average was probably around 400 to 300 VC a game. And we did this all night long. Like the same game plan, L2 in the center. I know it's cheesy, but this is what we had to do. You can see I got an A- right there. But now we've got ourselves a good game right here. Center, 7'3", and the guard, you will see here in a minute, was a guard with a 92 ball handle, 91 3-point shot, and to no surprise, look, just sitting in the paint the whole entire time. Like, what are we supposed to do? But this guy on offense was setting screens, so it was kind of tough for me with no speed and no perimeter and like no agility to try to keep up with this guy. There's like nothing I could do. I was just hoping to get like a ball poked loose like that to see if we get a stop. And whenever we did, I had him shoot perfect, which you guys have been seeing so far. It's just not the case. But like we had to get a little bit of a lead, kind of put them on their toes a little bit. We sets me a screen. I always like to kind of test that out in the beginning to see if the center will come out. And so far to our avail, that's kind of like never happened. So you can see we've got a 3-point lead again, trying to play some defense, just trying our best to get bump steals, because that's like really the only way I'll be able to get stops on guys that are dribbling. We just getting every single rebound down there. You can see I'm shooting mid-range jump shots by accident with no mid-range upgraded. I really wish early on that I did upgrade my mid-range just so I could get some shooting badges. I would recommend that if you guys are doing like a no money spent and you have like a low 3-point shot or whatever, make sure to upgrade your mid-range just so you can get those shooting badges, because it makes it a lot easier, which you guys will see throughout the video once we finally max out our mid-range, how consistent the jump shooting really is. But you can see right here, man, 14-6. We feel kind of comfortable, but we should not be this comfortable. Like I said, this guy is a maxed out guard with a 7'3" sitting in the paint. So we know we have to make sure we get stops when we have to. You can see right here, we poke the ball loose, but I feel like this year, whenever you do that, you just never get the ball back. So you see the 7'3" there is kind of doing his thing. I think I'm there, but with no perimeter, I mean, that's easy green pretty much every single time. We get a stop. I hit a huge 3 to put us up by 4. Like I said, man, our defense was so shaky. When we're 260s, there's really not much I can do. This guy hits a 2. They're 1 basket away from winning the game. They try to go back door. I think he tried to throw him a lob, but look at this possession right here. This is insane. Off him once, off him twice, off him 3 times, and luckily I was there to get the ball, because if I wasn't there, he was going to retain possession of that shot. He L2s one more time. I said, hey, just hold it. Let me kind of dex around this guy a little bit to see if the center comes out of the paint. We try to go back door, low key. I think I had a lob right there, but we tied the game up anyway. 19-19, back door, left hand lay off the glass to put us up and win that game. Really annoying game to play. Those games took a little bit longer, but as we wrap this up for the day, you can see a little backdoor. I think they ended up giving up. They were talking crazy. This guy actually had a 99 3-pointer, which I remember, and went 0 for 7. But you can see A+, 434 VC, 352 VC, just quite literally streaking every single time. For the last game of the day, this was just the perfect shot to end it on. We hit Weebs back in the mid-range. He L2s, wide open, top of the key. He jumps at me, rhythm shooting. We green it. We get our VC, and our build is slowly but surely getting better. And after we finished the session, I knew I had to go get hotspots. So the easiest way to do this in the beginning of the year was change your difficulty setting to difficulty based and then put it on rookie to go into art of shooting. If you guys remember, comment down below. This was like the most impossible thing to do in the beginning of the year, but doing it this way got you your hotspots, and as you can see, I desperately needed them. I had goal spots everywhere, which is kind of crazy because I thought I was greening like a lot of the games like 50%. So you can see right here, this is all we're doing. We're just gonna go ahead and knocking this out. I do believe if you guys are playing today as you're watching this video, this should be a lot easier. You might not have to do this method, but if you have a lower 3-point shot and you're not able to hit as consistently, kind of like I do right now, this might be the smartest method to do it, because I do this every single time and it works. I do believe, I mean, don't take my word for it, but I do believe if you go in here and close the app after you pick your spots, I think you get your hotspots that way too, but I'm not 100% positive. So you can see right here, we're just going to be finishing this up to get our hotspots, and doing this also, you'll see at the end is going to give us 500 VC, which is nice because we need all the VC we can get to start upgrading our build ever so slowly, because right now we're basically a spot up still. So you can see we got all of our hotspots, 500 VC that way. We go do the Chris Brickley gym as well, get some extra my points, some badge progression, and doing this, we end the day getting 500 more VC. And with the next couple of days not playing that much, I did go ahead and make sure I was doing my race of the week every single week. Like I said, I will be doing it every single week, spin the wheel every single day. So the next day I didn't play either, but we did get ourselves 2000 VC. Now, this was the first event of the season on NBA 2K25. You can see basketball gods, if you went on a 6-game win streak, you got 10,000 VC. And I know the first thing you guys are noticing, why on earth are people loading in on 60s? Why are there 70s? Why is my whole team a 60? For some reason, I don't know if this is going to be the case the whole entire time this event comes out, but in basketball gods, your build plays to its max ability. So what Chris ended up doing was making a sharpshooter with a 99 3-pointer, and he didn't have to upgrade it at all, and basketball gods just gave him max badges, and it also gave him the 99 3-point shot without the upgrade. So that's all I was trying to do. I know some of the gameplay early is a little bit weird because I'm just kind of like passing the basketball and I'm doing kind of the little things like shooting some threes. I'll dunk it a few times, but I just want to show you guys this is what it, what you kind of have to do on a no money spent build from the start. Like, you're not just going to be able to run around and play how you want to off the bat. If I was going to do that, I'd be losing a ton of games. So basically, all I'm doing in this event, like I said, I'm going to take my dunks if they're open, but I'm just trying to find Chris. He's got a 99 3-pointer. Weaves is basically just getting rebounds. And early on, for some reason, it kept kicking us out of an event. Actually, I think it just kicked Weaves out like twice. So we had a reset. So I ended up, I think, playing 8 games. I'm not 100% positive, but you can see we're sparking threes. But this was super easy. Like, Chris and I have been playing together, and Weaves have been playing together since like 2K20. So coming in here, even if we were just on 60s, I honestly think we'd be winning a ton of games. But you can see I'm basically just John Stockton in this game, just finding people. This game was kind of weird because a lot of the lineups that you ended up going up against was like a 6'10" and like a 7'3" or something weird. I'll show you guys a few lineups that we were going up against. But whenever Weaves was just setting off balls, they were getting hit like very badly, because I believe Weaves' build did have Hall of Fame brick wall, or at least gold, because that's what its ability, like its max ability, was going to be. And it was super easy. Like, they were getting stuck every single time. So I basically, it was just like I was getting spoon fed. All I had to do was just find Chris. Like, whenever he got hit, I just passed it every single time. But you can see right here, taking another dunk. We're getting some of Ja Morant's dunks off, which is nice to kind of see early. And of course, like I said, since my build is technically a 99, I wanted to try some stuff out as well. But yeah, didn't end up going well. I still, like I said, I don't have all the animations that I really want to use. But at the end of the day, this isn't what this is about. Early on, like I said, we're just trying to get this VC. I'm trying to stack up as much as possible because I want to make like a really big upgrade and actually, after this, be able to ISO the whole entire time. Like, playing 2s and playing 3s, I want to be comfortable doing that. You can see Chris again, wide open top or the corner, 3-ball, money every single time. Now, these guys were running transition just kind of like us. I didn't think they were the greatest, but they weren't bad at all. But this was the play of the game. My first time getting that signature Ja Morant 360 layup. One of the cleanest layups in the game. Is so nice, so good, and it was really cool to see that early on when I was doing this with a 69 overall. But you can see they're kind of running the same kind of game plan we are, just running around, shooting threes, L2ing with the center. Like I said, Chris isn't missing. Chris, one of the better players in the game. You leave him open, he's shooting like 60+%. And early on, that was amazing. But you can see we're up 19-9. We start to mess around a little bit. When I say we, it's basically me. And these guys come back 19-19. So now I'm just kind of holding the ball, waiting for Chris to get open. You can see I didn't throw it initially. He jumps at him, hits the huge 3, and thankfully he was able to make that. So our win streak officially is back to 1. Now, this is one of the lineups I was talking about. A 5'9" with a build actually upgraded, which didn't really technically matter. Maybe he was able to use some signature animations. That was the only thing. If you went in here with a 60 overall, of course you had your max badges, you had like your max abilities technically, but you couldn't put on any signature animations. You couldn't put on dribble moves or jump shots or anything like that. So this guy actually had a maxed out build. So he had dribble moves, he had his signature jump shot, he had all that good stuff. And you can see early on, I'm missing pretty much everything. Weaves is getting rebounds, kick it back out to me, barely hitting the green window. We're able to make it, but I did have gold set shot specialist, so I knew I was making a lot more shots for a reason. So it was kind of nice to see that, and I definitely wish I paid attention to that a little bit more, because that was going to be something I wish I had throughout this video, and I think I waited up maybe a little bit too long. You can see we're clanking in the corner still. Kind of stinks. This guy dexes me. I thought I jumped perfectly, I didn't even get a good shot contested set. So he makes that tie ball game 6-6. We get the rebound. I don't want to go up with it. He doesn't jump. Like I said, when you're going against a 7-3 and a 6-10, you basically just need to be running out in transition every single time because they are not going to be able to keep up with you. You can see how many times Chris was just basically left wide open on fast breaks. And that 6'10" is not going to be able to guard him. He just dexes one time. I find him. He hits the big three. We get the VC. We get the W. 2-game win streak now, so we're kind of moving along. These games, like I said, though, super quick. Like, it was the fastest thing to do this. I think we played 8 games in like less than an hour. It was wild because Chris was just hitting some dog shots. Like, he was hitting screens well. He was coming off the screens well. I was dexing. Like I said, our chemistry super good. And I think every single 3 of this game I basically barely greened because I think every single one of them just rattled in. But you can see again, hit off the screen. The big man's not going to come out of the paint. Obviously, a lot of people were still missing early on, but with the 99 3-pointer, people aren't going to be missing like that. So you can see I take a quick little dunk, 20-14. Chris runs back out. Weebs hits him, but look at this nice little play to end the game. A little reverse putback dunk on the 69 overall. We'll take that. So we're getting like 350 VC. We're getting good teammate grades, but we're also going to get that 10K VC at the end of this. So I think this is the perfect thing to do. I'm glad I did this. Chris told me to get on because he told me about this 60 overall thing. So I knew it was going to be simple. And at this point, I believe we go on a 5-game win streak. So we just need one more win. And of course, we go up against an AI big, which AI bigs are kind of nasty. I'm not going to lie to you. So I know we had to lock in real quick. Still playing that John Stockton role. You can see Weeb setting a great screen. The AI is not going to come help like that. So that was our safest bet, which is what we did throughout the rest of this game. They don't help off Chris. He's just wide open down the court. So we make a 3 to put us up by 1. Like I said, the center is going to have to play some defense. The AIs are going to have to make switches. The guy's not coming out of the paint. So I felt pretty comfortable that we're going to win this game. I hit a little bit of a mid-range. Like I said, all these were just rattling in for me. A little cross-court bounce pass, probably not the best pass. He takes a 2. 16-11. Of course, you already know Chris is going to hit that shot. And for game, we end up winning it. 394 VC, and we got our 10K VC. And the greatest thing, I went and spun the wheel right after this, and look what I get off the wheel. So this was a quick 20K for us on the no money spent build. So today was a pretty big day, but before we get started, of course, I'm spinning the wheel. I'm trying to show you guys all the times I got VC off the wheel, and you'll notice I got VC quite often. But today, the 28th, Bingo has arrived on NBA 2K25, and this is going to be the best way that I got VC to make a pretty big upgrade. You can see you get 20,000 VC if you complete the whole entire board. You can see some of the challenges like Win 5 online games might not be the most difficult, but there were some pretty difficult ones. There were some pretty easy ones. You complete the rest of the rows, you get some VC, you get some boost, you get some Gatorade, whatever the case was. So it's a pretty good thing to do, and this is what we're going to be kind of knocking out all day today. You didn't really have that much time. I think it was only out for like a day, so we had to knock out the whole entire board in a day. There are some pretty easy ones though. Like I said, if you just went to like the ante up, you got a reward. If you spun the wheel, you got a reward. If you went to like a hologram thing, you got a reward. So there were too many difficult ones, but there were some hard ones, and you'll see that throughout the rest of this day basically. But we're also going to go and do our track. We're going to do our race of the week, and that's going to give us enough VC to finally make our first major upgrade. You can see we did driving dunk, we did some ball handle. We're going to be a 73 overall, and this is going to be a very big upgrade for us. Like I said, we're going to be able to get contact dunks. We're finally going to be able to dribble, and now we're going to go play our first game on the 2v2. This week was a +1 for assist, so the games went by pretty quickly as well. And I still think as a lower overall, this is probably the best thing that you can do playing 2v2. You don't have to do as much defense. You don't have to do as much, you know, dribbling and stuff like that. You can see early on, just catch and shoot 3-pointers. We're knocking it down. That's going to be a 4-pointer. I kick one out to Sean. He ends up missing it, but I get the rebound, and you can see he's going to step in for a mid-range. He makes it, but it's going to be 3 points. So the game go by pretty quickly, and this is, I just wanted to show you guys early on in the year. If I wouldn't have took that now, especially with no driving layup, that's 100% smothered, and I'm missing it. But that's how overpowered, I guess, or how bad the Bane defense was at the time. I was able to make that. Again, 99 3-pointer, still no joke in the early stages of the game. You can see right here, kick it out to Sean, hopefully get us a 3-point play, but he ends up missing it. And yeah, that was the tough part. I don't know why I was sitting in the paint so much, but going up against these guards that were just standing out there on the perimeter a lot of the time, just making 3-point shots, it was tough to defend. You'll see that as the days go on, as we're trying to play twos, you can see I make a big 3-point shot. I don't know why I thought that was so funny on the Brian Scalabrine build, but you can see I'm trying to learn some of the dribble moves, not going as smoothly as I would like, but look at this, man. I'm running in on the center, and that's going in. That's, like I said, that's how you know it was just bad. Sean knocks down a 3-pointer, 18-11. They get wide open, but brick it. And for game, I kind of think I strung together a pretty good little combo move. You can see right here, still using every single Ja Morant animation, crossover, quick stop, 3-point shot. We knock it down. So our first win, we shot very well, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it, that's not gonna last forever, especially how inconsistent it was, but you could see pretty good amount of VC to end that first game. And you know, of course, some of the lineups that we ran up in here were pretty nuts. Sean was on a 6'7", I was on a build with hardly any upgrades, and we're going up against 92 3-pointer and a 7'1" with like high post control, high interior. And yeah, you kind of got the idea of exactly what they were trying to do the whole entire game. And we ran in with a lot of guys that had this kind of lineup, and then they had a guy just basically spotting up. And early on, this guy was making a lot of shots. And you have to remember, I've got bronze set shot specialist, and I'm using a Ja Morant's custom jump shot, just his regular jumper. So I don't really have the most consistent jumper. These guys probably have the two builds that are, at least at the time, the most consistent in the game. Drop stepping in the paint and a high 90s 3-pointer spotting up in the corner. So we were at a huge disadvantage. Like, even when we got stops, we didn't really get stops. Like, look at this. They're shooting threes and missing. This guy was missing a lot of shots, though. I'm not going to lie to you. Just kind of showed you how the shooting was at this point, because he wasn't the only one shooting like that. Like, at the time, a lot of people were shooting that way. Like, look at this right here. We go down 17-4. Luckily, like I said, though, this guy was missing a lot. But look, Sean was even down there and like just could not get a box out to save his life on this guy. Being 7'1", and his stats were absolutely ridiculous. Now, Sean's build actually only had a 73-pointer. So like, mine had a 74. He had a 70. We were going to miss some shots, but early on, you know, Sean hits back-to-back, and we're getting 4 points for each one of these, which is pretty nice. So it's only 17-12. I think Sean might hit one more shot here if I pass it to him for a catch and shoot. I think that's what he does, and then we get another 4 points that way. But you guys got to remember, at this point of the year as well, if you made 3 shots in a row, it didn't matter if it was your team or just you individually, that 4th shot more than likely was gonna miss. So of course, you know, I had to take that 4th shot and we missed. And it's now 20-16. This guy might have missed a million shots. Honestly, I don't know. It felt like he missed every single one of them. But we give the ball back 16-20. We got to make the most of this, because if we turn the ball over again, we already know Sean's getting drop steps and there's really nothing we can do about it. He ends up missing this shot. I'm too slow because my speed is not upgraded yet, so we weren't able to get it. But look at this clutch block. Sean ends up getting terrible drop step animation, huge block, and then I sell it right back with a missed 3. But Sean came up clutch, got the on-ball steal, ran it out, and drained a huge 3-pointer. Absolutely insane. But now we got Brian Scalabrine on the ISO, dots me for the ball game. We knocked down the 3. What a wild game. Insane. To be honest, we just got lucky that guy was pretty much missing every shot. I mean, we weren't shooting the greatest either, but now we got another game. 6'9" against a 6'6". You guys saw, up into this game, I upgraded my driving dunk, and I honestly low-key wish I didn't until I got to like a 92 or a 93, because every single time I felt like I went for a dunk animation, I was either getting pulled out of it, or the dunk meter was just weird and I wasn't able to dunk a lot of the shots. So you see back-to-back 3s to start off the game, which is always nice. We drive into the paint. I mean, that looks like a wide open dunk to me. Now, I don't know. Maybe it took like a contest for the center sitting down there. I've got no idea, but I ended up missing that. But again, try to get some of these dribble moves. Nice little crossover, actually. And we get ourselves our first little meter dunk off a dribble combo. So like I said, you can kind of see the progression is coming along a little bit nicely. We knock down another 3-point shot. Kick it out to Sean. Look at this right here. Hey, look at me getting a little putback contact dunk, and we go up 20-14. I start to feel myself a little bit. Like I said, try to go for the driving dunk, and that was going to be all she wrote. A 3 in my face, and then this right here, rim running towards the baseline, just nonsense. We weren't able to get a stop, so we ended up losing that game, and that was that was literally all on me. I just tried to go for a driving dunk, but you can see we're trying to finish up this bingo card. There's one that you had to win 3 theater games. There was like a few other ones that were like online play, so that was kind of like 2 birds, 1 stone. We're getting some VC, and we're also trying to finish up this bingo card for the day, because we didn't really have that much more time to actually do it. But you can see right there, just no avail, just missing dunks, just getting pulled out of animations. The 87 driving dunk with those small contact dunks, or the pro ones, whatever I had, it was not working like I thought it was. But you can see again, we're trying to dribble up a little bit, trying to use still all of Ja's animations at the time. Sean misses a shot. I don't know how on earth I get that rebound. I probably could have gone right back up with it. Sean shoots it, makes that shot to bring it back to 11. You can see 17-17, pretty close ball game going on here. Don't want to turn the ball over, so we're pretty much just running the typical twos offense, just basically passing back and forth until somebody gets open. Pretty annoying offense, but that's what we had to do. Sean shoots top of the key, but look at this nice little left hand putback layup to put us up by 2. Kick it to Sean again. He knocks down that shot, so we end up finishing that one bingo item, and then we also get some VC along the way. The most difficult part about this, I think, was kind of just the mental grind, especially early on. It was very difficult to play on this build. That's probably why you saw a lot of days that I took off in a row, because at a 73 overall, only having a driving dunk and a little bit of a three-point shot with no shooting badges really, it was very difficult to play the game. Like, I'm telling you guys, you're watching it right now, even if you have a 90-something three-pointer, the best defense was just to sit in the paint. So imagine me with only bronze shooting badges trying to win the games on the twos. It was a lot more difficult than you thought. So you can see a little backdoor lob right here. That's going to give us another bingo item. I think we've just completed a lob. You got something. So you can see we're going to play a few more. We're stacking up VC and we're winning games, but it's just not as easy as you would hope. Little backdoor flashy pass, 392 VC. After that game, we back out and you can see we're very close to finishing our bingo card. There's still a few left that we have to do, like winning a proving grounds game, which was going to be the next item that we knock off. And then after that, the hard stuff starts to happen. We have to win 23 points. We have to win, like, get an and one in a rec game. That's the tough part. But this game right here, we're first time playing the proving grounds. I'm a 73 overall. We're playing obviously a team that has maxed out stats. First shot of the game, first play. Not looking too promising, but Sean's going to get us a stop. Again, like I said, the proving grounds is a little bit more of a difficult slider. So when I only have these bronze badges, it's tough. Like usually right there, I would love to shoot a little mid-range hop jumper or even a dribble pull-up, but I can't do that. I'm trying to throw a lob back door. They mess it up. I'm running straight to the corner. Usually I'm pretty comfortable with that, but I can't buy a shot. So the difficulty was definitely messing me up, I think, early on. But you can see now they put me on an island with no perimeter defense. I'm not even getting good shot contests. So I'm sure that was open, which is kind of concerning because playing defense on the twos on this build on the ISO, almost impossible. But Sean put on his best carrying performance right here. I'm not going to lie. He was making a ton of threes. You can see they're switching pick and pop. Doesn't matter. The guard's trying to guard Sean. He's 6'7". He's going to be able to make that. I tried to go get myself a dunk because I could not buy a shot. I couldn't buy a dunk either. It was very difficult. But you can see the best defense, like I said, just leave them open. That's what we had to do. They were going to miss more shots than make. So you can see I run over to the corner. Finally, we get a shot to fall for us. We needed that desperately. But again, like I said, the defense on this build, it was not the best. It was tough playing defense. You can see they missed a shot. We need only a few more points. Sean with an absolute dog shot, dribbles it to the corner, makes it. I kick it to Sean there. Again, he's just getting left wide open, which I can't blame him because, like, that was the defense. Like I said, that's what you had to do. They get a lucky bailout kind of pass right there. So it's 18 of 15. I'm getting put on an island, like I said, which was smart. That's really what they had to do. But since my build was just so slow, it was hard for me to cut off the three-point shot, and then I had to cut off the mid-range, or I had to cut off the run, you know, the dunk. But we make the game-winning three with all the Mon on the line, which was huge. Thank goodness we won that game. I ended up repping up, and I didn't get to see how much VC I got. But we knock off another bingo item, and now we're on to the next one. Now, the next item on the agenda was to win 3v3 Pro-Am games, and I do not know why. I kind of do, but we could not win a single game. We played 3 in a row, and yeah, we lost 3 in a row. So you can see we're getting like 400 VC, not a lot of my points because we're not running guard. We're just basically spotting up. You guys remember the Pro-Am team was 10-0. Now we're 10-3. We dropped 3 straight games, and we got to start winning. We have to knock this out. We have to finish this off to win 3v3 Pro-Am games. So but you can see right here, we're kind of struggling early. The 3v3 Pro-Am sliders were really weird at this time. I know I've said that a lot, but if you guys could just go back and remember, or even go look at some tweets, you guys remember the 3v3 Pro-Am, it was probably the most difficult game mode to shoot in. But you can see we hit that back door early. I'm just kind of running corner. Hopefully they leave me open. You can see our first shot drops, which is just so big to kind of go up with a three-pointer, because now we just don't have to give up a 3, and we're kind of chilling a little bit. And yeah, I'm like, after losing 3 straight games, I'm starting to force some stuff. We're missing a lot of shots. If I have a back door, I'm going to try to go up with whatever the case is. Like, even if I take a bad shot, like, it's not really much I can do. Our offense wasn't flowing, and these games took entirely too long. So you can see it's 5-4. rim run off the corner. They go back up by 3. Now it's 13-8. We have a bad inbound pass. Honestly, I thought we were going to lose 4 in a row, which would have just been insane. Like, I haven't lost 4 3v3 games in a row, and I don't know how long, but you can see we get a nice little layup. Sean playing great defense on this 6'9" that's sitting in the paint. So we get another stop, and we just kind of have to, you know, actually score the basketball now, which was what we were actually struggling with. So you can see I'm kind of going on the hash. I go back in the corner. They're not guarding me. And I don't know what it was in this game. I was finally making my threes. There's games where I would go like 0 for 4, but then there would be games I would go like 3 for 3. You guys know how it is. It's 2K25. It's just very random. So you can see we're only down by 2. Sean getting very clutch stops in the paint. Spin move, hit him back top of the key. My boy Dream knocks it down to put us back up by 1. So we just got to keep playing defense. It's 20-17. This guy pulls from pretty deep. That's a dog shot. I'm not going to lie to you. So 20-20, we've got to score. There's just no way that we could lose this game. We almost turned the ball over right there, but now it's kind of like a 3-on-2, modified 3-on-2. The center's on the guard. He kicks it to the corner. They're not communicating. Sean, it just feels like today was hitting so many big shots. So he hits a huge shot for us to finally win a 3v3 pro-am game. And I'm still only getting like 400 VC, but you can see we're starting to figure out our jump shot a little bit off the dribble. We're getting a little bit more action, catching lobs off back doors. So that's looking good. But that's really the only thing. If I got left open, I was trying to figure out this rhythm shooting, because that's probably the best way that I was going to be able to shoot the basketball. So you can see we win that game, and we're still 1 game away from finally finishing this challenge with the 3v3 pro-am games. Sean dunks it 22-19. Like I said, all these games were just way too close for no reason. We're not getting that much VC, but we do finish that bingo item. The next one on the agenda was try to make an a free throw. So a free throw in an online game, which had to be the rec center, couldn't be starting 5. So we buy a new dribble style. So if we're running the rec, we can actually dribble. We upgrade our free throw a little bit. And here we go, one of the more difficult challenges on this bingo card. Now, before we hop into our first rec game, I want to give you guys a warning. I'm going to be playing extremely toxic. The goals that I had for this as I'm playing the rec center today, I have to make an and 1, and I also just have to make a free throw. So technically, I could do both of these if I just made an and 1 and converted the free throw. You can see the first play with the Jalen Green dribble style, it's looking kind of nice. Some of Ja Morant's animations with that Jalen Green were actually not too bad. If I could just shoot mid-ranges and shoot the ball a little bit better, this would probably be like, would have been perfect. But you can see early on, the first 2 plays of the game, we're looking like we're him, but that's where it kind of ends. As you can see, I'm just trying to attack the basket. I'm that toxic rec teammate, the ones that you guys see me talk about all the time in the rec videos. I was that guy today. I'm sorry. Like, I had to do this. I had nobody online. I had to go play random rec, and I was doing whatever it took to get this and 1 and convert the free throw. You can see my pass accuracy is fairly low. The 65 was not cutting it. Early on, I was just kind of throwing turnovers. I'm playing a little bit of defense there. He gets a turnover right back, but look what's going in, man. Like, this game early on, it was just a joke. It was literally just a joke, but you can see it's looking good. We didn't get the and 1, but hey, maybe we can knock out 1 free throw today and maybe try to go for an and 1 later. So I go to the free throw line, brick the first one, not even close. You got 1 more? Nope. Brick the second one, very early on both. I thought a 53 free throw would have got the job done, but it wasn't really working for us. So you can see again, every time we get the ball, I'm just trying to create a little bit of room to attack the basket. But I guess the refs swallowed their whistle this game. Like, legit, they did not call a single foul. So you can see we're down early, but what I'm still trying to do, I'm just running at the rim. I don't know why I had to catch it like that. I guess the AI's pass didn't really help us out, but now we're cold. And yeah, we're still the point guard, so we're going to try to facilitate a little bit. Like, if I want a chance with the ball at all, I kind of have to play smart. But me and the center, or at least the center, was not too bad. He was not too shabby. Like, he actually knew what he was doing. But every single time I touched it, it looked like they were playing a zone or something. I don't know if it's because we had the AI, they were able to collapse a lot more. I wasn't making my dunks. It was just an all-around horrendous performance. Like, this was just like the worst random rec game. I probably would be losing my mind if I was on the opposite, like if I was like somebody on my team. But you can see wide open for our first 3, we knock it down. So we're off the cold spell, And you know what? I'm off the cold spell, so I thought it'd be a good idea to just run at the rim. And I probably should have, at this point, upgraded my free throw or upgraded my layup if I was going to try to run at the rim like this. But I wasn't thinking about it. I was losing the ball every single time I attacked the rim. I was missing every single close shot layup. It just wasn't a great look. But we get our own rebound. He misses the three-point shot. Like, the whole team, including myself, I mean, I was kind of just, you know, I would say I'm selling on purpose, but I was just trying to get done what I had to get done. So I was doing it by any means necessary. You can see crossover towards the paint. I get taken out of a dunk animation, but I was getting, like I said, a lot of my own rebounds. So even though I was kind of selling, I was kind of making up for it a little bit, trying to get my own boards. But look at this right here. This is the layup that somehow went in. I don't know, no foul again. And just to remind you guys, I wasn't getting a single foul call. We make another three-point shot. You can see it's only a 6-point game. So like going into the fourth quarter, we legit have somewhat of a chance. And I've been kind of selling the whole entire time, just chucking shots. So this quarter, I decided I was going to play a little bit more team friendly. But you can see we have the ball again, couple Ja Morant moves. We want to go attack the basket. And tell me this wouldn't have been the cleanest animation. If I had a free throw upgraded, we would have made that. And that would have been quite literally insane. But we do that, turn the ball over right after I said I was going to kind of take it serious. And they make a layup. On the other end, we make a 3-point shot. So it's back into a 5-point game. The center, like I said, knew exactly what he was doing. So he was able to keep it close as I was kind of messing around. That guy gets a backdoor cut. It's a 1-point game with 3 minutes left. We take the lead. I don't know how. Like, it was kind of shocking. As I was doing stuff like this, we were somehow able to take the lead. It's only a 1-point game, and I'm still trying to get this layup to fall so I can get the and one, but it just was not cooperating at all. I just wasn't getting the all-star treatment. Maybe it's because I was like a 74 overall. For some reason, I think if I was like a 90, I might have got some foul calls. I don't know. But you can see he tried to backdoor layup. We were able to not get that one to fall. I shoot a wide open 3. Of course, I miss it. Would have been pretty nice to make that shot. I get the ball back. I'm not going to force it right away. We kick it out a little bit to see what's available. Hit the guy top of the key. He makes it. So like I said, I make up for it. I'll take the bad shots, but I also am going to make the right play when it's actually there. So we're up by 4. 30 seconds left. We're about to win our first red game after me just kind of running at the rim the whole time. So that was not too shabby. 30 seconds left. In the back of my mind, I really wanted to go and just attack the basket, but we gave it to our center. A little backdoor cut. Could have easily been an and one. So we go up 3 with only 24 seconds left on the shot clock. All we have to do is not give up a 3-pointer and we win this game. So we're just kind of playing high, letting anything in the restricted area go. My guy catches it low key. He could have shot that. You guys got to remember, I have no agility, no perimeter defense, no speed. And honestly, I wish I had my shot feedback on. I guarantee that was open. So he kicks it ahead. I'm like, you know what? I got to do it, man. I have to do it. I was running at the basket. He ends up fouling me. So we can knock out one of these. But at the same time, we still had to make the and one. So, I mean, at the end of the day, this didn't really matter as much. So we missed the first free throw. But luckily, we have one more. We knock it down, but like I said, it doesn't really matter. We go up 4. I guess that was the good part about this. And we end up winning that game. Like I said, I've got no idea how. You can see what I went. I went 5 for 17. I think that's what it's just me running at the rim. Not the greatest look. We win the game, get the VC, so at least that was nice. Today is the day, the last day that we could kind of finish up this bingo card. Of course, we're going to go ahead and spin the wheel. I didn't want to include this as another day because we're basically just doing the same thing. So we get a quick 1,000 VC, but as we're trying to play the random reg, notice what time it is on the clock. It took so long. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm a 74 overall, but it took like 30 minutes to even find a game. So we finally got a game. And like I said, today we have to make sure we get this dunk. So I'll play off ball. I'll try some cuts. I'm trying to go in game chat and tell these guys I'm just trying to dunk the basketball, try to get some and ones and stuff like that. But I'm also trying to play a little bit smarter because as I was trying to do this yesterday, I kind of found out just running at the rim and kind of making my team mad probably wasn't the safest and best idea. You can see right there, I'm trying everything. I'm trying to do Euros to get them to jump early, maybe get and one contact, whatever it is. We had a quick little rim run meter dunk right there, which is nice, but we finally do it. We're on the ISO and get a quick little screen, run at the rim, and we finally get the and one. Oh my goodness. But the last thing we have to do is make the free throw, which is the toughest part. I feel like I was missing so many of them. So I took my time. We greened it. It was such a sigh of relief. I was so happy that we finally finished that. And now we can kind of just play loose, just kind of play our game, try some stuff out and just win. It was, like I said, it was so satisfying to finally do this. Like I said, now I'm throwing lobs. Like, I don't care. We already got this challenge done. I'm going to play to the best of my ability. Look at this. I don't know. The driving layups, it might be pretty broken pretty early, but you can see we win 67 to 62. But I also noticed this, if you play decently, you got a lot of VC and the my points were good. So I definitely was going to take advantage of that. But you see, we finished up that bingo spot. The last one that we need now is just to throw on the bingo shirt and play 5 games. And I'm going to go ahead and go to the theater. We're going to no squads. And yeah, the no squads was just not fun. It was probably one of the worst times. I'm never going to play no squads in the theater again. I don't know. I just got no good teammates. You see, early on, it wasn't looking horrible, but of course, like, it took forever for the matchmaking in here as well. Like I said, I think when you're a 74 overall, you don't really get matched up too quickly. And even if you do, a lot of people will see that you're a 74 and they'll just back out pretty quickly. But you can see we lose 15 to 22. Like I said, at the end of the day, I don't really care. The center was doing work. We got a little bit of VC, but we played the one game, and I was glad to notice that the rec, or that you could play the theater, and those games actually counted. But you could see, I mean, yeah, like, I don't know what was going on. So we, of course, lose that game by a lot. And then I was like, you know what? These are taking way too long. I'm going to go play some 2v2. I just walked in with the random. And you can see we're going up against one of those lineups again, a red plate, which at this point now is a purple plate and a 60 overall. But you can see right here, nice little spin layup. You know, just getting to that running at the rim out of my system. They get a 3-point shot. This is still the same week where it's +1 if you get an assist. The no perimeter, I mean, that's going to have to be something I need to upgrade pretty soon. I was getting absolutely torched by this guy. Catch and shoot threes, backdoor cuts. It was pretty bad. And then right here, I force a miss, and the guy doesn't even jump for the rebound. So we're down 14 to 3. Luckily, we get a miss, and this guy was not passing to me. His name was Carried You, and I was hoping that he would carry me. Honestly, I didn't even care if we won the game. I was just trying to play, but you can see he knocks down a 3, and this guy was making everything. I don't know what it was. He made like 4 in a row, I believe, like just threes, and you can see the center's game plan was just to sit in the paint because, again, like I mentioned a million times, that was how the game was played early on, but he was not missing. I don't know what his build was. He kicks into me. I make a shot for the win. So, hey, we'll take that. A pretty good team. You know, we went, I think, almost like 5 for 6 from 3 combined. Of course, he made like 4 of them, but then we keep playing. We lose some games. I'm, you know, getting AIs on my team. But we finally finish the bingo card, got ourselves 20,000 VC, and you can see now we're making a big dent into our build. Now, I've started to notice as we were playing that the VC was coming in very slowly, so I decided to look at some of these side quests, just talk to some of these guys to see if I can get something going. Like getting these winner circles, you see you could get 2,500 VC from that, but even doing some of these small quests, you can see I'm getting like 500 VC. And I also, at this point, wanted to try some new dribble moves, so I knew this was like getting 500 VC was actually kind of big because we could just buy a couple dribble moves that we really needed. So you can see here, I've got the Darius Garland dribble style and the Darius Garland behind the back. Here are the animations that I am now currently using. So we're upgrading this a little bit. And also right there, I don't know if you saw that I had the Ja Morant, just the regular Ja Morant dunk package. Throughout this whole entire time since I bought contact dunks, apparently I didn't have them equipped. So that's on me. But here we go. We're back into some 2's gameplay. Look at that comp little box out. And now we finally have some dribble moves to mess around with. This is the first time, I remind you, that I used a small guard on NBA 2K25. So I'm new to it. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure stuff out. Cut me some slack. Like I said, the most interesting thing about this whole entire video is seeing the progression, and you guys will be seeing it as we knock down a 3. We're definitely getting used to the Ja Morant jump shot, a little reverse with the Ja Morant. Still have no layup upgraded, kind of working the same way as it did last year. You can see a nice little combo move. Also learning when to press square, you know, giving my number out to a fan in the stands. You know, you see me out there. But like I said, I'm learning the stuff, and it's coming along pretty nicely. Like I said, we're probably going to lose a few games along the way. I'm getting posted up. The most difficult thing about playing today, and you'll notice this as we go along today, is just playing these tall lineups. I think at this point of the year, a lot of people realized that the shooting was very difficult. So a lot of people started running 2 tall builds and kind of started to like post up or just try to barely ISO and run at the rim because the paint defense was really bad. But you can see Sean gets a big steal, knocks down a big 3. We win that game. We shoot pretty well, get some good VC, 391 VC that way. But then Here we go. Like I said, these tall lineups. This is a 7'1", pretty much an inside that can shoot a little bit. I think this guy was like 6'9", and he has like a set shot, so his shot is very quick. And since he's a lot taller than me, and I'm only 6'3", he's going to be able to shoot over me almost every single time. And you can see, even if we're in good positions, Sean is just too small to guard a 7'1". Luckily, we get a steal right there. It's 14-0. He knocks down the three. We're right back into it. But like I said, just missing shots, going against a 7'1". I can't box him out. I can't jump. Me doing that practically does nothing. We're on a very cold spell here. We're missing a lot of shots, just both of us together. They kind of troll. I feel like they could have just went down there and did that the whole entire time. But look at that. A little and one. He's reaching. Like I said, the Ja Morant yumper. It's looking pretty smooth, but here we go. Look, now I'm starting to figure out the little Darius Garland dribble style. Like I said, I know you guys are probably like, dude, you're not even using it right. What are you doing? Like I said, we're figuring out along the way. Top of the key, three-point shot, knock it down, bring us back within three. You got to remember, every assist is a +1. So we go back door, and I'm telling you, that's open so much on the twos. If you guys are playing and you barely have your builds upgraded, try a few back doors. For some reason, people just leave them open pretty much every single time. So you can see, just like that, we're right back into this game. 20-16. I run to the rim. They both collapse. Sean, top of the key. Bang. He knocks it down. So we come back. It was like 16-4, and we come back and win that game, get 350 VC, which is always nice. You can see here, we're kind of at this point just running around, streaking it up a little bit. We're playing a lot better, so these games are going by a lot quicker, which is always nice. And like I said, though, we're going up against a lot of these taller lineups, a 6'6" guard and a 7' center. And Sean and I are running an undersized lineup at 6'3" guard and a 6'7" center. But for this first shot, he hits a white, and yeah, we knew that guy was gonna miss. So our game plan now, especially after this guy started to ISO me and try to post me up, was just to leave this center open. He was gonna have to show us that he was that guy, and you could see he was not that guy. So we're leaving him open. Sean gets the rebound, kicks it out to me. That guy doesn't close out in time, so we knock down our first three-point shot. Like I said, though, the Ja Morant jump shot, we got pretty lucky with this jump shot. Last year was really good, and this year it's really good as well. It just has a very high release speed and pretty good grades all around. You can see we're getting used to it. We're knocking it down. I feel like we kind of had the cue down, even with the lower, release height, which I don't typically like. But this guy was trying to do his best, man. The center just could not knock down a shot. With that low difficulty, man, he was going to have to show us that he could hit every single one. Like I said before, the back doors, the back doors, the back doors. We're taking them. And here we go now, trying to figure out some of these dribble moves. Not the cleanest combo. Just kick it back out to Sean. He takes a dribble, post right back up. I cut back door, but look at this. Get both of these guys to jump in high five. We sprint to the corner and we knock it down. So that's a big three. We're kind of doing our thing this game. So I'm trying to end it now, trying to figure out some of these dribble moves. A little combo. Thought I was that guy. We missed. Trying to get used to the quick stops and quick stopping off the dribble and all that. That's just a part of the process. But you can see backdoor lob to Sean after we clear it. So we're going to win that game pretty smoothly. I guess a pretty tall lineup that's typically kind of difficult to go against. So we're moving right along, just trying to win as many games as possible while still learning what I can and cannot do on this build at a 77 overall. Like I said, we got the new dribble styles, so we're trying to figure out what dribble combos can work. We got brand new animations. So today was the perfect day to start to finally figure out what moves I need to start doing. And I really did enjoy early on using this Luka Doncic, even on the twos. On the threes, I think it's a little bit better, but on the twos, it still worked out pretty nicely. Look at that move. Like, that was super clean. And you guys saw we're still using a lot of Ja Morant's animations because I knew you guys would enjoy that. And throughout the whole entire video, we will be using a lot of Ja's animations. So you can see we win some games. We might lose a couple games here and there, but it's like I said, this is all a part of the process, figuring out what we can do. And I cannot wait till I upgrade my mid-range. I think you guys would be really excited about that. So you can see we score like 2 points, we lose a close game, but we're still even getting ankle breakers, which I figured out that Luka Doncic got a ton of ankle breakers. And of course, like whenever I get a good highlight, it feels like we lose the games. But this game right here, this was a tough one. You can see both of them have the basketball gods on, which doesn't really mean too much since I have it as well. But these guys knew what they were doing, and going up against a guard that was using screens and shooting threes like very easily, I started to realize that I probably need to upgrade my speed and agility, or even my perimeter defense, because I was moving very slowly out there. Like I said before, Sean only has a 73 pointer. I have a 74 3-pointer. So we're kind of at a disadvantage on some of these games when we're going against lineups like this with guys like with like a 93 pointer and then centers with high rebounding. Like right there, I cannot keep up with that guy. Like he is just able to sprint right by me and get wide open almost every single time. So you can see they slipped the screen right there, real smart. Again, it's the assist is a +1, so they get a 3-point play. I get a rebound somehow, kick it back out to Sean. It's just one of those games where we couldn't buy a shot, he couldn't buy a shot, and usually I would like to shoot a midi there, but I don't know how on earth I made that. I guess it's because of the rhythm shooting. I have like a 50-something mid-range, but that shot has been open so many times, which kind of stinks because the mid-range costs so much to upgrade, so I haven't been able to use it at all. And this was patch 1, and if you couldn't tell, the lane steals were incredibly broken. They do the fadeaway 3 to win it, so it was just a tough day all around. And it wasn't getting any easier either. You can see I'm getting matched up against 6'9", and then there's 7'2", and you could just imagine what was going on. Just getting posted up. They would spot up, shoot mid-ranges. Like, I'm just getting thrown out of the way. Like, my center can't do anything. I thought this was the kind of lineup that you would see in the park. But when it came to playing, you know, some 2v2 in the theater, I thought we'd be getting a lot more lax games. But here we go. New dribble moves. Try to figure out what I can do. Shooting a 3-point shot off of behind the back. So, you know, we're kind of getting used to the dribble moves at times. Contact dunks, all that stuff. The meter dunks are working. I guess Scalabrini thought he was Kobe there, but didn't get that to drop, and we're going back and playing defense. Like, I think I said this maybe the first week of playing the game, that it is very easy to play this way, and a lot of people don't understand that. Like, they get like drop stepping is overpowered, and being a tall build just running at the rim aimlessly is easy. But once you have a build that has like a lower 3-point shot, you know, driving dunk, stuff like that, you're not gonna be that consistent, because a high driving dunk is just not as good as a high 3-point shot, or being 7'3". So like you can see, we're down 13-6. We're going back to the corner. Hopefully I'll be able to make it. Sean had some confidence in me as he's emoting as I shoot. You can see we're down 13-10. I'm just getting posted up, and at this point we're just gonna try to do the same thing. Like, I have to double team, try to run back out. I have no perimeter, so he just has all the confidence to shoot over me. And when you have a 7'2" in the paint, you can kind of do that just because they're gonna get a majority of the rebounds unless it goes like all the way too far out. I try to get Sean a pop right there because I am getting absolutely boxed here, but you see behind the back, straight to the rim. I probably should have been doing that a lot more now that I look back at that, because the speed that I have with ball is just so much better than these guys that are 6'9". They're not gonna be able to keep up with me like that. See, I missed a 3-point shot. Sean gets the rebound. I try to go back door, not there. Throw it back out to Sean. He misses the 3, and like I said, that was the downfall. We end up losing that game. We're just getting posted up the whole entire time. It just wasn't fun. And then the next game starts off horribly. Just so many like fluky things that are going on in this game. Then he hits a fadeaway. It was so difficult. Today was a difficult day in playing, and I just wanted to show you guys all the, you know, the results, because it wasn't always easy, especially as a 77. You really had to like kind of struggle a little bit, and when you're a 77 and struggling, you almost don't want to play the game, but you have to fight through it, especially during this challenge. You can see we're up 18-16 now, kicking back out to Sean. Luckily we end that cold spell, but it must have been the time of the day because we were getting so many difficult games back to back. I think we were playing pretty late at night. You can see trying to figure out the combo moves. I really wanted to test out my driving dunk, but whenever I ran to the paint, it just felt like I was not able to get a single contact. I don't know why. I thought the contacts would be a lot better, but we found out pretty soon that the contact dunks were just not working. And you can see now I'm getting put on Fredo Island, I guess. Sean has to help me a little bit. They have a 6'10" in the corner, so we're kind of settling for that. I catch the ball, get Sean with a lob right back. One of my favorite moves, like I said, to do on the twos. And the shot that he missed before, I guess he was comfortable with it because he knocks it down that time. Quick snatch back in the corner, knock that down. That's a move that I really had to get in my arsenal with that little Luka instead of Zach LaVine. But you can see the Darius Garland there is what I'm starting to like. If I just got that move down, especially after getting boxed, it gave you a very quick speed boost. So that kind of helped us catch and shoot threes. You, like I said, we're kind of getting used to that Ja Morant, so we're able to knock down a lot of those. I think we shot 100% that game. Now, this is where I noticed that the speed was not working for me. That this guard was very quick. They had a center setting screens. I couldn't get around him. Even if he was missing shots, it was just so difficult to keep up with them. You can see here, little size up crossover, quick stop, maybe contested, I don't know, but it was pretty nice, easy to make. But you guys got to remember as well, right now I only have bronze shooting badges, but look at that little nutmeg to a poster. That was the contact dunk I was looking for. One of the nicer clips I think in this game, and of course it was looking nice because we were making a lot of our shots as well, and the dribble combos were slowly but surely looking a lot better. You can see quick stop again. We're doing our thing, but then we turn the ball over. We get it right back. I probably should have hit Sean, but you know what? I was feeling comfortable with my three-pointer, so we knocked that down 16 to 18. You can see the center trying to shade a little bit. I try to go for another dunk, but he reaches out of the animation. 18 to 8. Sean knocks it down. So that was a really nice game on our part. Like I said, we're starting to string together some pretty good games. We went 6 for 6. 4 for 4. So like I said, at a 77 overall, that's pretty impressive. You can see that's the Ja Morant go-to shot right there. Pretty nice for a quick crossover to the paint. Works pretty well. You win the games, you get 300 VC. But look at that. Between two of them, getting some pretty nice animations. We're looking at a lot more athletic at this point in the video. Like I said before, I was kind of just spotting up and not doing too much. But after we started upgrading a little bit of our driving dunk and a little bit more of our playmaking, you can see how much more athletic we really are. But 19 to 18, he gets me with that snatch back. We end up losing. Like I said, we're not going to win them all, especially at a 77. But now I'm starting to look back at the side quests. We got to figure out some ways to get some VC because it was taking a very long time. You can see there was a certain one that you had to get like silver badges. But like I said, at the same time, I don't have the most VC to upgrade, so we weren't able to do that. But after that session, we're back at it again, spinning the wheel. I think it was really late at this point. And of course, you know, we got 1,000 VC, which we'll take. And then the next day, we went ahead and did our race of the week. Like I said, I do it every week. Week 6, another 2,500. Same day, spin the wheel, and we get another 1,500 VC. So we're starting to stack up a little bit. You can see now I'm trying to get my driving dunk, I think, upgraded to a 90. I probably should have upgraded maybe my mid-range or anything like that. But our build's looking pretty good. Now, if you recall last year, the biggest thing that I did not want to do during this challenge was take a lot of days off. And if I wasn't going to take days off and nobody was online, we had to play with randoms. And today was a brutal day. I decided to try out the 1v1 for the first time, and I really wish I didn't. I think after today, I didn't play a single 1v1 game again because it was just guys that were post scoring and running at the rim, which at the same time, I can't really complain. I mean, I have like no block and no interior basically, and I'm 6'3", so anybody taller than me, it was just barbecue chicken. Like I would get stops, they would just go right back up with it. They were able to score every single time, so it just was not fun. And then whenever I try to leave them open, they made shots. So we got absolutely smoked. Those games to 11, we lost 11-0, but we did get 130 VC. But then I finally go up against the guard, and I thought, you know what, I might have a little bit of a chance here. This guy wasn't the greatest, but at the same time, the shooting and all that was just so inconsistent, and my dribbling obviously wasn't on the craziest part, but we were scoring kind of easily. We're up 4-3. I accidentally shoot a mid-range because I thought it was going to be a three-point shot. That's the downside of not having a midi. That probably would have gone in if I had a mid-range. He runs it back out, shoots the 3. We're down 8-4, and games to 11 were quick, so I thought this would be a good idea. You can see a little snatch back again. Like I said, I'm kind of getting used to that Luka. We make that shot. It's 7-8. We just take a rim run behind the back, little Euro layup for the Ja Morant layup package, and then I get left wide open and brick it, and that was going to be all she wrote. We're down 10-9. He quick stops top of the key. Actually, he does a little lowest snatchback I might have seen of all time, and I had to let him shoot because every time he ran to the rim, he was scoring. So yeah, that was not fun. I think that was the last time we probably played a 1v1 game. It was not a good time, so I decided to hop into a 3v3 with randoms because I didn't want to try rec yet, and I wish I didn't do this either because the people that you see in here are some very interesting people that they just don't care. I think trash talk is going on the whole entire time. People are just screaming at each other. This guy's name was You Mad Bro, and you could, I mean, you could only imagine what he was doing. He was shooting horribly. I missed the shot to put us up by 1 right there, and then like I said, they kind of gave up. I only took 2 shots that game, and we got absolutely destroyed on the glass and pretty much everywhere else, and we only got, I think, like 1,400 my points and 137 VC, so that definitely was not worth it. And there, I'm going to upgrade my my speed with ball +1 because a lot of people are telling me about this Russell Westbrook dribble style, so I decided, you know what, I'm going to try this out. hop into the random rec, and the random rec is a unique place in its own right. You can see I've got an AI I'm going against, which is always annoying, especially when you're the point guard. But my team here, we had 2 insides, and this was the first play of the game, so I knew we were in for a long one. So the power forward was an inside. I think he was like a 2-way rim attacker. This guy wanted to go to the paint and just hold square the whole entire time. And me as a slasher, who primarily my highest attribute is my driving dunk, it was not a fun time at all. I basically got to do nothing and just watch these guys go brain dead and just run at the rim the whole time. It was not a great time. And my teammates weren't that great either. They're passing it into that dude, turnovers. Even if the screens were hitting, which you could see they were paper thin, like, what is he going to do? He's just going to roll to the rim, and I can't do anything. This guy's doing the stanky, like, top of the key. Like, our team was so bad, and somehow we were in this game for a while, but we ended up, you guys could just guess. We ended up losing, but I wanted to show you guys how this was rocking. The floor spacing, double screens. Like, if that guy could shoot, I mean, that's open every single time, but none of these guys could shoot besides, like, the guy that was sitting in the corner, and you'll see that later throughout the gameplay. But these guys just ran and ran and ran the whole entire time. Look at the floor spacing. Everybody just wanted to cut. That's the random rec mantra. Just cut and move as many times as possible. You start to think, like, people just don't watch basketball. That guy pump fakes again. I call a timeout. I'm like, dude, you have to shoot. I don't care if you have like a 25 3-pointer. At least show these guys that you're willing to shoot. Like, because if you're not, we're going to lose every single time. But you can see we do a little bit of the Luka Doncic right there. Just run, quick stop, top of the key. We knock down our first shot, our 3-pointer. They get a turnover. They pick it up, throw it to me. That guy had like no pass accuracy either. So I don't know what on earth he was wasting his attributes on, because he didn't have the perimeter defense. Obviously, he's getting shot over. And now we're down by double digits. I kick it ahead. This guy, like I said, was able to shoot a little bit, and the other guy in the opposite corner was able to shoot a little bit. But everybody else, man, I mean, the power forward in the center, they basically lost this game. And we're coming back a little bit too. You can see back-to-back plays where this guy gets the ball, runs, shoots the 3-pointer. Within 3 minutes, we're only down by 5. But our center ended up quitting, and as you can see by his AI, he couldn't shoot. So today, overall, playing with randoms was a colossal waste of time. I don't know how much more we could do that during this challenge. So after yesterday's session, we had to make up for lost time, because yesterday honestly kind of set us back, because we did not get too much done for my points or VC. Luckily, we get blessed off the wheel a little bit, and now we're going to the 3v3 Pro-Am. You can see we're on a brand new team, no money spent, and today we grinded. I remember this day specifically because I had the worst headache of all time. We played 25 straight games of 3v3 Pro-Am, which might not seem like a lot, but honestly, sitting there playing 3v3, it was a lot. Like I said before, this was probably the most difficult part about the whole entire challenge, because as of right now, I can kind of play the game with a 78 overall, not to its max ability, obviously, and we're going to get better still throughout this video, but we can still do a lot more than we used to be able to. Like, if I was just sitting cornered, there's no shot I was going to be able to play 25 games, but now that I can dribble a little bit, pass the ball a little bit, and dunk, 25 games is somewhat manageable. But you can see right now we're missing some shots. You will notice throughout this part my 65 pass accuracy. Like, even right there, you're noticing how slow the ball is getting zipped around. So after a few games, you'll see and notice that we're probably going to have to upgrade our pass accuracy a little bit. You can see nice little Euro step between 2 defenders right there. I wish I had my layup upgraded, because the layups would be a ton of fun on this build, but that will come eventually. You can see right here, I don't know if that's like my pass accuracy or just bad passing mechanics. Like, I don't know why that happened, but I do a double behind the back that we practice in the my court. I end up missing it. I thought I was that guy, but we're going back down, playing some defense, but it felt like it was very difficult in that first pass to kind of like retain possession of the ball. Like, that guy right there, he reached so early. I thought I was Steph Curry, I guess. Bad shot selection. This game lasted a lot longer than it probably should have, but like I said, whenever I do turn the ball over, I try to get back on defense. Usually I know what guys are trying to do, but I think it was really noticeable in this first 10 games that we played how slow 65 pass accuracy is when it comes to playing 3v3. Like, I feel like you can kind of get away with it once you're playing 2s, but once you hop into the 3s, it's very noticeable. Now you can also see I'm starting to over dribble quite a bit. I was probably open twice right there, but again, I'm still trying to figure out the dribble moves. I start to realize after, you know, a few more days, like, what my dribble animations actually are, and then I start shooting these open shots a lot more. But you can see right here, I try to go for a contact. That happened a lot. Like, I got Euro animations, and it still happens to this day where I'm getting Euro animations when I'm trying to flick down on my right stick to get a contact dunk animation to use the dunk meter, but it's all good. We have the ball. We throw it back to Botnuts. He's smart with it. He runs in. Now, Botnuts, I don't know if you guys saw in the beginning, is on a 6'3" lockdown. And I'm on a 6'3", and we've got Leifon on a 6'7". And that's just kind of almost a recipe for disaster. So you can see we win the game, get 665 VC. And like I said, we kind of just go throughout the rest of this day just streaking. Even though we're not getting the player of the games, a lot of the games, we are getting 600 plus VC, and that's a lot better than losing and getting 100 VC like we did the day prior. But like right here, look at this. We've got a pretty sweaty matchup, 3 red plates, which technically now, I mean, it's just the purple plates. So these guys play a lot, and they play a lot on their builds. You can see now it's starting to get exposed a little bit. In the park and maybe some theater, those layups might go in because some of those guys don't have like the craziest interior defense or anything like that. But once you're going against lockdowns and these centers that have high interior, you're not making those layups with no layup rating. But you can see right here, I use the Darius Garland. Somehow I luckily get past my guy, and I start to notice as well how slow this silver lightning launch is. I cannot wait to get that on gold because I heard that's like night and day. So we'll make a big difference. This guy's just a big body on Botnuts, and you got to remember too, Botnuts has like a 96 perimeter, something like insane. So all those screens were just hitting super hard. Nice little crab move right there. We'll take that, and we'll take the lead right back, and we get the ball again. Trying to run past this guy was a lot more difficult than I thought. A lot of these dudes with a high perimeter, they were very difficult to get past. You can see I try to kick it to the corner. That shot's not there. And also another difficult part about this was having no Gatorade. So our stamina, you can see in a lot of these clips, it was just getting decimated. Like our stamina after a couple dribble moves and then getting bumped by a lockdown and then trying to score, it was a lot more difficult than it looked. But you can see we're going right back to that Ja Morant go-to shot, one of my favorite moves to do in the ISO. Once you do it right and it kicks you ahead, it's actually a very good move. You can see why it's called the go-to, but you can see right here, trying to play corner defense, especially on a build that doesn't have rebounding, it's a lot more difficult than you think. And a lot of those corner guys got rebounding, so they can just chuck up shots and get second possessions pretty easily. And obviously these guys weren't just gonna lay down, so they end up tying the game, kicks it to the corner. And a lot of times playing 3v3 pro-am, you can kind of abuse the corner because a lot of those guards have like no perimeter, or they just sit there and just don't pay attention for some reason. But you can see there I get a very big rebound, and that's when you'll notice how bad that 65 pass accuracy is, even in the half court setting. Like that pass right there is pretty slow, and a lot of the times those passes will mess up your shooter as well. You can see they try to kick it in. A lot of those guys just collapse every time I ran at the rim. He knocks down the shot. We end up winning that game against 3 purple plates, and then we get an error code. But I think the game counted. We got the VC. I'm going back and just looking at all these quests because I think this is one that we'll probably be able to knock out, the 3v3 pro-am eventually. Winning 60 games for 2,500 VC, it's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts, I'm not gonna lie to you. But again, we're back in the 3v3, trying to just learn the dribble moves, and I'm trying to ISO as well. So this is the first time that you guys will really see me ISOing on the threes, and I'm going to be doing that a lot more often throughout the rest of this video. You can see big 3-point shot right there. Only the bronze set shot specialist. Kick it to Leifon. You can see again, that's just looking back at it now, I didn't really realize how slow some of these passes were, but we're going back, we're throwing lobs, we're throwing assists, we're hitting snatchbacks, so we're starting to get in a little bit of a rhythm. Like I said, we did play 25 games. Our build's looking pretty good. Nice little Ja Morant lob pass right there. We're playing some defense again. We're up 19-6. Leifon throws me a lob. I reciprocate. Kind of a contact. We green it, whatever it is. And you can see now we got player of the game. And man, oh man, if I could do that more often. Player of the game was looking pretty nice. You get 1,000 plus VC. And right here, I'm just kind of showing you guys how much it would cost to upgrade your mid-range. Even going up a slight bit, it costs so much. And at the time, honestly, I probably should have upgraded it, because we're gonna have to upgrade it eventually, because we're gonna have to start shooting a lot better, because the bronze set shot specialist with a 74 3-point shot, we're not gonna be that consistent. Even though you guys are seeing me make a lot of shots, I'm probably shooting like in the high 40s, which honestly is not the worst, but we got to be a lot more consistent, and we got to start hitting some of these mid-ranges too, because that sometimes is what's open. And if the dunk's not open and the 3-point shot's not open, I mean, the mid-range probably is. You can see that little nice little off-ball. You don't see that too often. But these guys, they weren't going away either. A lot of these 3v3 pro-am games, these guys just really wanted it. Even these, I think they were like 4-5. So you wouldn't think they were the best team. but these guys were able to kind of play pretty well. You can see I tried to do a quick stop, end up falling over. I'm just looking like an idiot. I'm trying to dive on the ball to get it. It's just, it was a tough look, but luckily Botnuts picks me up. I'm at half court, kind of cherry picking. We do a nice little dunk to put us back up by 3. We run at the rim again. Nice little meter dunk. I'm starting to get the meter dunk timing down a little bit again. The Luka Doncic probably was my favorite move. Playing the 3v3, we're able to ISO a little bit. Nice little escape to get to the rim. I get another lob. You can see I take a great angle right there, but here I'll just let it play for itself. I mean, this was an insane possession, and this is just this is a 2K25. I don't know what it is. So we take a shot, we end up missing it. They go backdoor, they go with the bad shot. We get the ball. I'm a part of this too. I get the ball right there, stripped away from me. We kick it back out. They get the ball again. They're just running around aimlessly. We're trying to play defense to get more stops. They throw it back out. They're just running. Like, this was just some gameplay. I'll say that. This was gameplay. I don't know what kind of gameplay it was, but it indeed was a gameplay. You can see we can't score, and it went on like this for a while. I tried to throw a self lob, didn't work. I get the ball back, a bounce pass turnover. Yeah, it was bad. But you can see it's 20-17 now. I get past this guy, but I did notice, like I said, that Silver Lightning launch, it was tough to kind of really get explosive and get past those dudes. But you see we make a 3-point shot for the game winner. Didn't have the best teammate grade, so we only got 800 VC for that. And here we take our first L. You can see we are 6-1 now, but we're starting to understand our build a lot more. This game was kind of tough though. They had 2 6'4" guards, which both are taller than me, and they had a lockdown that was playing pretty good defense. And this is going to be one of the games where I noticed probably the most that I needed to upgrade my pass accuracy. That probably wasn't the best pass anyway, but these passes, man, they were just setting me up for failure. I don't know if it's just because it was, like I said before, it was just a lower pass accuracy, so I wasn't getting the best animations. But we get a nice little putback dunk here, nicely anticipated. But I think I had like 4 or 5 turnovers right there. I hate that animation at this point of the year. It was probably the most frustrating thing. I'm trying to throw full court passes, so back-to-back turnovers. We're down by 5, and this lockdown was bumping me too, so I was pretty frustrated. I remember this. He was just poking loose in the backcourt. They were picking it up. I was diving on the floor. It was just a very tough look. So you can see we're down by 7, but we got to keep our head in the game right here. A lot of these times, like, you can get a couple stops, a couple threes, like 2 possessions, you could be right back in game. So I try to go down court again. Leifon was smart and not throwing it. He's not trying to get turnovers like me. I'm running to Botnuts, but it doesn't matter. Botnuts has a very high 3-pointer. I don't know if you guys saw in the beginning of some of the games. He has a high 3-pointer lockdown, which actually helped us a lot. And just like that, we were down 14-7, and now we're up 15-14. And I just threw my 5th turnover. You're seeing that at the top right correctly. 5 turnovers. So we're going up 20-16. I throw to Botnuts in the corner. He makes it. So we have a great comeback, but my turnovers almost lost us the game, and I cannot be doing that. And getting a lot of turnovers as well, you get pretty much no VC because your teammate grade like that is going to drop significantly. So you can see we're kind of just streaking again, going, you know, winning some games, losing a couple games, whatever it is. But this game right here, we're going up against a very tall lineup. Like I said before, you're starting to notice a lot of these guys are starting to run a lot taller lineups. And even though these guys probably weren't going to be able to ISO and their offense was going to look a little wonky, being tall really does have its benefits, especially defensively. You can see right here, I try to use the go-to shot. Actually kind of cleaned. If I had like a little bit more stamina, maybe another Gatorade bar, I think that move kind of does a good change of pace. You can see again, we're getting used to the meter dunks. The escapes and the hesitations are probably one of the biggest things I needed to do. But you can see right here, a little bit of an IQ move. They're trying to post me up and try to get me involved in the defense. And I was just like, you know what, Botnuts, go ahead and drop down. You play defense for me, big guy. You got some defense. But you can see right there, Leifon had a great little pass fake. Like I said, I tried to switch it again, but they were smart and kind of stayed in the corner. I forced a bad shot right there, and we're up by 1, so that was pretty big. Now we're running back on the offensive end. You can see pretty slow pass. He makes the extra. Misses a corner shot, kicks it back out to me. We needed to knock that down, especially after missing a couple 3-pointers, so we're able to do that. Nice little quick stop, pretty deep 3. Knock it down again. And like I keep saying, these are with bronze badges. We get player of the game, and this time we actually get a pretty good amount of VC. And I was like, you know what? Now's the time. We're upgrading this. we are going with the max out pass accuracy. So now we have a max out pass accuracy with a 78, and we're hopping right back in because I want to see what this 78 pass accuracy is all about. I mean, it's a pretty good sweet spot. A lot of the ISO builds that I use on my main account, I can kind of notice a pretty big difference. So you can see right here, ISOing, we throw it to the corner. That pass was a lot faster, even though he wasn't really ready for it, but we get ourselves another putback. But I can just notice how much quicker that really was. And these guys, our offense was just insane. You see another cross court pass. He's able to make that one. I swear that was getting picked off a couple games ago. Throw a little pocket pass to Layfon. They're playing weird defense in the quarter. So I noticed the first game, I really wanted to pass, and the passes were looking so much better. Nice little step back right there. We knocked down the 3-point shot to tie it back up. Backdoor, the backdoor was there too. So the backdoor passes, I felt like they weren't getting a lot of bad catches. They were actually getting there in times for them to make the dunk or the layup. We're only down by 1 right now, but these guys, man, they were so tall. You can see the guy that I'm guarding in the corner is like probably 6'8", but we forced a nice little switch right there for a turnover to get the ball right back. I run backdoor, quick little dunk again. So upgrading the dunk was very crucial. And since Botnuts is on that 3-point lockdown with a high 3-pointer, that helps us out a lot. They can kind of just stop at the wing and all that. So our first game, 5 assists, 7 points, and it gets us player of the game. So you can see right here, we're still just back at it, just kind of working on the build a little bit more, behind the back once, running at the rim. We're just kind of doing our thing. It's not too much, catching backdoor lobs, like I said today, and all the games really that we're playing 3v3 Pro-Am, it's just the grind. And honestly, it was tough. It was tough playing a lot of games like this, but you just had to keep playing, and we tried to end them as quickly as possible. We didn't really care if we lost. I didn't really care if I scored 14 points every single time. I'm basically just trying to show you guys after every upgrade kind of how the build looks a little bit more. My off-ball movement, I swear every year, is just money. I know how to get to the open spots off-ball. So that's kind of nice thing about being a point guard, but also being a pretty good scorer off the ball and stuff like that. You know how to get open, catch and shoot again, knocking it down. There's some games, like I mentioned, that I was making a lot of threes, and there'll be games where I was missing a lot. That's just what comes with the bronze badges. But again, nice little pass right there. 65 pass accuracy, that's 1000% getting stolen. Another assist to the corner. I get kicked out to me in the corner. We knock it down. So we're 3 for 4 this game for 3, which is always good. Botnuts with a clutch steal, throws it to me in the corner. I'm dribbling up a little bit. I got a little bit too confident, a little too cocky, but we miss it. Get our own rebound, throw it back out to Botnuts. He's got my back because I got his back with a putback dunk to win the game. Nice little smooth game right there. Again, we get player of the game, 1000 VC. Always good. I wish we could have got player of the game a little bit more often, but like I said before, we're just trying to end games as quickly as possible. If I have to throw assists, if I have to, score the basketball, I'll do that. But lucky for us, the wealth was kind of spread out equally. A lot of the end of the Pro-Am games that you guys are seeing, there'll be some times where somebody might have like 14 points or something like that, but usually the scoring is pretty well balanced, and that was one of the most annoying animations in 2K. They finally took it out, I think, a little bit. It used to happen all the time in patch 1 with that steal, but look at this, 360 putback dunk, one of the cleaner ones I think I got in this whole entire video. But this guy was just running backdoor nonstop. You can see we're in another close game. It's 15-13. I think these guys were like 1 and 2, but you see they're also full court pressing me. But that animation right there is literally insane, and the fact that he was able to get back after reaching a cross body like that was a little wild. But you can see right there, sometimes, and most of the times, I would miss layups like that. And like I said before, these guys are just programmed to run corner. I told Botnuts to just stop at the hash, and I was going to hit him. So we end up making that shot right there. Another meter dunk to put us up by 3. So we just can't give up a 3. But we end up giving up 3. So we got 20-20. And this guy, like I said, full court pressing. And these guys were like 1 and 2. We easily could have turned the ball over right there. So I knew I had to play smart. He reaches across body again. I'm not dumb. This time I kick it to the corner. Botnuts knocks it down. That cross body steal animation was literally insane, and I'm glad we won that game too, because I did get player of the game and 900 VC. But it's always funny to kind of see the lineups people come out here and run. Like right here, it was very strange to see like a 7-footer and then like another tall 6'9" guy. But look at this, ankle breakers. And of course, we yoink it. But this game was tough, man. We were just getting abused in the paint with 2 tall builds and our lineups being pretty small. It was kind of difficult to maneuver around a 6'9" lockdown, but we end up matching up with them again. So it was revenge time. You can see 6'4", 6'9", 7-footer. This time I decided, we kind of agreed that I probably should have to guard ball here, just because I don't think I'm going to be able to do anything against the 6'9". Like, I'm not going to be able to box out. I'm not going to be able to kind of like bump him at all. But you can see again, like I said before, I'm just calling for guys to stop at the hash, and I'm able to dot them very consistently. But you can see now they're trying to post us up, and this time I'm like, hey, I'm going to run out. I'm going to guard whoever is on the perimeter. You're just going to have to drop every single time. But you can see we're playing great defense now. They can't post up bot nuts as easily because he does have like a movable enforcer, and he's at least some kind of lockdown. So he's got a lot better defense than I do. You can see right now I'm just getting bumped, but I'm throwing it to Layfon in the corner. He makes that shot. It really came down to Botnuts and Layfon today just making shots, because a lot of times when I ran at the rim, I was just getting double teamed. But you can see I thought about quick stopping right there, but I decided to go run at the rim anyway. I throw it to Layfon. It's 10-7. He makes it, but somehow they come back and it's tied up. I think their center lagged out, so our pick and pop game with the center was not that good anymore. You can see we're down 20-16. Luckily that pass didn't get picked off. Botnuts knocks it down. Honestly, that center, if he was just a regular person, we probably would have won that game, but we need one more stop. And honestly, I was just like, you know, if you have to, you got to let that center shoot. Luckily, he didn't go up right away, and for some reason the point guard didn't shoot that. Maybe he was calling for the ball. He ends up bricking it. We got very lucky. You can see being patient right here. Didn't want to throw a turnover. Got him beat. Run at the rim, kick it to Layfon. He ends up making it, and that's going to end the 25 games that we played today. Tons of games, tons of VC, so it was well worth it. Now, another difficult part about this challenge was finding people to play with. Now, I could find just anybody, but at the same time, when you're playing a lot, you want to have people that you actually enjoy playing with. So you'll notice throughout this video, there might have been like 5 or 6 people that I played with this whole entire time. But you see right here, 99 perimeter lockdown going against me. And with having like kind of slow dribble moves and, you know, being a 79 overall, it was tough going against a guy with 99 perimeter and probably really high agility too. So he's going to be very fast. You can see we're not shooting the best to start off this game. I think this team was like a gold tier or something, I don't know, but they had a 7'1" center too. So a lot of the times when we did make them miss, since we're going with a smaller lineup today, they were pretty much able to get their rebound every single time. The center would just campaign and they would just chuck, which is kind of common if you're playing 2s, if you're playing 3s, or any game mode. There's a lot of guys just kind of sitting there getting kind of spoon fed by the center. But you can see a nice little crab right there. Again, I don't know how I'm making some of these mid ranges sometimes. Catch and shoot from the corner, a little spot finder up. We knocked that down. We miss a layup. Like I said, though, when you're going against these guys that have like 99 stats, that little no driving layup stuff does not work. Sometimes it'll work against guards, but against guys that have high perimeter, it's not working. And again, like I was saying a little bit earlier, it felt like this lightning launch, or just how my player was moving with a dribble style, it was kind of tough to get by these lockdowns. Even if they reached out of position, or if I got the first step, I was not able to get by them. But you can see this game, luckily, even though I was going against this 99 perimeter, I was able to make a lot of shots. We're up 16-9, but don't let that fool you. You can see they're playing some pretty good offense here, just kind of running around, and like if they have to, just bail out with the center. We're up 19-14, which I thought would have been nice to win this game, but they end up making that 3-point shot. I remember it, and I was like, oh crap, we have to score or we might lose. So you can see I get poked loose, and it was just the algorithm at this point. They made a jump shot, so it's 19-19. I did probably the stupidest thing I could have done right here. I do a blowout dribble, which usually when you do a blowout dribble, that corner's wide open, and it was, and I forced a terrible shot. I try to get a contact dunk. He quick stops top of the key. Just an awful loss, and that was on me. But I wanted to show you guys I'm not perfect. I don't make the right play every single time, but you can see again, now we're just streaking, winning games. A majority of games we are winning. I think we'll lose like a couple here and there, but a lot of the times you can see the median VC is probably around like 600, which actually is not bad at all. But you can see we're starting to get used to it a little bit. That's the whole thing. You're going to see the progress. You're going to see me mess up. You're going to see me start getting some of these animations right. You're going to see me getting the tempo shots right, winning more ball games that way. And along the way, that's going to help us out a lot. And we're going to start helping ourselves out a little bit right here too. Upgrading our mid-range finally. If I didn't do it now, I knew I was going to wait forever to do it. I know we don't unlock any badges, any animations or stuff like that, but we had to start doing it. We lose back-to-back games. I think we start getting like a little bit tired. You can see only 400 VC. We lose this game right here. I probably was playing pretty poorly, and we called it a day after this game right here. But usually I would not have the confidence to shoot a shot like this. So you can see 20 to 18, step back in the midi, a deep mid-range shot that usually would say bad shot selection. We're able to knock down, so we win that game. And then Sean and I later that night decided to play some twos in the park. Now, I'm trying to think why. Maybe this week the theater switched or something like that and there was no twos. I don't know what it was. That had to be the case because I have no idea why we thought in our right minds that playing park on a 6'3" and a 6'7" would be a good idea, especially a 6'3" with no defense. Because usually you would go up against a post scorer or you'll go up against like a duo ISO 6'7" lineup that just did like Zach LaVine snatchbacks and all that crazy stuff. And that's exactly what this was right here. It was dual 6'7s, and of course you can't even play the park normally because half the time you're playing it, the game just lags. Like if you've ever played up here, you know this court lags like crazy. I shoot a fadeaway three for some reason, not my smartest idea. They're going back shooting threes, we catch and shoot, so kind of the typical theater offense that we're able to do. But again, I'm still only using these bronze badges, and since the highest thing I have is driving dunk, I always think it would be a smart idea to go for a contact dunk until I go for the contact dunk, and I hardly ever make them. But you can see right here, another catch and shoot. That's what for some reason I could do the best on this build. I'm not too sure why. Catch and shoot in the mid-range, so that's actually kind of nice just to show you guys a little bit of the mid-range game. But then when we turn the ball over, our defense is just not cooperating. You see I get a nice little lane, little bump steal right there, running at the rim, nice dunk to put us actually to tie the game up. But you can see right there, like, what is that? How on earth is that a passing lane? The guy's standing in the paint. Like he shouldn't be able to get that. And then at this point, we can't do anything. They're just dunking all over us. They're making all these crazy plays. We end up losing, and we don't even get that much VC. Solid 200 VC. But you can see again, we're kind of committed to this. We have to play the game. Like that's the grind. That's the whole thing. Like with no twos in the theater, the park was really all that we could do, and we're going down 17-0. And you can see the kind of lineups, like I said, that we're going against. This guy was a lockdown. That guy was an interior post scorer. And they're sweating their lives away too. Whenever they turn the ball over, it's reaching, forcing us to shoot shots, which, like I said, is probably the most difficult thing because you can't shoot that consistently this year. But Sean put me on his back this game. I'm not going to lie to you. I was looking bad. The shot clock winding down. I had to throw up a shot. We end up missing it. He ends up missing it. If he made that shot, we probably would have lost the game. But the 7-footer down there gets the rebound. I don't know what this guy was doing. He just walks his back. I don't know if they were trolling us or they just thought they were going to win this game no matter what. But at that point, we took it a little bit personal. You can see right there, I do the Ja Morant go-to shot, but I thought I was there. The center was going to have to like go down and collapse and help. But of course, no IQ. He doesn't do that. Sean hits a great slip screen, gets the standing dunk to roll right there. The screen doesn't hit, but like I said, they're just forcing us to shoot the ball because they think we're eventually going to miss. But Sean literally went flawless this game. Catch and shoots, knocking him down. Some crazy shots like this he was able to make, running at the rim, taking the center off the dribble, which was nice. So you can see it's 17-19. I run back door, get a dunk, and now we're at game point. So you know these guys are going to be fiending. They don't want to lose this game at all. It's going to be brutal, but they get backdoor cut. And that's the thing. The 7-footer is going to be way too slow. If he gets that quick first step to the paint, it's going to be an easy one. 300 VC there. And I think this was our last time playing. Like you can see, we're getting obliterated. We only missed like 1 or 2 shots. We're going up against the center with post scoring takeover. I mean, there's only so much you can do. And that was definitely going to end our session on the 2. So I decided to end the night at 12:30 at midnight playing one random red game. And I really wish I did not. Look at the opposing team. Look at my team. I just knew after this was going to be a very long journey. Now here goes our first red game of the day. I thought this was going to be pretty easy based on the team that we were going against, but especially after seeing this, like you would think somebody that would go up with a take like that for the very first play of the game, it would be pretty easy. But right off the bat, these guys were double teaming me. They wanted me to pass the whole entire time, which makes sense, which I'm willing to do. But here goes the first mid-range with that 73 midi. What we're able to do, like I said, they're just trying to blitz me the whole entire time. They've got guys blitzing me and then getting the steals off the pass. It was looking pretty rough early on. And you can see again, even right there, they're trying to blitz me. I hit the corner. We actually had a pretty solid team. Now, usually this would make me pretty mad and annoyed if I had a bad team and they were blitzing me the whole entire time. But look, getting the meter dunk down too, but these guys were actually hitting shots and for the most part spreading the floor out. As you guys can see, I mean, right off the bat, first quarter, it's back and forth. You get left wide open, I will find you. So in the second quarter, I already have 6 assists. I'm a willing passer, which you guys will see a lot when it comes to this rec center gameplay. Right here, we're down by 10. Little Luka Doncic step back, bang. We knocked that down to bring it back to a single-digit game. And look at this right here. I didn't even know I had this in my arsenal. I probably really don't, but I guess that guy had legit 0 defense, and you can see we're back at 5 points. They're playing like a modified kind of zone. I hit the corner as it gets left wide open for my 7th assist. Down by 5, 4 minutes left, and this is probably the perfect lob pass between 2 people. If I threw a regular pass right there, I think that's getting stolen. So you can see we're only down by 3 again. They're kind of starting to force stuff in the paint, which is cool by me, but here's the pass accuracy. He goes and dunks it down with the meter dunk, which is always nice. Only a 1-point game. For a while, it was a 1-point game. We get a huge steal. He doesn't go up with it, which most randoms would do. He makes the extra pass, and that's going to give us the lead. So like I said, it was a close game, tough rec game. We end up winning it by 2 points, and look at the my points in VC. But after that game, I wanted to try starting 5. I hadn't tried it on a small guard up until this point in the year, and I'm not going to lie to you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're trying to get my points, VC might be okay, but my points do not play this game mode. So you can see we end up winning that game pretty easily. I threw a lot of lobs, I did a lot of stuff, and we won. And I only got 6K my points. The VC, like I said, I didn't have the best teammate grade, so it was okay. But after that, we make our upgrade to our mid-range to get that silver set shot specialist. And then we're going to go ahead and do our race of the week this week in order to get that 2,500 VC, upgrade our driving dunk to a 93, and now our build's looking good. Now today was a day. We got so much done. The amount of different gameplays and places that we played during this, you guys are going to be pretty amazed. And it was always nice when you can get some VC off the wheel. And getting that VC, I decided to upgrade my vertical to a 70. You can see we get a lot of new, I think like some badges, some dunk requirements, stuff like that, which is good. But you can see we're right back into the random reg. And today I was making sure I'm getting my points. That's the biggest thing. When there's nobody on, running point guard in random reg, you guys know it's not that bad. So we're going to go ahead and do that a few times this year. Once we're just like having nobody online, the random rec is going to be our play. So you can see we have an AI. I'm calling for it like a bot. We catch and shoot in the mid-range, which is good. Like I said, having that silver set shot specialist and also having that 78 mid-range helped us out a ton on this build. It opens it up completely. You can see we're knocking down 3-point shots now. They can't leave us open, and we get player of the half. So we'll be taking that 100 VC. That, you know, all the VC adds up, but you can see it's a pretty close game. That's the nice thing about having, you know, that pass accuracy. We're able to hit those guys in there, and I don't know how that counted as an assist, but you know what? We'll take it. We spot up. We're not running at the rim anymore because we can actually shoot the basketball a lot more consistently, which is good. So we don't have to run at the rim every single play. If there's slashers on our team, we're actually able to spread the floor out. You can see rhythm shooting, a little catch and shoot mid-range shot, which is cool. We're only up by 6 at this point. I cut down, very nice bounce pass, and when the lane opens up, we're Ja Morant. You know we're finishing that. And there we go. That's that 60 steal. I know a lot of you guys were wondering why I upgraded the steal early. If you got a 60 steal, it's money. You get so many lane steals. I would definitely recommend at least upgrading it to 60 on whatever builds you have. But you can see now, once we got that silver badge, we unlocked that one. So we got 2,500 VC for completing that quest. And now we're kind of doing our thing. Look at us, Ja Morant and 1A. Flex on them real quickly. I know it was on the AI. For some reason, it feels like you make those on the AI all the time. I'm not too sure why, but it literally just works every single time. As you can see now, we're comboing up a little bit. That guy cuts, but it doesn't matter. It opens up just enough for us to get the dunk animation off. Look at that little catch and shoot, just finding the open space. Like this build now, it's really starting to come into fruition. At a 82 overall, we're doing a lot of stuff really well, dotting our teammates. 3-point game, but it's going to be not enough. You can see we're running at the rim. It's only a 1-point game now, but it kind of ballooned, and I do believe we ended up losing that game. Our silver set shot specialist goes up a little bit more. 22K my points, 500 VC, and now we're going to upgrade our agility, and we should be able to make a lot more shots in the mid-range now. Like I said, we're back at it, and it's another jam-packed day. Like I said, we're doing a lot today, and you can see they've got me at the shooting guard position in the rec center. And honestly, when you have a good point guard in the random rec, I do not mind being the shooting guard. I think it puts me there quite a bit just because my pass accuracy is pretty low. But you can see when you have a good point guard and you can just find your open spot and they hit you, it really honestly is not that bad. But you can see here, I'm still trying to force contact dunks. Like, that's my highest rating. So whenever I see like an angle, I always want to go for him, which probably isn't the smartest, especially to do in the random rec. But you can see the point guard hits a big shot, so he could shoot, he could dribble a little bit. So I was very confident that I could kind of just spot up and find open spots, and that's what kind of won us this game down the road, because I wasn't just trying to cut the whole entire time. I wasn't just demanding the ball, but whenever I did get the ball, I was able to knock down big shots, three-pointers and all that. But you can see right here, little backdoor cut, probably not the best kind of cut, but honestly that move right there with no layup timing seemed to work. But now I can kind of see what people get upset when I'm running guard. I was open in the corner for a while, he's dribbling top of the key, I get a late pass, I get blocked, it's whatever. But at the end of the day, we're still trying to figure all this stuff out with the build, the driving dunk animations, what's open, what's a good dunk. We're always trying to figure that out. And like I said before, I upgraded the mid-range so we have shifty shooter, so that's going to help us a lot in the rec center as well. You can see in transition, instead of just having to be forced to run into the paint, I can kind of run and find my spot and be able to shoot that mid-range jumper, which wasn't really always there. And it's funny kind of how the random rec works. Once you get the ball and get some shots up, you're a lot less selfish, and it's not by coincidence. That actually happens a lot. But I don't know what on earth animation I just did right there. Looked like a little modified Steve Nash. But you can see again, we get player of the half, 100 VC. It's all of this adds up, so I am not mad about it at all. But look at that, another nice dunk in the paint. I felt like this game the paint was actually left open, which is nice. And for some reason, the Ja Morant free throw, you'll see it throughout the video, was giving me so much struggle. I know I only had like a 50, but it feels like, you know, 50 is enough to at least not get a very late. I don't know, but you can see we had that steal. We're almost like in a close game now. I don't really remember what ended up happening. I think I took a couple bad shots. I was throwing lobs. The point guard does the same thing. And once you do that and you don't pass the ball to like the power forward or the small forward, you can see that guy flopping. They tend to give up, even if there's only 25 seconds left. So you can see we're up by 7 with 16 seconds. The point guard chucks yet again, and we kind of just sit there. I don't know. Now the center has the ball. He chucks, and they call a timeout. So we think the game is over. Like, it should be over. It should have been over. But you can see my guy runs up top of the key, hits a 3-point shot. So 0.4 seconds left. And of course, like I said, once you do stuff like that, your teammates tend to give up. We were screaming in game chat. You guys know how random rec gets, but you've got 0.4 seconds left. I don't think it's enough time for a catch and shoot. They throw it to him in the mid-range. We jump. Luckily, he misses it. I don't think it was going to count regardless, but you can see not the cleanest game, 9 for 16, whatever, but we did get 38,000 my points, and that's what it's all about. But now, this is the rec team, or this is the 3v3 Pro-Am team. This is the team that we're going to be rocking for the rest of the year. You can see we've got the Grizzlies jerseys. We got Marcus Smart out here too with a high three-pointer. Like I told you guys before, I like playing with a high three-point lockdown just because they're a lot more viable on offense. It's not just corner shots the whole entire time, especially with how perimeter defense kind of worked this year. I felt like you kind of have to have a three-pointer because perimeter and steal, it's good, but it's not that great. But you guys saw before that possession where I'm trying to cut out of the corner. That's a lot of my offense when I pass the ball. Once you're going up against a 6'7" like these guys had, they had 2 6'7s, the 6'7 lock, the 6'3 point guard that I'm on, it's tough to get by him and get like good body up animations. But you can see right here, nice little pass. It was a little bit crowded over there on the right side. We get the catch and shoot back in the midi with that 80 mid-range jump shot. We're able to knock it down, so you can see it's 18-13. We kind of start bullying the guard because 2 6'7s, it was kind of difficult to bully, so I would just pass it to tripod. He would just run in. Obviously, the point guard has no defense, and they would have to leave somebody open if they were trying to do that. You can see a nice little VC gain right there, playing some defense out of the corner. We're up 5-0, and yeah, we haven't been able to get on our home court, which I've been waiting for. I don't know why we didn't get like a single home game. You can see still ISOing a little bit. I'm trying to use some screens along the way, which I'm not really accustomed to yet on this build, but you can see nice little spin back animation and then a nice dunk inside of the paint. A little bit of a business decision. They knew not to jump down there, knocking down, catch and shoot 3 still. So like I said, actually, let's admire that a little bit. Nice little poster lob. And to end the game, look at this Spurs ball movement. We drained the 3 to win it. But like I was saying before, I'm trying to get used to the screens. Sometimes I'll ISO. You can see this game I went 6 for 7, which is just crazy because you'll notice throughout the rest of these games too, just how inconsistent this game is. One game I'll go 6 for 7, and then the next game I legit can't buy a shot. I'm turning the ball over a million times. I don't know what's going on, but you can see we're now 2-2, and we're going up against a team that on paper didn't look that good. But again, like I said, we're still using a lot of Ja Morant's animations, 3 primary ones like the go-to shot, the combo moves and all that. We're using a lot of Ja's, and throughout the whole entire video, like I said, we're trying to use as many Ja animations as we can. But you can see now it's 19-17 against the team I believe that was 0-2, and they were playing pretty scrappy. But luckily we got Marcus Smart with a high 3-pointer. That's what I like. They can actually make those shots top of the key. You can see I'm not playing the best this game. You know, we're shooting 50%, which isn't the worst, but they had 2 guards that were pretty much just running around the whole entire time. Then like a 7-footer setting screens and then slipping. So it was kind of difficult. And especially when you don't have any perimeter defense, it's kind of hard to kind of go through those screens like that. But you can see luckily we get kind of bailed out. The center goes up again. They go up by 1 point. Now at this point I tell Tripod, hey, just stay down with me. Once I start dribbling, go across half court, stop on the wing. He catches it, shoots it beyond hash, and hits an absolute dog shot. Of course he should be player of the game, which he wasn't, but he hits a huge shot, like back-to-back big shots. So we'll definitely take that. And again, trying to get used to the screens. It's a learning curve. We get screened right into my ball hand. We end up losing that game. It's a close one. We didn't play the best yet again, and we end up winning one game right there. We lose a lot. I think we went like 500 on the day, which really is not that great. But now it's time to upgrade the build a little bit more. We're gonna go with a 94 driving dunk at that 80 mid-range shot. Now we are at 83 overall. We win that first game. We cancel it out. I think we went 5-5, which really wasn't the greatest. And now we're back into the random rack. Look at that nice little poster dunk. Today is still the same day. So all this you guys are seeing is what I did in one day. Not the greatest random rec game there. Pretty much a waste of time. Didn't get the most my points or anything like that. But now we're hopping into this event. Now, if you guys remember this event, if you just participated, I believe you got like 5K VC, maybe 7,500. I can't remember exactly how much, but this is the clip that you guys saw in the intro. Nasty putback dunk. But Sean and I are starting to play a little bit more twos. After we played the last time, I told Sean to make a 7-footer. He wanted to make one anyway, and I'm kind of glad we did, because we're going up against one of the most annoying lineups, which you guys have been seeing a lot. Didn't matter if it was in the 2v2. Didn't matter if it was in the 3v3. 7-footers, 6'9", spotting up. It was kind of nuts. But you can see right there, Sean gets the stop. Since he is 7 foot, this guy's not going to be able to match him quite like he did on the 6'7". You see, I try to go for a nice little meter dunk, but I guess that's one of Ja Morant's animations, because the only dunk package that I have on is Jaws, and then I have contact dunks, and I don't believe that was the contact dunk animation. But you can see the score, 15-14. The games in here go to 15, and you got to win by 2. Huge shot for me in the corner, rhythm shooting that to put us up by 1. So now we just need one more basket to win this game. We can't turn it over because I don't like our odds. They just missed a couple jump shots in a row, so they're probably due to make a shot. You can see I'm not shooting the greatest, trying to get Sean open because he was getting left open quite a bit. He does a nice little slip screen to the mid-range. I hit him. He gets left wide open, knocks down the jump shot, so he kind of carried us there. We end up winning that game. Our shifty shooters going up, our posterizers going up. We're dunking the ball a lot more, but this game right here was actually kind of gross. We had a masterclass after a pretty poor game shooting last game. We went absolutely off. See, putback dunks, contact dunks, kind of getting in our bag with that 80 mid-range jump shot now, which I think is really nice to have the 80 midi. Quick stops top of the key. Like I said, we're looking pretty smooth this game. I wish I could string together more games like this, but just how inconsistent the game was, it was almost impossible. But you can see nice little ISO for game. Quick stop top of the key. Bang. We knocked that down. So we're feeling good. We're shooting well. We're getting VC. And then, yeah, we end up losing that game, which didn't feel the best. So we decided to go back into the theater, and I was wondering why I was missing so much in the mid-range. Look, ladies and gentlemen, and that was just because I was shooting a lot of middies without having it upgraded throughout this whole entire process. So I was just getting cold spots because I wasn't making that many. But I told Sean, hey, we got to get rid of these cold spots somehow. And I know you guys saw we're going against 2 7-footers. So like we're just going up against some of the most toxic lineups all night long. And again, their game plan is just to leave people open. You can see I hit Sean. I mean, it's a wide open mid-range jump shot. He's an elite player. He knows how to shoot. It's just nothing we can do. And then going up against 7-footers like this, I mean, they're just going to do this the whole entire time. They pack the paint. They let one guy go down there, have another guy that can shoot the ball a little bit. And even though if he misses, they're just going to get rebounds, and I probably should not have to go down there and help. I probably should have jumped there as well, but they're not going to miss too many of those. They're up 12-2, and now we have to kind of play perfect. And both shots that I've made have been in cold spots. All 3 of the shots that I've made have been in cold spots, so that's good for us. But at the same time, all 4 of the shots I've made. But at the same time, it takes a very long time to get rid of these cold spots. You can see we made like 5 mid-ranges in a row. Sean misses, and Yeah, that's all she wrote. We end up losing after that, and we're still having to play the game. We're still having to go after, or playing some more theater. You can see Sean knocks down a big shot after missing a few shots last game. We end up winning. We're back at it again. This is probably one of the nastiest dunks I got this whole entire time. On 2 of them, he falls to the ground. Absolute masterclass performance by Sean again, and we win. But now we got ourselves an interesting one as we go against a 5'9" with a 99 3-pointer, and you can see just straight off the bat their game plan is just to have the center sit in the paint. He gets the rebound, and then the point guard's going to go run back and forth. Now, this week in the theater, it is double dunks. So we can't allow dunks. We can't allow threes, but this 5'9" was so fast. They go up to a pretty big lead right off the bat. He tries to sneak back door and get that backdoor dunk for another 4 points. Sean gets the block. I get the 3 because they're just leaving me open. And like I said, their game plan is just to kind of make us shoot the basketball, which I guess, I mean, it's still this far into the video, and that's how still people are playing. But you can see after the upgrade of the mid-range, we're able to hit that off dribble, which has been kind of nice. You got to remember as well, this is patch 1, so you couldn't R2 fade it quite yet. But look at that, the way we end it with a nasty contact dunk. It felt like we were waiting so long to get an animation like that. But honestly, this has been kind of the fun part of doing this no money spin challenge. We're getting better because we're playing a ton of games. So it's like there's no other option, and we're either going to get better or we're just going to keep losing. So you can see we're finding our jump shots and our timing and all that stuff now. And Sean and I, during this week, I think we found out what we needed to be doing. Just have him posting up and me cutting back door. That was the easiest way to end games. You can even see right here, we're still dunking all over people. So I've kind of gotten to the point where I would say I've kind of mastered the dunk meter. So we have gold posterizer, and then we have that 94 driving dunk. So we're getting dunks off a lot more often. It's been beautiful being able to get the snatch back with the rhythm shooting. The rhythm shooting phase has been super nice. So we're getting a lot more comfortable. And look at this shot. Like, that was just a square, nothing but net. Pretty insane. Getting another dunk, dunking all over people. So you guys can see at an 83 overall, we're looking really good, and we're just winning games back to back to back, just winning so many of them. And then we lose one right there. And I decided, I think after that game, I was just getting shot over a lot. So we're going to go ahead and start to upgrade our perimeter defense. I do believe we might get like off-ball pass or something like that. So like nothing too crazy, but we are an 84 overall. We lose that game, but then we come right back, and then we start winning yet again. Like I said, the rhythm shooting is going to be our best friend with a 74 3-pointer. We kind of have to get that down to an art. You can see that's all I'm starting to do now. Every single time I shoot a standstill shot like that, it's going to be with rhythm shooting. But you can see we're cooking up a little bit, getting used to the Darius Garland dribble style right there, just knowing how to get open. I don't know how on earth I make that. Like I said, the driving glove has been kind of weird. We're going back in, dunking the ball yet again. So these games, what's been nice about this, you'll see some of my teammate grades might be a little bit lower. I'll have A's, A minuses, B pluses, stuff like that. But so we're going for dunks and alley-oops and stuff like that. These games go by really quickly. Now you can see I was missing some mid-range jump shots. I wanted to get the Trae Young dribble pull-up because some people were saying that was pretty good. So I decided to upgrade my mid-range to an 82. We equipped that, and I think the Trae Young one I liked a lot because I was trying to find a good one that I could kind of rhythm shoot with that didn't look weird, because you guys, like I said, you couldn't rhythm shoot with R2 yet. But now, here we go. Another game, 5'9" or 5'11" and a 6'10", and this is exactly why I'm glad Sean made this 7-footer. If he was on a 6'7", I think these games still would have lasted super long. But these guys were playing pretty strange. I think this is what a lot of people are starting to do now, like 5'9s, 5'11s, and just kind of using left stick to run around. But I don't know how he even got sealed off right there. But this animation too, I mean, 2K just almost, it looked like they wanted us to lose. But Sean hits a dog shot right there. They come back, hit another 3. Luckily, he misses that dribble pull-up, but I'm able to run back out. The confidence to shoot with the rhythm shooting, like I said, definitely a game changer to tie it up at 18. So we just need either a dunk right here or a 3-pointer, and we end up winning. I give it back from Sean. Do a quick little dribble move. You guys got to remember, this guy has a super high steal, so he's trying to get a steal however he can. But this combo right here, this the Darius Garland crossover away from the center instead of just going straight at him, was a crucial move that I had to get down. When you ISO, that's a move that you have to do. But you can see right here, like I said, the weirdest of weird lineups today in the theater. Like I said, this has been a long day, so seeing this at the end of the day was a little wild. A 7'3" in a post score. Luckily, the 7'3" shot that and kind of bailed us out a little bit. You see, I'm trying to go run back door, but we get just enough room for the mid-range jump shot to go down. So I did like that Trae Young. Look at this putback over the 7'3" to give us 4 points. So like I said, I was trying to find an off dribble because that just opens up my game so much. You can see we're up 15-2. Look at this move right here. Just absolute bag work to the fadeaway to put us up by 15. They come back a little bit, but you can see this guy just reaching like crazy now. I'm just going to do one snatch back, run at the rim, meter dunk while blinking, and we end up winning that game to end the day. And it's definitely been a day. Now, I say it's becoming routine because every single time I hop on and play the random reg, I get this result. I swear it's 9 times out of 10 is the most insane team, but we're starting off good. Like I said, the mid-range is going to be our best friend. Just being able to catch the ball and attack the mid-range when most people want to run to the rim. But look at this animation. Like after this, I just knew it was going to be a long day. My teammates weren't the greatest. I was getting AIs that were doing this, and I'm coming off a day where I just played a ton. So you can see we're basically down 30 already with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, and I've got teammates that I just don't think have brains. Maybe I don't know, but it just makes no sense how people play the random reg. It's just quite literally insane. You can see my teammates, this was all day long. I think I played like 4 random reg games. I'm going to show you guys all the results, but you can see we're still attacking the basket using Ja Morant's go-to shot, one of his signature moves. And like I said, I really just don't know what's going on. You can see I don't even have my mic plugged in. I'm just accepting it at this point. So you can see we're dropping in baller status, barely getting any my points, barely getting any VC, but at the same time, this is what I need to do. Like if nobody's online, I have to play the game. I have to get something going for us. So you can see now we're into the next game. We don't touch the ball pretty much at all until like the last quarter, which didn't really make sense. And then whenever I pass the ball to somebody, we just got the most insane results. So you can see we're down double digits. I pull up for 3, knock that down, and it's interesting to see that shifty shooter pops up on shots like that, but we end up losing that game as well. So we lose back-to-back games, and it really, both the games hadn't really been that close. But you can see now, look at this. Like, I just don't understand it. Like, why is the center catching the ball and just walking forward? I don't know. But we honestly get probably one of the nastiest contact dunk animations just by flicking down on our right stick or just holding down. You can see right here, we end up losing. I mean, I don't have the cleanest of games, but it just feels like my teammates pretty much do nothing. So we called it there, and hopefully tomorrow's a little better. Now, today was apparently the day the patch came out, but it was kind of weird. I don't know if you guys remember, people are saying, no, it's actually coming out on Friday. The patch didn't work, and then there was like a hot fix later in the morning. It was weird. So I decided to hop into the rec center, and it felt like my teammates were kind of making a lot of shots. Now, if you guys saw the last rec game before this one, obviously we lost like 4 in a row, so we got put down to bronze status. And honestly, I don't know what it is. It felt like my teammates were almost better on bronze status. I don't know. It felt like the floor is a lot more spaced out. People were shooting shots more often. You still have your typical center sitting in the paint. Like you guys see this play right here. Like this will always happen in a random reg game. Like it doesn't even matter who you're playing with, but it felt like it was okay. I don't know. It was weird, but we're back. We're grinding. Like I said, when there's nobody online, and I would definitely recommend this if you guys are just trying to get your builds up, if you're trying to get badges or whatever the case is, go hop in random rec. Try your best not to lose your mind, because I've been guilty of that. I've lost my mind playing random rec. Like you see my mic plugged in a lot. I'm screaming at people. I'm trying to talk to people. And honestly, you could really lose yourself if you do that. But you can see right here, double screens up top. Luckily, we've got a little bit of a mid-range, so we're able to knock that shot down. We're running back on the other end, kind of just trying to stay out of the way. The random rec people love to just cut nonstop. So whenever I see that happen, I try to sit on the perimeter as much as possible. But you can see we're having a pretty solid game. We're not shooting great from 3 quite yet, but this guy sets a good screen. We quick stop top of the key. So like I said, we're starting to get used to doing the quick stop off a couple dribble moves. That's probably my favorite thing I've done so far. The steal right there, being able to go coast to coast, is always nice. But like I said, figuring out the quick stop and what animations I can speed boost off of is probably the biggest thing up until right now that I've learned. And like I said, I don't know if it's because my dimer or people are just getting better, or if the patch really did work at this point. I don't know, but people were making a lot of shots. People were not missing that often. It felt like I was actually getting assists, and that kind of helps in the long run as well, getting my points. If you get assists and if you just get a good teammate grade, your my points, and you'll see after this game, usually are pretty solid. So you can see we're actually winning 71-62. We have a solid team, like I said. We're going back on the other end. Instead of just having to run at the rim, I throw it inside. I don't have to run in the rim with that guy. I'm able to relocate on the perimeter a little bit, knock down that shot, and you can see I'm even at the end. I'm like, hey, let's see if I can get another assist. And I can. Like, I swear, I wish I would have put up the scoreboard. You can even see right here, though, felt like everybody was making every shot. I don't know, but we're still being athletic, still doing our thing, still grinding. This is one of my favorite moves I've been doing, and you'll see it a lot more often throughout the rest of this video. It's just a quick little post fade or even a quick little off dribble in the mid-range. Like, this build at this point at a 84 is really becoming its own, and I thought it was showtime, ladies and gentlemen. How does that even happen? That makes no sense. But we get another steal, and instead of throwing off the backboard, I thought in the back of my mind I probably shouldn't. Hey, 2 hands for safety. Let's go ahead and do that. And this game actually went into overtime, and I don't know if it was the patch, but we got an error code. Well, I didn't want to have to deal with an error code again, so we decided to go back to the theater and play some twos. It still was the 2 times dunk, so that's how you know we've been playing a lot. And I'm showing you guys all these gameplays, all these highlights, everything that I'm doing, just because I'm serious. When I said this took over 115 hours, I mean, you guys are witnessing how I was playing a majority of the time. It's a lot of catch and shoot on the twos at least, but now we're starting to get a little toxic. You guys have seen how we've been getting played against. It's our turn to get a little toxic, maybe not right away, but you can see right here, this is probably like the most fun thing that I can do now. The little dribble pull-up has been so clutch, and just being able to do one move and get to the basket. I feel like this 94 driving dunk is allowing me to dunk a lot more often, but what you guys are about to see, it's us being toxic. We're going against a 6'6", a 6'8". Like I said, I'm just going to show you guys some gameplay. Layfon's on a 7-footer now. So we've been kind of switching between 7-footers, 6'7" on the twos, just based on basically who we've been playing against. But you can see a little off dribble yet again. We're getting used to these dribble animations. But like I said, you're not going to be seeing the exact same dribble animations this whole entire video. I just wanted to show you guys a lot of this gameplay because today, the past few days at least that you guys have been watching, we've been playing a lot. We've been playing a ton, so I just want to show you guys all this gameplay. Look at this guy. He's sitting in the paint. He's not guarding me. Hey, I'll shoot the 3. I'll shoot the midi. I'll dunk the basketball on your head. That's the beauty of it. But you can see right here, we don't win every game. This guy hits me with a crazy Steezo move, so I knew that wasn't patched yet. So the patch that supposedly had already been, out, I guess it hasn't been out. Because I do remember now that the 2K said that they were just like doing a hot fix for it because it didn't really patch everything, but we were taking advantage of it before they patched it. This right here, let me know in the comment section if you guys remember this move, the most toxic move in the game, and it legit worked every single time. Sometimes you would get blocked, but it was very rarely. If you gave him a little shoulder fake, it was never getting blocked. But you can see we're being toxic. I'm driving dunks. I'm doing backdoor lobs. I mean, this whole entire time, it is 2 times dunks. So if we could get rid of, these guys as quickly as possible, that's what we're going to do. I'll sit corner. I've been guarding ball. I've been dribbling the basketball a ton. So if I have to sit corner a little bit, hey, I'm down for that. And you can see at this time, I basically have the rhythm shooting down. And look, I mean, dude, I'm telling you guys, the whole entire time we've been playing twos, we're playing toxic. This VC is not going to get itself. And if the game's end quick, that's all that really matters to me. I don't even care. Like I said, I told Layfon here to just dribble up and shoot a midi. Midis were pretty consistent this year. This guy was getting some blocks, so we end up winning that game. The games that we do win, we're getting around 300, 400 VC, but the games that we lose, we're getting like 100 or 200 VC, and it's about the same amount of time, to be honest with you. So we're doing whatever it takes to win. You can see we're losing a couple games here and there. That's what I was talking about right here. 110 VC. We lose this game 200 VC. So losing games stinks. I'm not gonna lie to you. And here I'm just kind of looking at what my layup is gonna be, and like I'm at a 60 overall. If it goes up to a 70, it's costing about 10k VC. That's the next thing that I would like to upgrade, because I would like to put on my layup meter, try up some different layup animations, which we will do eventually. But you can see right here, this is when I noticed that my agility and my speed was kind of lackluster. You can see we're getting used to this Luka Doncic. He has to play up on me. When he plays up, we're getting contact dunks. But like I said, once we upgrade our speed with ball and our ball control to like a 92, we'll be using more unique animations, which I think I'll show you guys more gameplay of. But today, like I said, the days that we're playing these twos games, I'm going all in. I'm playing a ton of them. So I'm going to show you guys the result of playing legit all day long. This is what we've been doing all day. Like, we played probably close to like 30 or 42 games, even though they last like 5 minutes. That adds up. We're playing for hours on hours on hours. So you can see right here, 19-7. Luckily, that guy misses a shot. You can see that nice pass accuracy back out there. I give it to Layfon, just tell him to do his thing. This is getting patched probably within a few hours. This is the only day we'll be able to do it. Do your thing. If you have to kick it to me, I'm going to be rhythm shooting. I've got hot spots. I'm not going to miss. You can see. Oh man, we're toxic, man. We are way too toxic, but we'll take those W's every day. Now, I feel like it always works this way. We're on the last couple days of using these dribble animations, and I'm starting to get comfortable. Obviously, like I was saying before, the more and more you play the game is the more comfortable you get with everything, unless you're just not paying attention and you're not trying to get better. But you can see we're playing a ton of games right here. We're winning, I would say, like 95% of them. Here are the badges that I'm currently rocking with right now. So you can see a lot of silver badges, some bronze badges. We have key badges like pick dodger and like on ball minutes and all that stuff not unlocked yet. You can see now though, I'm just getting very used to shooting the mid-range. It's going to be a big part of my game, especially playing twos. Maybe not as much on the threes, but if you get your mid-range game down, you get the catch and shoots with the rhythm shooting down, you will become an elite player. So now you can see I'm playing with Sean again. He's on his 7-footer. We're rhythm shooting everything, ladies and gentlemen, and we are winning games along the way. You can see right now, just perfect basketball being played. Winning games, getting A pluses is the best thing to get a lot of VC, but oh my gosh, man. I love seeing that animation. I wish I could force that like every single time, but I had to show you guys this gameplay right here because it was quite literally insane. I've never seen somebody play this way before, but you can see right here, like I was talking about earlier, I needed to upgrade my agility and probably my perimeter defense. And look at this animation. I do believe that's like the first time I've ever seen like a big man contact dunk that was like a driving contact dunk animation. If you ever look at the big man contact dunk packages, you might see that animation, but I don't think I ever see it. So I was kind of astonished. But like I said, I was trying to make sure I could get my agility and all that upgraded. You can see he's missing dunks, getting put in the perfect position. It was just a tough game because I was getting stuck on screens very heavily, and I did not want that to happen anymore. And plus, playing ISO defense was really difficult. But look at this. I've never seen a seal off like that either. Just greening standing dunks. Pretty insane. And I'm not even saying like Sean was doing anything wrong. He has interior defense, so we just knew it was a tough time. But you can see now we're starting to get used to the contact dunk meter. We're figuring out what dribble moves like to do very quickly because a lot of these guys kind of spam and get bumpy. So just doing like one move and scoring, and even sometimes like that, you just saw I'm having poor games. So like I said, it's a learning process. You just got to keep digging into this. When you're doing a challenge like this, you can't get too caught up in one game. You have to just keep pushing. Even if you lose like 2 or 3 in a row, the next game you'll probably shoot 100%. It's just how the game works. But you can see, nice little backdoor contact lob. That's like one of the first times I've actually done that. We lose a game, we win a game, and now it's time to upgrade the build like I was talking about. The perimeter defense is now maxed out. The next thing that we want to do is bring our agility up a little bit so we can get, I believe it's on ball minutes, but right now 74 perimeter defense. We should be able to play a lot better defense on the perimeter, getting contests and stuff like that. But here goes another one of those 5-9 games, and you can see their game plan right off the bat. Just leave the center open. And I try to go for a contact dunk, but I get Draymond Green in the paint. So I thought in my mind, this is probably going to be one of those games where I'm going to have to shoot a lot more often. This guy is leaving me open. He's 5'9", so I feel like a lot of these jump shots will be open. Sean tries to do a backdoor. It's not there. I'm not just forcing any dunks anymore. I'm kind of getting in my bag. Look at this move right here. A little post fade. Like I said, that's one of my go-to shots. We get an A+. We don't miss. We end up winning that game pretty easily against a 5'9". But look at this, man. 2K was 2K, man. It's like funny because this is just normal stuff that happens like that. Like it's just, you can't get caught off guard. But you can see winning games, still just going on streaks. Today was another one of those days, and you'll probably notice throughout the rest of this video is we're just not taking days off. When we get on and we're streaking, we are playing a ton, so we have to finish this up. I want to see the progression of this. I'm starting to get used to animations and stuff like that, so I wanted to keep it rolling. But here's another game. 6'10", 7'2". A very, I would say, a very interesting lineup. So you see, instead of just trying to go run at the rim and try to throw lobs and stuff like that, I'm going to try to keep this guy on the perimeter. I want him to guard me, snatch it back, rhythm shooting. Like I said, we are getting used to doing this pretty frequently. But here it goes. Like whenever we turn the ball over, I mean, this is the game plan. And look at this huge shot right there. We're down by 2. I hit a big 3 with rhythm shooting pretty deep. Little pick and pop, kick to Sean. Like I said, our chemistry is off the charts. So a lot of these games we honestly win just because of chemistry. Probably not the greatest shot. I mean, it was still open. Sean's down there to get the rebound, gets the box out. We win against a pretty toxic lineup, 391 VC, which is nice. We win again. We win again, and we win again. We are just absolutely dominating right now. But look at this. Oh my gosh. That might be one of the nastiest animations. I felt like I was legit floating right there, but you can see we're caught into another tough game. I'm kind of eating the screens a little bit better. I'm still getting stuck, as you guys saw right there, but it's not nearly as bad as it was earlier. You can see nice little rebound, 3-point shot to win the game. We lose one, 81 VC is kind of insane. We win another one. Like I said, though, you can't get caught up in that kind of stuff. And look at this animation. 2 hands, Ja Morant. That's that gold posterizer, the 94 driving dunk. I think that's a pretty sweet spot. I finish a lot more dunk animations. Look at this. The dribble combos are getting there, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, we are like on the last day of using a lot of these animations, so I just wanted to show off a little bit more of them. You can see, nice move right here. Probably lightly contested. I got that bronze dead eye, I do believe, right now, just because our shooting's not fully maxed out yet. You can see Sean and I are just streaking up, comboing up, and we're also making a lot of comebacks. You can see a lot of these games are pretty close. We have a lot of games where we're coming back down by like 7 or 8, but you can see backdoor lob right there, still 2 times dunk, so we were able to do that. Probably one of my favorite events to do, especially on this build, because it was just super easy. But now, here we go. We're finishing our defensive efforts off right here. We're going with a 70 agility. A 70 agility is going to give us that on-ball minutes. We're going to be getting a lot more bumpy now, which is something that we were kind of lacking. A lot of the games that we were losing, it was against like ISO people that were just running by me. Look how confident we're getting. Like I said, though, throughout the rest of this challenge, you will see the confidence rise up. The shots that we're taking, the shots that we're comfortable with. Earlier on in this video, you guys saw I was missing a lot of shots, or I wasn't taking a lot of shots. But look at this, back to back to end the game. Like I said, there was times where I was not shooting wide open shots just because I thought I couldn't shoot it or I wasn't gonna make it. But throughout the rest of this video, you'll see I know the shot selection, what shots I can and cannot take. We're going against the post score right here. Never fun. But you see, I'm eating that screen a little bit better. I just wanted to show you guys some of this because, like I said, I'm trying to show you when I upgrade the build, what actually is being upgraded. You can see nice shot contest right there. I'm eating the screens a lot better. I'm not getting fully stuck. And even if I do get stuck a little bit, obviously it's only bronze badges, I'm able to recover a lot more quicker. So you can see Sean hits a 3-point shot. It's 8-8. Screen right here, I eat that. I eat it and I get the shot contest. So like I'm not getting fully hit and my stamina is not getting drained either. So once we do get the ball off the miss, I'm able to shoot shots very confidently and not be drained. You can see back-to-back rhythm shot threes right there. I was kind of sticking with him that possession before. Dribble combo up. Look at this move right here. This was actually beautiful. Crossover. Hey, big man, get out of the paint. We'll dunk on you too to end the game. We win against a pretty toxic post score, 23-8. And we're just grinding, pushing through games. A lot of these games last like a couple minutes, honestly. That's the best thing I think about the 2 times dunks. You end games really quickly. Look at this. We were down by 2. The dunk literally won us the game 21-19 there, so that was pretty fun. And again, there's times that we'll lose, and there's times that are just not the greatest because a lot of these guys do come in here with post scores just trying to dunk every single time, which you guys have seen a little bit. And this is where it was tough. A lot of the games were like this, where it was like I was just getting kind of ISO'd in the paint and they were just going up with contested shots. It wasn't happening nearly as often as it was earlier on in this video, but it definitely was happening. And after those first 2 shots, I thought to myself, hey, this is a game I need to sit up and kind of focus up a little bit. This guy took 2 shots pretty confidently, and he's 6'6", so we don't want to turn the ball over that much. Nice little mid-range shot right there. Shifty shooter, only on bronze. So once I get that on silver, I know I'm going to be very consistent with this shot. You guys saw I had a lot of cold spots, but we're trying to get rid of those as quickly as possible. Nice little decks off to the corner. Our jump shot is definitely falling, and then you can see they come back a little bit more. It's a 3-point game. We're doing our thing. Sean hits me back, top of the key. Do our last little Luka Doncic escape. They're reaching. Nice pass. Sean hits a huge pocket shot. It's kind of a dog shot, to be honest with you. I didn't know he was going to shoot that, but that's probably one of my favorite Ja Morant pass animations right there. A perfect way to end the day. We win, and we're off to the next day. Today we were all over the place. So we started in the rec center. The very first game of the day came down to the wire. So you can see we're down by 1 point, less than a minute left. And this is an absolute dog shot you guys are about to see. You can see in the top right, I'm not really doing too much. I'm playing the traditional point guard role. AI bricks it. We get the rebound. 30 seconds left. 4-on-1. Hey, we don't need the dunk. Let's go up by 2. We take a huge 3-pointer, and it was probably big because they ended up coming back down and tying the ball game up. But we get the final possession of the game. I wanted the ball, but you can see my teammates were just running around kind of aimlessly, so I wasn't trying to do too much. He catches it, shoots the 3, and hits the big time shot, and we end up winning the very first red game of the day. Kind of insane. Like I said, I wasn't really doing too much, just kind of doing what I had to do. So we decided to play another red game, and as you guys can see right here, I've got two-way tenacity. I don't know why I didn't get the rep up animation, but I have two-way tenacity. That's going to help us throughout the rest of this video so much, just playing defense, being quicker on offense, being quicker on defense. You can see we're getting the confidence to even go dunk the basketball now. So you can see I get carried a little bit. I ain't worried about it. I'll take getting carried in a random red game 10 times out of 10. I can just kind of chill and chuck up shots. I don't care. But you can see now, after that game, we decided to go back and play some twos. We're losing kind of more often than usual because there's definitely certain weeks in the theater where a lot of people that kind of go and hawk rep and stuff will go play, and this was definitely one of them. This lineup right here, this guy was really good. It was a close game. This guy's name Push Q, obviously. The other guy's name Set Point. He knew how to dribble, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it was kind of evident how low my speed and agility was when I'm playing guys like this. Now, I don't upgrade it for a while just because for the most part, if you're playing twos or if you're playing threes, you don't really have to play that much defense. You can see I hit him with a nice crossover right there. We end up missing it. Against teams like this that know how to shoot and move off the ball, you can see even shots getting shoved by the 6'8". You really can't afford to do stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wanted to show this as well because obviously the build is almost to where it needs to be. It's an 86 overall. A lot of this stuff is upgraded, but you can still see we're a very long way away. It's a whole different ball game going against guys that are like 99 overall compared to like this build. You can see the screens are still hitting me hard. We finally get a good shot contest. You can see Challenger popping up in the top right, which is big because before I was just getting shot over like crazy. The pass accuracy is coming in clutch on the two, still two, throwing like cross court passes. You can see I do an accidental nutmeg, which is actually pretty clean, but we're still down by 8. Sean with a dog shot mid-range. That's why I love playing with guys that actually have some offensive game. That's like the biggest thing with playing the two. So you see Sean misses right there. He gets takeover. The center kind of does us a favor. Right when the guy gets take, he shoots a shot. You know, already know my body, catch and shoot in the corner. We're rhythm shooting, all that kind of stuff like that. So he does us a favor. We're back with the ball. I go dunk it. You can still see it's 2 times dunk. So that's how often we've been playing this game mode. Little comp box out right there. It's the little things that don't show up in the stat sheet. So we're up by 1. We can win this game pretty much if we just score twice. If we have like a 3-pointer and I go dunk it or we get another 3, it's over. So you can see 18 of 14. I'm thinking I'm that guy. I'm feeling very comfortable with these dribble moves right now. Quick little Darius Garland, and we brick it. Wide open shot. Perfect shot to win the game. We can't give these guys that many opportunities. I get hit with the screen, ball game. We end up losing. We definitely had the chance to win it, but you can see that guy went 6 for 7. So he was kind of dogging, but I just wanted to show you guys, I don't win every game, and every game that we don't win, I wanted to show you guys some of those too. But you can see crossover to the contact dunk. The contact dunks now, at this point, which you guys have been seeing, are money. They're so good. The contact dunks, I feel like, are perfect now. But now we're trying to see if there was any way that I could get some quick, simple VC, because I'm trying to upgrade my dribble moves. I think that's why we're kind of losing as well. The dribble moves aren't that great, but you can see right there, we were 1 game away of playing the rec center with like a tier 2 badge equipped or something like that, and we were going to be able to get 2,500 VC. So that's what we're going to go do. Again, last day using these dribble moves. Of course, the last day is when I'm getting the most comfortable with it, but you can see, look at that. That had to be somewhat contested. I don't know, dead eyes popping up, but that's too little too late. Most random red games, honestly, they end like this. Like, just dudes going up like that, teams giving up emoting. I mean, not the best way to end it, but at least we have some new dribble moves now. Man, oh man, is it finally time. I know you guys have been waiting for it, and I've been kind of hinting at it a lot. We finally have enough VC after doing our wheel spin and doing the race of the week in order to finally max out our ball control, which is going to be huge. It's literally game changing. The animations that you unlock from a 92 compared to even like whatever I had, I think it was an 87, is just night and day. So here are the new animations that I'm rocking with. You can see a lot of Stephen Curry moves, some Trae Young moves. The Stephen Curry escape and the Trae Young behind the back are probably the best moves in the game. I am rocking Zach LaVine for right now, but I will also show you guys when I switch back to Trae Young. So we decided to hop in the random rec, and I mean, I kind of wish I did it. I'm not gonna lie to you. This game was brutal, and my teammates, they were missing every single shot, which is understandable. But when you go up with shots like this, and then you get the rebounds and do stuff like that, it's like, what are we doing? I don't know. But anyway, we actually won that game, which was pretty crazy. I didn't get to see how much VC I got because it said I unlocked Unpluckable, which is nice, just so you guys know I am the 92 ball control. But you can see the Zach LaVine step back. That's our first time really using it this year. Before, I was literally, and you guys have seen it, only using Luka Doncic. You can see a little and one right there. So I'm getting used to the Zach LaVine. I'll get used to the Trae Young. But you can see the escape move is already paying dividends. I'm using it to get up the court. I'm using it off screens. You can get open with threes very easily with that. That's the Trae Young behind the bag to the Stephen Curry escape to the dunk. And I mean, bro, now the clips and everything's going along very smoothly. But like I said, this is the first game. It's going to be another learning curve to get used to, but I'm already knowing it's going to be perfect. So you can see right here, Trae Young to the quick little Darius Garland. I did have that shot. I think maybe he played pretty good defense on it. You can see I'm kind of messing around with the AI. They call it timeout, which I typically will come on the mic and be like, dude, stop doing that. It's random, right? You know, but I'm just going to let it play out. I don't care. We get the ball in the inbound. He's pressing way too high. He saw I was dribbling, but that's the beautiful thing about these slasher builds. You're able to get downhill and just dunk it pretty much every single time. So going into halftime, you know, I had to dot that guy in the corner. I'm not shooting the best right now. Again, I'm kind of just figuring out dribble moves and what I could do to actually get open. So we end up losing that game. You can see still got that 21,000 my points because that's kind of what we're looking for. When we're playing the random rec, I don't really care as much for VC. I'm kind of just looking for the my points in order to get to 99. So you can see we're getting a lot more comfortable now. I'm shooting pretty poorly, but the Bill's playing defense. The Bill can shoot, it can dribble, it can obviously dunk. So at 87 overall, we're pretty much where we need to be. The only other upgrades would be our driving layup, which we will do eventually. You can see nice little dribble pull up right there, but everything else is pretty much just fine tuning. We'll figure out the dribble moves. The upgrades are going to make our build slightly better and just kind of like where it needs to be perfectly. Right now we have it to where it kind of needs to be, but once we make the final upgrades, maybe to around the mid 90s, then you'll start to see the build finally maxed out. But you can see here, a minute left, we're in a close one. We're down by 4, 40 seconds left. They hit me in the corner, rhythm shooting. You know, I hit the big time shots. I hit the ones that matter, right? We miss the ones that don't matter. We hit the ones that do. So we're down by 1. They call it timeout. And thankfully, that guy throws that. You know, the random rec, anything's possible. Anything happens. I don't know. Yucatan Lou, which is a hilarious name, goes and dunks the basketball. They get another dunk on the opposite end. We probably should have got the block, but we're down by 1. 23 seconds left. We're going to let this play out. We're going to show the whole entire 23 seconds to end this game. I wanted to go run and dunk that. Our big man cannot shoot the basketball. As you can see, he's kind of running in and out of the paint. I at least applaud him for trying to spread the floor out, but I think their center knows that he can't shoot. We got 7 seconds left. It's looking like a very broken play. I try to go backdoor. It's not there. Luckily, the guy cuts in at a perfect time. Just high IQ, L to it, right to the big man. And this luckily didn't count. I thought it was about to count, but we ended up winning that game by 1 point. A huge game. We get 32,000 my points, which is amazing. And then we get into another close game back to back. This is obviously after the patch. We end up losing by 2. You can see we had 10 assists and 10 points on 50% shooting, which honestly isn't horrible. But what's kind of crazy, we only got 8,000 my points for that. So I felt like it was kind of a waste of time. I don't know what really dictates the my points this year. You can see we're using more dribble moves to get open. But for as much flack I give the random rec, it is really the perfect place. So if you're throwing on new animations, you're trying new jump shots, to kind of just go and just test it out. Because at the end of the day, people are playing with random, so they can't really expect too much. But you can see we've got that two-way tenacity. We're getting steals. We're throwing passes. Our build is looking really nice, especially for that point guard role. Look at this right here. I think this might be the best pass animation in the game for Ja Morant. Honestly, if that move was every single time on passes like that, I think Ja Morant might have the best pass line on the game. But look at this. We're finishing stuff now. We're not just going up with bad layup attempts. We're getting contact dunks every single time. That gold posterizer is so nice on this build. I would definitely recommend at least going gold posterizer on a lot of your builds. But we're also not just limited to doing contact dunks like that. We're doing spin moves in the paint. We're getting player of the half. We're drawing charges. We are in our bag to start off season 2. You can see now the dribble moves are going back to Trae Young escape. That is Trae Young's move right there that I just shot off of. I think I like Trae Young a little bit better for when it comes to the ISO situation. I think it's a little bit more fluent in order to speed boost. You can see we're running at the rim, contact dunks, drawing more charges. This guy had to hate me, but we end up winning that game by 25. A pretty simple game, but look at this. This is what caught me off guard. 70,000 my points, 70k my points, and 1,000 VC. We make another upgrade to our agility to unlock Pick Dodger, and now we don't have too many more weaknesses in our build. Now with not too many weaknesses in our build, it's time to see what we can actually do. So of course, to test our abilities, we go to the rec center, because why not? So you can see the first shot. I still want to kind of highlight that we are using Ja Morant's pure jump shot, just the one the game comes with, the one the replica build comes with, and we're at 88 overall. So we're trying to be as authentic as possible. You can see we're playing defense. We're kind of doing our thing. We are at the shooting guard position, which, like I've said before, I kind of like in the rec center. When you have a point guard that will just hit you when you're open, and then you do like one dribble pull up. I mean, that's not too bad. I could get used to that. But you can see now we're dribbling the basketball. Like I said, we do have brand new animations that we're still trying to get used to a little bit. We're spotting up, we're doing our thing until, hey, yeah, you didn't think that was gonna happen. Big man thought he had an easy rebound, but we're down there getting crazy poster dunks. Like I said, our build is finally at the point where we are starting to see the dividends of us being able to do everything. We're playing defense, we're dunking the basketball almost every single time. If we get open in the mid-range, we're gonna be able to knock it down. We still have some cold spots, which I'll show you, but you can see, pretty simple game. We get 29,000 my points, 500 VC. I think we lost that game, to be honest with you, but it doesn't matter. Now this game right here, oh my goodness, if you ever get matched up with this guy in the blue, quit the game. It was embarrassing. I don't know what on earth was going on, but we're still doing our thing. Like I said in the random rec, you can't get too upset. You're playing with people that quite obviously don't care, but this guy could not buy a shot. You can see right here, he's 2 for 10, and his man has like all the points. And for some reason, of course, you already know all the timeouts were being called. They kept giving him the ball, but we ended up losing by 30. I'm in game chat talking crazy. I'm like, what are we doing here? He has 9 points. We get 28K my points, which isn't the worst at the end of the day, but we keep dropping in baller status. So we go up to like gold, and then we'll go back down to bronze. We'll go back up to silver a little bit. So I know a lot of you guys are gonna be asking, you know, how on earth did you not get like MVP tier during this challenge? It's because of stuff like that. But enough of the rec center. It's time to see how this build can actually ISO when we're doing the 3v3. So we're off to the 3v3 pro-am. You'll see our record here in a little bit. It did change. This is still the same pro-am team, but for some reason 2K didn't make it to where the records stayed the same, even though they said it was supposed to. I don't know. But anyway, you can't figure out 2K. So you can see we're 2-0 going against a 1-3 team. This team is pretty tall, 6'3", 6'8", and a 7-footer. So right off the bat, we're bricking our first shot, which isn't good. Metro gets the rebound, Rhythm shooting it, and we're barely hitting the green window. You guys got to remember, 3v3 pro-am, apparently these are the hardest sliders, but we're going back, put back dunks, all that good stuff. We're starting to really play like Ja Morant, to be honest with you. And once we get these dribble moves down to be able to ISO, you already know we're going to be doing our thing, ISOing for dunks, contact dunks, all that good stuff. So it should be a really good time. But I'd say the fun thing about doing this now is that since we are able to dribble and have the elite dribble moves, we should be able to end games very quickly. You can see we're barely missing shots. We actually rep up, which is kind of crazy to a starter 2 since we were elite. We got that extra bonus, so that was kind of nuts that I was starter 2 on this build. But now you can see we're 3-1 going against a flawless 12-0 team. All defenders, rim protectors, and 3-and-D. So we have to play smart. The biggest thing that I've been trying to like work on and struggling with is I'm still over dribbling, because 1, I'm starting to like learn the dribble moves, and 2, it's just fun to dribble. So I'll over dribble, and these lockdowns are no joke. You can see Leifon splitting right down the middle. I probably should have gave him an extra second to get down there. The center on their team, for some reason, really just wanted to do everything. I don't know if this was like a post score with 2 locks. I'm not sure, but you can see Rhythm shooting in the corner. We're looking good, because whenever he went down, they just posted him up. So it's like reminding me of like 2K20 or 2K19. It was weird. But anyway, here we go with the dribble moves. He's pressing way too high. Look at this right here. Oh my gosh. Grabbed him, jumped, and he fouled me. That was just beautiful. And like I said before, the Ja Morant pass style, very underrated. He has some very cool like passes. I don't think there's very many that are bad. I don't know exactly what the requirement is to use them, but it can't be that high. But it is so good. I've had a blast using all of Ja's animations. You can see that team was 12-0. We win 22-13. We shoot very well, 75%, 8 points, 4 assists. We did our thing, beat a 12-0 team that was like platinum. So that was kind of nice. 913 VC. And you can see now we're just on a roll. Most games we win, we're not missing pretty much anything. But here you can see, I'm trying to figure out what on earth can we do to get this mid-range upgraded. I really want to get that gold set shot specialist, and I also want to upgrade my layup. So it's kind of a tough thing. You can see both of them take forever to upgrade. You can see we're losing some of our cold spots along the way, which is always nice. Quick little crossover, quick stop right there. Now this game right here was Oh my goodness, this might have been one of the worst games that I've ever played. Not just because of how I played, but just the results. So you can see right here, you saw that in the intro. We got baptized. I don't think I've ever been dunked on that badly before. And remember, the score is 20-10. The next play down, they come down and snatch my ankles. Luckily, Leifon's there, I guess, to block it. I don't know. We still lose that game, but oh my gosh, it was terrible. I've never been done that dirty before, so I had to show you guys. You can see now, though, we have that two-way tenacity. Whenever we get that, we're able to dunk pretty much everything, so we're back in the win column. I still just can't get over how badly I got dunked on. I don't know. It's terrible. But anyway, we're back here. Ja Morant. This game, like I said, we're just able to kind of do what we need to do. Just ISO. Not too many lockdowns on us this time, so we're able to just get to the basket whenever we want to. This was another good game for us. You can see we're starting to really just kind of get used to this Ja Morant jump shot, even though all the jump shots seem like they're kind of just barely going in. But you can see we're back on the ISO, getting this Trae Young down. I don't get the Ja Morant combo exactly how I want it, but we just get enough room to where he's playing high enough and nobody's helping. We're going to be able to get its contact on. But watch this. The Trae Young ankle breaker, pull up, bang. We actually knock it down and finish the clip. That rarely happens. Player of the game, shooting 100%, 1,000 VC. So that was really pretty. And, you know, a little putback layup. You don't have to dunk everything. So we're back at it again. Just streaking, man. That's all we're trying to do. They leave me wide open for some reason. Like, I haven't been shooting the basketball. We win that game as well. 611 VC, 712 VC. We end these games so quickly, and I barely really have to do anything a majority of the time. So after that, we win this game. It is time to make more upgrades. We've got 14K VC. I decided to do the last thing that we need to upgrade our driving layup, and we're well on our way. Now, chipping away is a lot easier said than done. You can see this game right here. I play pretty poorly, but when you're a 6'3" guard with no block, no interior, you're not playing 1v1 theater. Chipping away, you have to play every single day. You got to play when there's downtime. You can't just hope to have people online. You've got to play, get the my points, get the VC, and it's going to be a struggle, but you can see we're starting to get comfortable. I know I've been saying that a lot, but there's times where I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I don't know if like I have the skill set to run a small guard. Like I've said, this is my first time ever doing this on NBA 2K25, and all I've heard was that how difficult it is. But when you have random ranked teammates that are doing stuff like that, I mean, within a quarter you can go down by 20. So I just want to practice what I'm, you know, trying to learn. You can see that we're getting the layups off now, so I think that's going to be a nice little fun spot about the game. But you can also see we're losing our hooper status by a lot. Even if I get 16 assists, we just can't seem to win games. So we're gonna go up with 2 in our driving layup after a couple rec games. That's gonna give us layup mix master, and we're gonna have to upgrade that anyway, because that's like the last thing I think that'd be kind of fun to mess around with, different layups like scoopers and floaters. And Ja Morant has some pretty cool layup animations, but we just can't seem to win no matter what. Even if I'm not taking all the shots, if I'm not doing everything and I'm just kind of sitting corner playing defense, you can see I had 4 steals there. We legit just cannot seem to win. I'm taking a charge from the freight train. I'm saying if I can't, you know, win by offense, I'm going to try my best and play some defense, and it's just not going to happen again. The only good thing about this is that we are getting the my points. I think today, as I was playing this, I might have played like 5 or 6 rec games. I don't know. You guys are going to have to keep track just in this session right here. We lost every single one, and we lost them by a pretty good margin. Like most games, we lost by like 20 or 30. So that was enough of that. We decided to hop back into the 3v3 Pro-Am. Look at me dribbling up, shooting threes with confidence. You just love to see it. You already know, still using that Ja Morant jump shot. So I know a lot of you guys last year with the LaMelo ball were talking, why weren't you using LaMelo's animations throughout the, you know, the year or throughout the video? Why weren't you using his jump shot at least, blah, blah, blah. We are using a majority of Ja Morant's animations, like the combo moves and his go-to shot. And there's a couple other ones that we are using. So we tried our best throughout this whole entire video to do that. But we're in a very close game right here. You can see that would have put us up. That actually would have won us the game. I tried to get a putback dunk. It did not work. We're down 21-20. Now watch this right here. I'm getting absolutely boxed by this guy. I'm not going to lie to you. My dribble moves weren't very quick. So I tell Metro, go ahead and cut. And this is an absolute dog shot. I don't know if I would have been able to do this. Bang, he hits the 3. A huge shot to win us the game. And what was nice about this game, we got player of the game and we got over 1,000 VC. So if we lost that game, we're probably looking at around 500 VC. So we get double pretty much of the VC that we would have gotten if we lost. You can see right here, they're just leaving me open, dribbling up to the rhythm shot, always clean. We win that game. I probably would have got like 600 VC that last game. So that was a very big one to win. Now, This team we're playing right here, we played them like 3 times in a row. Their guard is the guard that's guarding me, and he was pretty good on defense. I don't know if maybe I was bad on offense, or I don't know. It was probably a combination of both. But you can see right here, we're down to 11-4. I just do one quick hesitation, quick stop, top of the key, drain that. So we're trying to keep in this game. These guys are scoring pretty easily because they do have like 2 bigs. I believe they're running double, like a 6'8" and like a 7-footer. And the 7-footer, every single time, you can just see, it just runs to the paint every play and just tries to get boxed out. These guys are just chucking shots. So it was extremely difficult to win games like that. And especially since this guy's kind of locking me up a little bit. But here we go, a little layup timing going on right there. We're playing defense. We're only down by 3. We take a quick dunk. We're only down by a possession. So literally, we could win this game. They do a great move right there. We don't communicate, just a little rap action. We don't talk, I guess. But the center was also down there. I don't know if you noticed, but he ends up winning that game. We play them again, like I said, back to back. They're on our home floor now, like that matters. And yeah, you can see we have to do everything in order to score. Like this point guard, I kid you not, was locking me up, but he was leaving the mid-range open a lot, and I just wasn't taking it. So we went into the post that one possession and made that shot. You can see he's playing extremely high, and when guys play high like that, the biggest thing or the best thing you can do is just one move and run. You see right here, great move. I think that was probably lightly contested, but even if I just ran right there, I probably would have been open. Like right here, he's just playing way too high, so he's susceptible to like ankle breakers and blow-bys and stuff like that. I'm not sure he really cares, but you can see right here, watch this. I was like, hey, you want to play high on me? You know what? We're going to give you a little Hakeem Olajuwon. Lay it off the glass. I wish I would have dunked that. Maybe if I was a little further back. So we end up winning that game. We get player of the game. So we had technically 2 back-to-back games, pretty good games against this guy. And again, we play them the 3rd time. You can see right here, we're getting in our layup bag a little bit. I love doing layups as I'm recording this video or as I'm editing this. I do layups all the time. I've got high layup builds that are super fun. And hey, you saw that in the intro. Just on the whole entire team was super clean, little self lob right here. We're gonna do it again. The guys in the paint, very clean between the legs, you know, 12-6. We're winning by a lot. Bounce passes. So the team, we played them 3 times. They weren't the greatest. We honestly should have won all 3 of them, but hey, it is what it is. Look at this right here. Poster dunk to end the game, fallback animation. We're just doing our thing. We are grinding this out. And whenever I can get player of the game, usually the my points are looking pretty good, and the VC's looking pretty good too. But this game right here was really weird. This team was 1-5, but you guys remember in the start of season 2, all the records reset. So it was kind of like a little bit of a catfish team. Maybe they were just trolling. Maybe they're trying to sell games intentionally to play worse teams. I don't know, but this guy was absolutely sparking. We had to get on the scoreboard real quick, so I just threw it up the court. I tried to do it again and get the worst pass of all time. I don't know why I didn't throw it higher. But anyway, this 5'11", he was using the screens perfectly. And the center was literally setting the best big bodies. And this is also, I remind you, is after patch 2. So patch 2, you had to have a hand up, and you still do have to have a hand up to this day. But if you did not have a hand up, they were open every single time. So like this guy was getting open off of every shot. We jumped twice, no communication there, so nobody's down there to get a rebound. But luckily for us, he tries to go for a putback. I've got the ball only down by 4, so it's not the worst. We're dribbling up a little bit, and again, I'm just getting boxed. I'm getting absolutely torched, and this is what I was talking about. No hand up. It doesn't matter. You have 99 perimeter defense. It does not matter. If your hand's not up, it's a open look. This guy was 5'9" or 5'11", so we're able to go for another layup. That's only a 75 layup rating. I can't wait to upgrade that. He drains another 3, so we're down by 2. It was a lot of back and forth action going on right here, and I was still trying to ISO, and ISOing these Pro-Am blocks with no Gatorade and just getting bumped. It's difficult. I'm not gonna lie to you, especially, I keep saying this, the first time using a guard, so it's not the easiest of things to do. You can see right here, I thought we were gonna get lucky and get the ball back right there, so that would have been big. He backdoor cuts me with like 1 second left. I thought I had 2-way tenacity. I was gonna be able to get a stop. We weren't able to, so they're 1 possession basically off of winning this game, and we have to come in clutch. We low-key need a 3-point shot. They're playing high on Layfon now just because they've seen how many times he's been able to spark with no hand up. I do 1 behind the back. I tell Layfon just to be patient, be ready to shoot, because they are kind of pinching a little bit every single time I dribble. But you can see I've got no adrenaline, no stamina, and a dog shot by Layfon. Huge. probably the biggest shot of the game. And we need to start winning these games so we can get the maximum VC, because that's going to be one of the more difficult parts of upgrading our build. So you can see they hit a contested layup. Tie ball game 20-20. What's going to happen? We need a victory right here badly, because we just lost our past game. We have to make a W right here, and we have to get this VC. I call for a screen. I tell him to slip it. Perfect slip. The Ja Morant pass style, man. No load up, just an absolute dot. We win that game. Huge to win that, and we only got 400 VC. That's the crazy part. So if we lost that game, we're probably getting like 100 or 200, which is a little insane. So you can see here, we decide to upgrade our mid-range and a little bit of our agility to play better defense. This mid-range upgrade is going to allow us to get silver Deadeye. So you can see after we played that, it's about 1 a.m. right now. I asked Metro if he wanted to play some twos, and the Hawks were out, to say the least. The Hawks were out. I wish we did not do this. It was extremely difficult. You can see the majority of the guys in here in the, I think it was 2K15 rules this week, were just running at me. Like they were like 6'6", 6'7", just sprinting at the paint. I couldn't do anything. But you can see right here as well, I'm doing the rhythm shooting off of the off dribble. So this patch allows you to do that. So I was doing that pretty consistently, and I wish it was like this earlier in the year. I probably would have had a lot more hot spots. But you can see we got our level 5 takeover, I believe maybe for the first time. And this one I'm using was blur, and it made you get some crazy blow by animations, like some ridiculous ones. So you can see we're tied up 11-11. Can't give this guy a 3. We're working our way around the screens pretty well. Perfect off-ball movement, fade away with rhythm shooting, and we greened that shot in the corner. Huge shot. 13-11. Tell Metro to slip. He slips it. Easy dunk. So we're 1 possession off winning, and like I said, this blur, you can just run so fast. So we end up winning that game. It was about 1:30, so we call it a day, and hopefully tomorrow was as good as today was. So if you're paying attention to the dates, we are very close to finally finishing this, but the thing I'm running into, the problem is, it feels like I'm not getting the VC that I need. So you can see some of these quests are a little insane. I feel like last year, they were a lot easier and you got more VC. I don't know, but so this is the one that we're going to take a look at today. You can see we only have to complete 3 of those. We're playing a lot of random regs, so I decided to see if we could finish that up for 2,500 VC. You guys let me know down below in the comment section. I felt like last year, I know there's like more season quests, there's like weekly quests that you can do and stuff like that, but last year you got like 10k VC, and I felt like it wasn't that difficult. But like the quests this year, the weekly ones even are pretty insane. But we're back into the rec center, kind of doing our thing. Like I said, we're just playing at this point, and I still can't get used to Ja Morant's free throw. I'm pretty sure after this game, I'm just gonna go ahead and max it out, but we're absolutely hooping. Now, I don't want to pick on the center too much, but you guys saw the first play of this game. This might be the worst center, not even just the player, but also the build I'm going to show you guys after the game. So you can see we're doing our thing. We're absolutely hooping, but of course, it's the random reg, and we're down. But look at that. At halftime, look what the opposing center is doing compared to our center. And this was like the gameplay the whole entire time. We had people lagging out. We had dudes not playing. I had no idea what was going on. So I thought this was just going to be another chalked up game that we were just going to, charge to the random reg that we lost. But I'm going to keep our game. I'm going to keep ourselves in it. You can see we're in the 4th quarter, and we actually take the lead. I don't know how. Look at this. And 1. We're kind of flexing our muscles a little bit. I don't know how on earth we won this game. You'll see the final scorecard of this. It was absolutely unreal. Like, we did everything in our power to lose, and we still somehow won. And I wanted to stop losing just because of what I said in the beginning. Primarily, I don't know how I made a very late contact dunk, but every time we lose, we're getting about half the VC that we really should be getting. So that kind of adds up, even if the my points are there. But look at the stat sheet right here. 28-31 for the opposing center. 28-31. You read that right. And this was his build. Look at it. Just take a quick look. 25 speed, 25 acceleration. No joke. Absolutely wild. So we upgrade our free throw, I do believe, right there. And then we unlocked our rebirth. So we are finally a 90 overall. So we're in the 90s now. It feels pretty good. I'm not going to lie to you. You can see we're doing our thing still in the rec center, finishing some nice contact dunks, finishing some layups as well. Coming up short, look at this 2-point game. What is the point guard? I mean, what is he doing? We had so much time. Lose that game by 5. Now we're going to go back and see if there's any ways that we can make some quick VC, which we did, and it's off to the next day. Now, days like this, I really do enjoy. You start to see the light a little bit. You see the build come to its full capability, really, but I should have known it was going to be a long day when this happened. First game of the day, but we end up winning that game. I don't know really how. You can see our stats, they don't look like anything too crazy, but we make a significant upgrade. Like I said, this is what makes the game a lot of fun. When you make upgrades that actually change how your build plays, that's when you can start playing a little bit more. So we went with an 87 mid-range. We got that silver shifty shooter, and we're also going to be changing our jump shot for the first time during this video. So we're going to be using this jump shot for the rest of the video. Ja Morant base, still Oscar Robertson and AJ Green. I really do like it, and like I said, this is what makes it a lot of fun. I can show you guys a lot of the highlights, a lot of games with this jumper. You can see nice decks right there. The first jump shot with it, and we green it. Looks really good. You saw the release height is probably one of the better release heights I've used on this build or just tested with. It said it was like a B+, but you guys see like the Q is literally perfect. We can use shifty shooter a little bit more. We can attack the basket. We can finish in the mid-range. We can shoot threes. So the build is quite literally perfect at this point. Now we just kind of have to work on getting the VC like I was showing you guys the day before, so we can make the final upgrades to like finishing like layups and stuff like that. But you can see right here, just finding open space. This is what makes it a lot of fun. We have that shifty shooter on silver. We've got layups finally being able to drop since we have layup timing on, and we have the best dribble moves in the game to get open. And like we can get open anyway, attacking the basket, the mid-range, the three-point shot with these dribble moves. So we're really in our prime right now. So you can see right here, I do a backdoor cut. We are down by 3, posted right back up. Like I said, we're in our bag now. We're feeling confident, and this is just such a big difference from how we had to play the game early on. I hope you guys realize that. You could see the progression. It's crazy when you make a few upgrades what the build can actually do and what you're actually capable of. You can see we've got 2-8 tenacity. We're getting blocks with no block rating and 1 layups. It's just too little too late though. You can see we're just losing games. Even right here, we're down double digits already in the second quarter, and it looks a little hopeless. You can see tired. It doesn't matter. I will say, though, if you guys are looking for a good Ja Morant-based jump shot, last year it was one of the better ones. I would definitely recommend this. Like, I had a pretty good time using it. Now that I'm down double digits, basically in these red games, like I said, we do lose a lot. Look at that. Oh my gosh, the escape move from that deep. But since we're losing, I use this time to kind of just figure out the animations and how I need to play. So when I'm playing 2s and 3s, I don't look clueless. So after losing all those games, I decided to try starting 5. And after the first quarter, we had people quitting. So I was like, you know what? We're going to go back, thug it out, take our L's like a champion, go back into the random wreck. We do win a couple here and there, but it's just way too few and far between. It was just not a fun time. But look at this. Nice little layup right there. That's one thing I cannot wait to upgrade. I don't know. I kind of wish I upgraded a little bit earlier just so I can make some pretty ridiculous layups. But even right now, we're hitting some pretty wild stuff. I believe I had normal timing on with that, but look at this. Spin move to the lob. I do still like this Ja Morant. I might use that on some of my builds because look, even the bounce passes look pretty solid. So you can see we do win that game. Like I said, it's just very random, but after all those red games, it was well worth it because we've got gold set shot specialist. Probably, I would say, the best upgrade I made throughout the whole entire progress was getting that gold set shot specialist. Now, I big brained this right here. Instead of playing a whole red game to get gold, I decided to do the Brickley's workout, and then we got gold that way. And now we're going to have some gameplay of using shifty shooter on gold, or on silver, and set shot specialist on gold. So we're going to be looking pretty good. With that, we do win our first game, which is always nice. About 30k my points and 900 VC. So we make another upgrade, kind of even out our speed and agility. So we are a 91 overall. And then I decided to go ahead and max my standing dunk out, just because you do get some nice animations. Those one hand and two hand under the basket are very underrated, especially like playing 2s and 3s and stuff like that. So I decided to buy the 2-hand one. I probably should have bought the other one, but it's all good. We play one more red game, and look at this. This is the one though we had to end it on. 68-68. Look how this game. Oh my gosh, I can just sit and laugh. That's how you lose a red game. You play a whole red game, and that's how you lose it. We get the dunk, so technically we had the game winner. Honestly, I thought this guy was about to pull that right there. We lost, but we ended up winning. We took the W to end the day. Like I said, we're finally starting to see the light. So we're officially in the final week of doing this challenge, and as you guys can see, lately I've been having to play a lot of random reg. It was difficult to find teammates like I was talking about that were, 1, enjoyable to play with, and 2, good of the game. So we had to take advantage of just playing. So we did a lot of random rec, and you guys saw we're getting the my points. The VC was questionable, which is going to come down to later in this video, but you can see majority of the game still in this way. We shot 6 for 12, which isn't anything crazy, but look at the other team, man. And those guys didn't say a single word, and that's what stinks. Getting 400 VC after playing for over 30 minutes it's just not ideal. But you can see right here, I must have eaten my Wheaties today. I don't know what it was, but I was on point. Like after that first game today, I was totally locked in. You can see this team's actually pretty good. An extra swing pass, but hey, don't worry. They call me the janitor. We'll go ahead and clean up that mess. You can see again, kind of last second, they give me the ball. I fade away. Look at that shifty shooter on silver, man. That's what makes this build a ton of fun. After you upgrade your mid-range and your three-point shot, you are so versatile, it's unbelievable. And you can see that two-way tenacity after hitting starter 1 makes your build actually play defense very well. You can see anticipating that, getting a little fancy with it, throwing it off the backboard for the self lob, and dude, it felt so good to be on the other end of a blowout. We get player of the game, which rarely happens, 66,000 my points and almost 1,400 VC. So you can see we completed that weekly quest and we did the race of the week, and we're ready to make another significant upgrade. We're getting that Hall of Fame posterizer. Now at the time, people were telling me this wasn't that good, but I had to test it out for myself. You can see we big brain this again. Brickley Gym went ahead and got that Hall of Fame posterizer there. 11,000 V or 11,000 mind points. We'll take that too. You can see I got to show you guys all the lobs as well, because I just, for some reason, it just looks so good with Ja Morant's pass style. You can see tough layups right there. Still only that 75 driving layup rating. We get to test out our posterizer. That was the first time it popped up. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. I feel like I was dunking that before. Quick stopping. Like I said, now we're feeling comfortable, man. I must have eaten my Wheaties today. Look at this. Get up there, Ja. Dunking the basketball again. Another blowout W, but we had to end it with a fancy way. Look at this. Crossover. Another self-lob in traffic. Like, we were just feeling it, man. And then we had to get brought down back to earth. I think we did lose a game after after this one. I think we got blown out after that one, so I guess I had to get brought down back to earth again. You can see a nice little crab right there. We end up losing, but we're a day closer to the final goal. Now today starts what feels like the longest day I've ever had playing NBA 2K25. It all starts off well though. We start off by spinning the wheel. We get 2,000 VC. You can't beat that. We're playing with randoms and they're throwing lobs to us. That doesn't happen very much ever, really. You can see we're also being athletic. We're getting on the rim. We're still testing out the posterizer on Hall of Fame. I've decided I think I like this. People were saying gold wasn't as good, or just as good, and I think Hall of Fame might give it a run for its money. I'm not too sure. Quick stop and all that good stuff. You can see though, the bottom right, we're losing games. We're playing with guys that just, I don't know. I've got no idea. But have you ever played a rec game before to where like you're just kind of done playing the game, so you just stay corner? They were forcing me the ball, and I was just like, you know what? I don't care anymore. Terrible game. You can see we went 6 for 11, nothing crazy, but we end up losing by 15, and that's just the start, ladies and gentlemen. That is just the start. This game, all these you're seeing is from the same game. I'm not kidding. The exact same game. And I was like, today might be the last day I play random rec. I really thought that. I think today was the last day I did random rec, and it was because of this game right here. I kid you not. I had no idea what was going on. I was like super confused. Like this, I don't know if they were trolling. You can see a nice little bounce pass right there. I don't know if they were trolling. I don't know. I don't even think they plugged in their mic and said a word, but you can see, of course, this guy's going to want to spam for the ball. Little whatever his name is. And I don't know, man. These guys were like conspiring, I guess, as Cash Guy, maybe the whole entire team. They were just, it was, I don't know. It was insane, to be honest with you. But you can see we're still getting our jump shot down a little bit. Watch how these guys played, though. Like, nope. It's just like they've never touched a basketball before. You can see I'm wide open in the corner. He attacks the paint on 3 people. He ends up getting the steal right here. And you know what? I'm wide open still, but it's all good. He throws it to the other guy. Maybe he'll hit me. Oh, no. Maybe this guy will hit me, right? Of course not. Of course not. We're down 13. We're only down 11, which really isn't anything too crazy. So I'm just standing in the backcourt because I'm kind of tired of it. Quick stop, top, and the wing 3-point shot. It's a single-digit game, so we thought we could come back and win. But when you guys got people playing like this, it's just not possible. You can see we're down 22, and these guys were doing this to me the whole entire time I had the ball. So you guys are asking why I'm passing the ball in a game like this. They were triple teaming me practically the whole entire game. You can see we get to the basket though. We end up losing, and like I said, this might be the last day I play random rec. Now, honestly, I was hoping I didn't have to do this, but today we are going to be doing it. I don't care. I got so fed up with playing random rec. This is how bad this got. I was incredibly bored doing this, but you can see it is helping us a little bit to where we're going to be able to complete our my points to be a 99 overall and get some kind of easy VC along the way. But the only thing I'm doing is beating all the bosses and all 3 of the locations. But you can see now that we finally got to 99 overall, it's going to be a while. It's going to take some VC until we're finally able to upgrade this build to 99. So we're going to complete all these. Like I said, I don't want to waste a lot of your guys' time. So after we completed that one, I made another upgrade to our build to take us to a 92 overall. We've got an 80 driving layup now, and I went up a little bit in our speed. Like I said, I beat all 3 of them. I didn't want to show you guys all the results. It was pretty boring. I'm not going to lie to you. I did this all day long. It took a lot longer than I anticipated. Wasn't that fun, but after I beat all 3, I decided, you know what, I'm so close, let me go ahead and beat this quest. I kept playing until I beat the quest. As you guys can see, I completed the quest right there. 2,500 VC. As you can see, we got the rebounds and points, and now we're going to make another big upgrade. We're about to have a 90 driving layup, a 93 overall now. Guys, we are so close. Our build is looking so good. We're at the final stretch now. Man, oh man, is it nice to start off a day not playing the random rec. I felt like we had multiple days in a row, probably because we did just playing random rec. But we're going to set up camp for a little while playing 3v3 Pro-Am, and all that practice playing, you know, the street ball and even playing rec center allows us to kind of get used to the dribble moves. I was feeling pretty comfortable with the ISO before. It was kind of sketchy, so you'll see throughout the rest of these days, especially playing the 3v3, how nice ISO and how nice this build can actually ISO, to be honest with you. You can see we're in a pretty close game right now. There's games where I just couldn't miss, like this game right here, knocking down 2 big 3-point shots, and then there will be games where I legit could not buy a 3. So we're gonna have to play entirely different. In some games you can see they're biting off the corner. I don't know why they would do that up 3, but we're chilling with that. We got 6 points, 4 assists. You can see this game right here is very close. Like, we are going down to the wire. They get a lucky poke lose, but then the next possession down, they get an illegal screen. So it's kind of like 2K just saying, hey, my bad, we didn't mean to let you get that steal. But you see the center's way too slow. I just run to the corner, quick stop, hit another 3. So I think we went 3 for 3. Actually, no, we didn't. We went 3 for 5, but we pick up the W. And you guys saw from the last day, right now, we're just trying to get VC. That's all we're worried about. So we're trying to get player of the game a lot of the times. And like I said, look, I'm sparking 3 sometimes. So we're just really trying to win and get player of the game. So I'm going to be a little bit more selfish. Maybe after I get like 8 or 9 points after I just smacked him in the face, maybe try to get some assists just so I can kind of secure that player of the game. So you see right now, we're well versed playing that 3v3 or playing that reg center, allowing us to kind of understand how we can create shots out of the corner, is kind of allowing us to be able to score here in the 3v3 Pro-Am, which is always nice. You can see, like I said, 10 points, 4 assists, player of the game, 915 VC. Yeah, I think I'll take that. So you can see we win again, another 600 VC. We lose 400 VC. You guys know we're just kind of running through this as quickly as possible, trying to win games, just trying to see if we can kind of get enough VC to make some valuable upgrades as we're in the latter half of this at 93 overall. There's only a few things that I think will make a huge difference. Look at that insane self lob, but that will only make a little bit of a difference. Like the speed and acceleration might help us a little bit more, but you can see we're just hooping, man. We are absolutely hooping. Now, this team was like a catfish platinum team. I don't know what was going on. We end up losing this one. Probably didn't need to jump there. I thought I was that guy. I was going to be able to get a stop. Yeah, we weren't able to do that. So we end up losing that game. Close game. Still got 611 VC. So that's a W in my books. But as we take a look at my build, really the only thing that we have left, maybe some rebounding, which might help us when we play like 2s and stuff like that. But everything else, I mean, we're looking pretty solid. Like, we're seeing the full capabilities now that we have the driving layup at a 90, what we're going to be able to do with this build. And it just comes down to now how we play against other competitive teams. And for the most part, we're playing pretty well. So you can see we got a good game going on right here, 0-0. I mean, the game just started, but look at this. Oh my gosh, getting the driving layup. Nice little layup animation right there, getting him jumping. But we've got 8-8. A lot of these guys, like I said, we're trying to like run at me with lockdown defenders. So this was very good practice today to be able to see how I'm supposed to ISO. Like I said, if you just get them shifted a little bit, I'm starting to learn that and understand that a little bit more, just the run of the rim. But look at this 90 driving layup, hitting contested tough layups. Definitely, you guys saw before, was not able to do that in the earlier stages of playing. 20-14, I jump at him right here. Now this layup was actually pretty nasty, I'm not gonna lie to you. We catch the ball at the wing, do a little spin move, finesse it on 2 people, lockdowns included, and we end up winning and getting plenty of the game, which is always nice. And we're getting a pretty healthy amount of VC. Now, a part I don't think I've harped on enough is how difficult it can be to ISO in the 3v3 Pro-Am. Like I said before, and you guys know, I'm going against the best defender on the opposing team every single time. And usually it's either a 6'4 lockdown or a 6'7 lockdown. It's a big body on me. So getting open is not as easy as you would think, because I have no Gatorade, I have no boost, and like I've said before, this is the most difficult slider in NBA 2K25. Pro-Am sliders are incredibly difficult. But you see now we got takeover. Look at us just getting flashy. I wish that would have counted. That would have been so gross. But you can see we're up 16-7. We're just kind of doing our thing. Like I said, we're just hooping. We are just literally hooping for VC at this point. And I think we can complete maybe some 3v3 Pro-Am along the way, some of the quests, but we'll have to see. You can see I try to get a little fancy on him. Quick behind the back, 90 driving layup. That Ja Morant layup just kind of pushing him out of the way right there. Pretty snazzy, I'm not gonna lie. You can see 916 VC since we did get player of the game. Just showing you guys highlights, man. Just showing you what you're going to be able to do. Just random ankle breakers. I don't know what that was all about. But this build, honestly, a small guard with like a lower 3-pointer and a high mid-range and high driving dunk. You guys let me know, do you have any builds like that? After I made my Russell Westbrook build, I don't know if you guys have seen me play on that build on my main account. It definitely helped me kind of get used to the dribble moves and stuff on this one. So I don't know what ended up happening right there, just leaving me wide open like we wouldn't drain it, but we'll take that. We got so bored. We tried to do triple alley-oops. I don't even know how I made that over outstretched Cinder's arm, but not going to ask questions. 100% from 3, 75% from the field, and 1,000 VC will work every single day of the week. But look at me now. We're playing some defense. The defense on this build is low-key underrated. And once you get that two-way tenacity, you're almost playing defense like a lockdown. So you can see we're in a little bit of a close game. I think a lot of you guys will see that we will be playing kind of the same Pro-Am teams a lot. So a lot of them kind of understand how we're trying to play. So we have to play differently almost every single time we play the game. You can see a little random ankle breaker there. Again, ISOing for the contact dunk. The Steph Curry escape right there is so good. It is so good. It gets me open so often, especially playing the twos, which you guys will see here in a little while. But of course, you guys know, got to show you the alley-oop. The alley-oops on this build. Oh my, dude, Ja Morant's pass style just works perfectly. You can see now I'm trying to use screens a little bit. You'll see this in the latter days. I'm going to use screens a little bit more, just kind of throw a different kind of a curveball in there just to see if you guys can play with screens on this build. But look at this, hop step backwards, throwing self lobs off the backboard. I'm telling you, at this point in time, I was just goofing around and we were still winning and getting player of the game a majority of the time. You can see 919 VC right there, running at the rim. Post up game. Look, the bag is deep, ladies and gentlemen. The bag is deep. If you guys have been watching, you know the bag is deep at all times. We have every single move in our arsenal. Once your build can do everything, you can pretty much do anything. If you just have the confidence to do it, you just got to try stuff out. And that's why I kind of don't want to harp so much on the random reg. It allowed me to kind of just mess around and see what I was actually able to do. You can see this move right here, the Trae Young step back, quick stop, 3-point shot. We are feeling it today, ladies and gentlemen. And it is good to be able to feel it. Look at this tie ball game. Hey, we have the confidence to shoot it because we know we can make that shot. So we're down actually right now by 2 points. Leifon ends up missing that shot. I relocate to the corner. Perfect drag pass to me. And like I said, we're confident in shooting that. So like we know our jump shot. We're not just trying to force layups and dunks the whole entire time. We've got a mid-range game. Like we have everything. And when you have everything, you win games a majority of the time. You can see player of the game yet again, an extra 250 VC, 100% from 3. Yeah, we'll take that. And you can see in the start of the games, the only time I have boost if I'm getting it from the season. So every single game I'm playing, I have no Gatorade and no boost. So you can see we're up by a ton a majority of the time as well. And we're straight ISOing. Look at this crab move, confident shot right there over our lockdown's head. Yeah, 3-point shots, we'll take it. Look at this. We have the confidence now. We've got that two-way tenacity. I swear whenever I have two-way, I just shoot whatever I want, and it feels like it goes in. You can see, look at this. Just throwing self-lobs. I would be mad. I'm not going to lie to you. If I was doing this kind of stuff in 3v3 Pro-Am and I'm trying to, you know, rank my team up, I would be pretty upset. Another 914 VC. Tough layup right there. The 90 layup has probably been one of the most fun things I've played with on this build so far. So you can see, again, coast to coast, quick stop. They're not stopping the ball. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I'm just confused at this point. We got takeover, step back, money, 21-9, just easy, another 250 VC. So we are definitely getting our VC worth right here. We are making a ton of it. You can see we've got 10,900. We're going to make an upgrade so we can get this Hall of Fame lightning launch, which I'm not going to lie to you, I was kind of disappointed with. I thought it would be a lot better, and I felt like I was not moving as quickly, and especially going against these comp lockdowns, I would like to move a little bit faster, but look at that tough layup right there. I wish I didn't have the simple timing on, because I feel like that was pretty contested, but you can see right here, we're in a close one, 13-7. I wouldn't even say it's close, but this is one of the games I was talking about earlier, where my shot personally wasn't falling, so I had to make sure I got my teammates involved. See, I only have 2 points right now, so I'm not going to hog it. I'm not going to try to do too much. I'm going to find the open man to make the extra pass, even if I don't get the assist or anything like that. It's what we're gonna kind of have to do. You can see right here, perfect pass, waited out the reach, he greens it. So just like that, we're up 18-17. We're back on the ISO. We play right, we're gonna get big time plays, crossover, snatch back one more time. The step back animation is not there. Call for a screen from Layfon, he hits the pop, ends up missing it. So we thought we lost the game right here, because these guys were wide open on the other end. He ends up missing it, and like I said, once you play right, the things will just happen. Quick little hesitation, quick stop on top of the wing for game. Greened it. The one shot that we needed to hit, I think we shot pretty poorly in that game, but we still won it. You can see I'm on my best Steve Nash there, 7 assists. It doesn't matter what we're doing, we're going to be able to find a way to win games. Look at this crossover straight to the paint, just isoing, man. We are figuring it out, and I honestly thought this was going to be a lot more difficult to do, but hey, look at that. I think that was like one of our first actual contact lobs. We get player of the game for that as well. Look, man, this is coming along quickly. We're getting VC as quickly as possible. You can see now we're 33-10 on the Pro-Am team. Not the best, but you know what? We're learning how to play guard with no Gatorade and no boost. So I think that's actually pretty solid. We end the day there with player of the game. So it's actually perfect. Now let's go see what we can do on the twos. Now, based on where my build is currently at, the twos game mode should be perfect for us. We've got the mid-range, we've got the three-point. Obviously, we could dunk, but we started off really sloppy. This week that we're currently playing, it was not make it take it. So it was losers out, straight to 21, normal rules. So we were playing some pretty toxic lineups. Now, like I said, I'm doing anything for VC. I'm doing Chris Brickley, all that. Mainly the lineups that we're going up against were just 6'6" or taller guards. And of course, me not having the highest interior, or actually having no interior or no block, it was definitely tough to play twos. But like I said, you got to do what you got to do. It's all a learning curve, and it's all about playing right. It's very difficult to play twos on a 6'3", to be honest with you, if you're going up against mashers when it's not make it take it. So here we go. We're doing our thing. Like I said, when you're playing the twos court, this is what you got to do. You got to hustle. You got to want it more. You're going to have to shoot these twos, and you're going to have to rhythm shoot some fades. All right. That's just what it is. You can see right here, comboing up. I did switch back to Luka Doncic when we were playing the twos. I kind of like that a little bit better, a little bit easier to combo in my opinion. So if you guys are playing twos, try out Zach LaVine, try out Luka Doncic. I think it's a little bit better, but you can see right there, game winners, rhythm shooting pretty much everything. So right off the bat, I just knew we were going to be able to upgrade and finish out our driving layup. I felt like we hadn't really used it as much. And playing the twos, you don't really do layups as much either. It's kind of just like dunks and threes, catch and shoot threes and fadeaways and stuff like that. But look, the bag. Count how many times I've done that in this video. I swear that's just the go-to move. So you can see we're up by 3 right now. It's really big in here. Oh my gosh, over the big man. If you could get threes off, a lot of guys can't get threes. It's a lot of rim running and hopefully they get stopped. But you can see Layfon has that brick wall takeover. You'll be seeing a lot of that on the twos. It's crazy. I wish I would have had that on my big man on my like real account, because that badge is ridiculous. So you can see again, like I said, majority of tall guys out here 6'7" and above. So Layfon's on his footer, and I'm glad he was, because he was getting every single rebound. I felt like whenever I was missing, Layfon was down there to get a board, and these smaller guys or these taller guys are not going to be able to come and guard me off that deck. So you can see I caught the ball at my ankles and still was able to green it. And again, we're out here just fading. So you're just going to be seeing a lot of shot creation. Like I said, playing the rec center definitely helped us, because a lot of times, like I was telling you guys, we got put at the 2 and we had to do a lot of shots like that. So when we were doing that, it's perfect for the 2 score. You can see right here, just pure shot creation, crab dribble, quick stop in the mid. Ooh, just looking gross is what it's looking like. And again, more 6'7", and this is what a majority of these guys did this whole entire week, and I can't blame them. Like, it's annoying as anything, but I mean, I would be doing probably the exact same thing. So you can see I try to go for a layup, I saw him help, I try to bail out, really stupid. reach early, and we're down 6-0 just like that. So we got to play smart here. Again, this is probably one of the first times you guys are really seeing me use screens, so I kind of wanted to throw that in there as well. I use screens, I ISO'd a little bit, and we're just going to do a combination of everything, right? So we're down by 1 point. I can't get the rebounds either. That's the tough part. So whenever the center shoots, as of right now, I do not have my rebounding upgraded. I can only box out, and hopefully Leifon can get down there and get the boards. But like I said, it's just 50-50 at that point. We're back out here using the screens. Quick stop. I'm so glad I got the quick stop down. The quick stop has helped this build a ton. We get the quick stop at shooting threes off all the time. You can see relocating to the corner off the miss. I should have probably shot that right there, but he ends up jumping. We don't shoot that one either. Leifon wide open. He ends up making that shot. So we tie the ball game up, and that's exactly where we want to be. We want to have ball with the game tied, and then we quick stop another three. So we are making a lot of threes in here. Compared to the 3v3 Pro-Am, I noticed that shooting in the theater is about 10 times easier. It's just way easier. And you guys can see again, they're desperate. They're 6'7s running into the paint. We're getting a stop, kick it back out to us. The center's way too slow. We fade another one. Rhythm shooting, he jumps at us. It doesn't matter. We win that ball game pretty easily, and we go on a little bit of a streak. And then we lose a couple. Just how it goes every time. But I was low-key kind of shocked how many people were posting me up. I know I'm 6'3", but you would think you wouldn't see as many double post score kind of insides as you would in the not make it take it. You would think there'd be more people setting screens and shooting threes. Look at this, man. It's just beautiful what I'm able to do with that 74-3. But you really just saw mashers the whole entire time. I don't know. It was kind of weird. Look at us, though. We are using these screens right now quite perfectly, and I'm not somebody that uses screens hardly at all ever, so it's kind of impressive for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. So they're late on the rotation. I'm able to get a wide open 3-point shot, but again, these guys were just too much. 6'7", 7'1". If you could play like this and get dunk animations like that, I mean, and then I don't get the crab right there and miss, there's only so much we could do. We're not gonna take every single W, but this game right here was nice. These guys bought level 40s. They had the season passes. They were pretty good. Look, they probably could have got a couple blitzes right there, but we get a nice little peek, just that little open spot, and make the 3-point shot. And we're back guarding the ISO. So it was either I was guarding somebody in the post or I was guarding the ISO with pretty much no defense. But you can see right here, he has sharp take, perfect shot, honestly. But the guy's down there to get the rebounding because he has the rebounding takeover to see where the ball is going. So you know if he misses or not. We're down here trying to guard this guy, blinking red because you guys know I have no Gatorade. He ends up missing back-to-back shots. He does the reach at a perfect time. I get the blitz right back. He tries to reach for the pass. I hit him with one little Trae Young, or I believe it might have been Steph Curry escape. I can't remember which one it is, to be honest with you. And we end up greening it. So we're up by 1. We've got the ball. Next point wins. Look at that. Quick stop off the screen. For the game, we take the dub. And we're rolling right along. We're just doing the same old. And I'm telling you guys, when you play the twos, there's only a few ways that you could really play. And since we have an 89 mid-range, the contact dunks aren't the greatest. We're gonna play this way. But look at this clip. Oh my goodness. That might have been the best clip. I think I might have said it a few times, but that might have been the best clip of the whole entire video. That was insane. But you can see we're streaking up. We'll take a couple L's. Like I said, we don't really care as much. As long as we're getting a good teammate grade, we're kind of chilling with whatever. Wins are obviously what we want because we'll get like an extra 100 or so VC. But you can see we're really starting to learn how to combo now. Like we are getting downhill, dunking the basketball. And once we start fading and doing stuff like that, that's what they're going to start expecting. And then we'll just go downhill and start dunking. Look how disrespectful that was, though. But like I said, he's camping paint. Can't do that anymore. We're an 89 mid-range rating. We're going to be able to knock that down. So you can see, again, we're in a game where it's kind of back and forth. But like I said, you get downhill, and then everything else will open up in your game. You can see it's 19-12. We're just kind of comboing, double behind the back. Look at this. Spin shot, rhythm shooting. Why are you sitting in the paint, big guy? This ain't patch 1. You got to get out of there. You can see, again, 327 VC, 293 with an L. That's all right. But we got 4K VC. It's time to make an upgrade. I was getting kind of bullied a little bit, and strength was kind of expensive, but it wasn't too much. We're going to have to upgrade it anyway. So we decided to upgrade our strength to see if that will pay any dividends. And we're right back at it with a couple W's in a row. You can see 19-16. We're down. Hey, catch and shoot. we're comfortable with that, of course. 19-19. Look at us playing defense, and we're going to be the traditional point guard. We're not going to really force anything here. We're going to be really patient. These guys were good. We're going to give it to Leifon, see what he's got cooking up, and I would be so mad. I'm not going to lie if I just lost the game like this. 19-19. He scores a layup after a left stick in the round. You can see they're in game chat going crazy, whatever the case is. But after a few more games, we're making another upgrade. We're going to be a 96 overall. That's the only reason I did this. We want +1 to our speed, so we're 96 overall now. And look at Leifon, man. I told you guys this earlier. The brick wall screen is absolutely insane. Watch how many times he gets him like in a row. So this is twice in a row, and it's getting me open quite literally every single time. And before I was kind of struggling. You saw I was shooting 40%. Now he has to jump because I've been shooting off of it. Leifon has an easy roll to the paint, and that's going to give us the lead. Look at that. I mean, it's absolutely insane. It has to be the most wild takeover in the game. But look, even off of horrible catches, we're making shots. So we're just going back and forth, streaking, trying some cool stuff out on this build. Look at this. Just messing with folk. Just messing with folk, man. This build, honestly, like I said before, I didn't know if I was going to enjoy a small guard because I had not used one all year long, but I have enjoyed this so much. And now here we go. We got a lockdown. I know you guys have been waiting for some lockdowns. We've been playing some bots, but we got a 96 and a 95 perimeter. And what I've learned going against lockdown defenders, especially off of what I've learned from playing 3v3 Pro-Am, you just got to run. You got to get out of the way. You can't just be standing still trying to dribble. You're going to get blitzed. The center's going to help. Something crazy is going to happen. But this center, I'm not going to lie, he was kind of shooting that thing. And you can notice right there, I had to just get the box out. I wasn't able to get the rebound because I don't have my rebounding upgraded yet. That's probably one of the next few things and the next upgrades, like I was talking about when we were playing threes, that I need to make. And look at us getting blocked with no block ready. But we need to do that just so we can try to secure some rebounds that are open, because 25 is not going to cut it. But you can see he comes back and makes another three. I'm telling you, the center was knocking down some huge shots. Leifon does a little L2. We knocked down a three, and I ain't gonna lie, I cut it right there, but the center got a backdoor lob, and we lost. So yeah, there's that. But now we got a couple mascots going on. Let's see if we can just beat Cheesy again. You can see the center just sitting paint. He probably thinks I'm just gonna miss a shot eventually, which he probably is right. If you're looking at the top right here, I'm shooting 43%, but since it's not make it take it, we're gonna kind of have the confidence to just pull whatever shot, because we're gonna get the ball back eventually. That is one nice thing about this. Leifon's in a perfect dunker spot, so I throw a lob and we go up by 4. He's jumping out there for joy, but you know, we're rhythm shooting all those catch and shoot shots, so we're gonna be able to knock that down. And now we're trying to use the screens again, especially with Leifon's brick wall. We're just doing a few moves just to see if the defender will shift. Luckily, he misses that. He doesn't have the dog in him. Yeah, no pun intended. That's my bad. But 20-18, we're going to be patient again. You can see they have their takeover, so we don't really want to give them the ball again. Just wait for Leifon to roll. Sometimes you got to be that traditional point guard and just get the job done, and that's exactly what we've been doing. And I don't think I mentioned this, but I put on a setting to where if you could do like bounce pass, flashy passes, and stuff like that if you hold your when you're using your button. So I've been doing that a lot lately. I know you guys probably have noticed a few of those in the rec center, but look at us, man. We're hitting hop jumpers, flashy passes. What are we not doing on this build at this point? You can see Leifon gets a great block there. We're just going to run to the corner, knock down another 3-point shot. So we're just in our bag now. Basically, the build's exactly where we need it. I've said it a few times that at 96 overall, having the upgrades that we have, we're playing probably, I mean, pretty much at its full capability. Look at this. Oh my gosh, the behind the back dot, man. Just absolutely beautiful. You can see we're back on the ISO now. He's playing way too high. Hey, we'll come dunk on you too. We don't just have to shoot middies and threes the whole entire time on the twos. We'll go dunk the basketball as well. You can see Leifon setting a huge big body, double behind the back, crossover straight downhill to the paint. Like I said, I've been shooting a lot of mid-range jump shots. Once you start going downhill a little bit, or you start showing that you can shoot, they're gonna respect it, and then you're gonna have the dunks wide open. So you can see we're up by 3 right now. This was a pretty close game. I don't know what this guy was doing. It was like one of those games where you have no clue how the other guys were making shots. Like, they were hitting shots like that the whole entire game. It was kind of weird, but we're up by 1 possession. We don't want to turn the ball over, because if we do, they could get a 3 and win. But like I said, Sometimes you gotta be that traditional point guard. Just hit the pick and roll. Just have the icons open, ready to rumble a little bit. You can see he's just still dunking the basketball, just piling on VC, which is exactly what we need. We want some of those easy games to where we can just end games with like an A or an A plus. 18-18, top of the key. You already know what time it is. We knocked down that shot, shooting 75% from 3, which is beautiful. So now we've got 4.5K. We're gonna see what we can upgrade. I think I was getting bullied a little bit too much inside, so I decided to upgrade the block and interior. Don't know how much that's really gonna do, but like I said, a lot of the stuff that I've been upgrading, we're gonna have to upgrade anyway. So you can see we take a couple L's back to back, and there's that 45 standing dunk. I was waiting to get some nice animations like that. Little shifty shooter shot right there, doing our thing. We're up by 4, just forcing bad shots. That challenger now is, it feels like it's starting to work a little bit. I don't know, but you can see we relocate to the corner. Go-to shot, Ja Morant off the backboard, center helping. Hey, to no avail. We're able to make that shot, which is pretty crazy. We start messing around a little bit, and those guys almost came back, which is kind of dangerous, but we end up winning that game, of course. And then, of course, shots like that, man, we were wide open. These guys were good as well. It would have been a great game to win, but he ends up knocking out the 3. I mean, he played it perfectly. And at that point, I was like, you know what? We're going back to Trae Young. That was obviously the problem. We went back to the Trae Young step back, and we maxed out our agility. So we should be playing the best defense that we ever have yet on this build. We go back in there, of course, lose back-to-back games, which you wouldn't think would be the problem since I have maxed out agility and perimeter, but it definitely was the issue. Throw a dot to the corner. Haven't done that in a little bit. 17-10. Leifon gets the rebound. Look how disrespectful this is. And we knocked down the shot. That was absolutely absurd, but we win that game, and I think we end this on an L, which is kind of unfortunate because the same game I was cooking this dude, bro. Look on the ISO, but oh my gosh, behind the back, you guys saw that in the intro, but we end up losing to end the day. Now, this is the exact type of day we've been waiting for. We get our VC, but we also are going to be running with 2 elite players that play the game a lot in the 3v3 Pro-Am, which is key to me because even though we're not going to get player of the game a lot of the time, so we're going to be winning games very quickly. So we're going against a 31-6 team for our first game. Like I said, I don't have to have the craziest game because my defense and the guys that I'm playing with are very solid. So you can see first play of the game, I'm on my John Stockton. That's basically what I'll be doing during this Pro-Am run. I'm just going to be passing the basketball, finding people when they're open. I'll take my occasional dunks and threes and dribbling and all that good stuff, but for the most part, that's what I will be looking for. So you can see we start the game off with 3 assists. When's the last time you see me do that? What about 4? 4 straight assists. We're up by 4, but they're kind of playing the exact same way, just kind of slipping. Hopefully one of us get blitzed or somebody's going to miss a shot. I almost get blitzed right there, but I have 5 assists to start off this game. Right here, I probably end up messing Chris up. I think he had the lane there, but I was kind of expecting a lob. I just did upgrade my layup to 93, so I kind of thought that floater would be open, but it wasn't. And then they get a 3-point shot to bring it back in within 1. But right here, I hit a pretty nice double behind the back. The center doesn't step up enough. We quick stop, hit a big 3-point shot for our first shot of the game. So we go back up by 4. They cut it back down to 2. We get another 2, so we're looking good. I mean, it's 16-12. They come back. It's a 2-point game. We have possession, so we're looking good. Like I said, I throw a lazy pass cross court. Got picked off. They get a dunk, so it's tied back up at 18. Now, the one thing about most of these Pro-Am guards, they have like a high 90s 3-point shot. This guy had a 99 3, so they just need to inch a room. I can't do that. Even if I get wide open off a shot like that, nobody's playing me that high. So it's just, that's the tough part about this as well. Of course, still not having Gatorade or boost or anything like that, but you see I hit a 3-point shot right there. So it's a little bit more difficult. Plus, I'm using screens on a build that can kind of shoot threes. I mean, you guys have seen me play like the 2v2 and the threes. I can shoot the 3 ball, but coming off screens, it's a little bit more difficult on this build. But again, you can see we're going to be a little bit more aggressive this game. We're trying to get player of the game too. Like, honestly, I'm trying to win. And if we don't win, I want to get player of the game or just like a really good teammate grade. But you see we get a nice scoop layup right there. Still testing out this layup rating. I kind of like it at 93. I'm not going to lie to you. But Chris misses the game winner. And you guys know how this goes. They fake try hard. They come back, hit a 3-point shot. We take a layup on the other end, and luckily that guy misses with his takeover. Mario didn't jump out there. I don't know why he didn't jump out there, but he didn't jump. Chris almost turns the ball over again. We're playing 2-on-3 with somebody on the ground. I swing it to Mario wide open. He ends up bricking it. I'm running down there, but I'm going to run back out. He's got to play 2. I'm left wide open. you already know what time it is. We're going to be hitting that shot, and we act like we've been there before. We get player of the game with an A+ or just an A teammate grade, so you know we're going to get about 900 to 1,000 VC, 913 right there. We win another game, 610 VC. We hit the corner 3 in this one. We're kind of on a roll now, I'm not going to lie to you, and we're getting nasty put back contact dunk. So you know we are on a roll. 613 VC. We're playing a diamond team that's kind of like a catfish, or I don't know, maybe they were good in season 1 and they're not good in season 2. But there's one thing you guys know: if I get the ball in the corner, I'm gonna create some offense out of nothing. So we hit a pretty big shot right there. I'm getting drop stepped in the 3v3 pro-am. I mean, it's just wild. I thought I could escape that by going away from the twos, but here we are. Like I said though, when I'm using a screen, I can shoot that pretty easily. Like if nobody's playing up, you can see the center just reaching in the paint. If they're not setting screens and like the center's not up here, like I'm going to be able to score. Like that's no problem. You can see Chris runs down, shoots the 3-point shot. But when it's like them playing sides and trying to blitz, and I don't have like the highest 3-pointer, I don't have a lot of stamina or anything like that, that's where it gets a little bit difficult. But you can see again, we're playing another meta lineup going against a 98 perimeter defense, which is no fun. So we start off with the guard. I'm trying to do a little bit of a keep away. We go to the baseline, 2-hand slam, real nice, going crazy a little bit. But this is the thing with the new patch: if you don't put a hand up, those shots like that, especially with those high 3-pointers, nice dunk right there, are always going to be open. So you can see we're on a little bit of a winner streak going on right now, and so we're deciding to upgrade a little bit more, finishing our speed to a max capability now. So our speed and agility is maxed out. We hit a nice layup right there, another 600 VC. We win another game, so we're getting 700 VC, and now we're going against an undefeated team. I know they're only 4-0, but they're undefeated at the same time. We can see this lockdown playing pretty good defense, not good enough. We're gonna go run right by him, get a blitz right here, get an assist. We're actually doing pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. For my first time really using screens on this build, we are not doing too bad, but there's gonna be a lot of ISO situations as well. You can see Chris sets me one screen right there, it kind of hits. I throw me a self lob, one of the best moves you could do in the ISO this year, which is kind of funny because that works so well. And you already know, come on, we're in the mid-range, you know we're hitting that post fade right there. Back on the ISO a little bit, Chris hits the slip. He goes up, pump fakes one time. I've got a little bit low stamina, no adrenaline really, but you know what? It's okay. We're able to knock down that shot. That gold set shot specialist, I'm telling you, man, it changes this build. If you have like a low 3-point build, guys, make sure you can get that gold set shot. Look at this, ankle breaker to the poster for the game. This build is basically done. 96 overall. We have all our speed, all of our agility, the dunking, the layups, all that stuff. We are pretty much maxed out at this point, getting highlights pretty much every single game. Just at this point, like I said, we're just waiting to get that VC. Look at this combo right here. So the go-to shot, back to the hop jumper, to the fade. Like, we are in our bag right now. The amount of games I've been playing, I would hope I'd be in my bag because I've been playing so much on this build. I've kind of gotten comfortable with everything. Self lobs, layups, poster dunks over everybody. It doesn't matter. This build, honestly, has been one of the most fun builds I think I've played on in 2K in general. 610 VC right there. Going against this team is 21-8. Like, we understand, like, we had to jump at people. Like, I've just played so many games. You guys don't understand. Like, catch and shoot like that is just kind of common at this point. We're hitting floaters again. Lightning launch on Hall of Fame. They get us in the corner. Look at this, 2 hands. Just get it up in the air, slamming the basketball down. After that session, we end up being a 97 overall. But now it's time to hop back into the bread and butter. We're playing the twos. We're fading in the mid-range. You already know what time it is. I got a few of these games I decided to play after we played those 3v3 Pro-Am games. But notice in the top right here, I'm shooting 25%, meaning I missed my first 3 shots, and then I knocked down my second shot. We're back in the screen game. He's got that brick wall. You guys know how overpowered that is. And then we hit our 3rd shot in a row. So I don't know. 2K is 2K, and when you can miss 3 in a row, but then you can make 3 in a row. And I'm feeling like I'm shooting the exact same type of shots. I don't know. But after I make 3, we get a nice little hop step dunk, another catch and shoot in the corner to win that game. But now this is where the games can get kind of annoying. When you're going against a pure kind of sharpshooter type of build in the non-make it take it mode, and these screens, I will say, aren't hitting nearly as hard as before. Perimeter defense and agility was probably an upgrade I should have made a little bit earlier on. You can see now one little simple behind the back and fade. Even if we miss it, I'm very comfortable playing defense on this build now, especially after making like a shot and getting that two-way tenacity like I have right now. My build moves insanely quick. So now we're back on the ISO, double behind the back, use the screen. Look at that move right there, just getting wide open in the mid-range, knocking down shots. But we get a nice layup here as well, but it's going to be a little bit too little too late. We end up losing that game. We win a couple more. But this lineup we're going up against right here is a 7'1" and a 6'7". You can see Layfon's brick wall screens. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait to make my center build that gets that takeover because it's absolutely wild. Watch what happens right here. Layfon gets a quick slip. We're up by 1, but you got to remember it's not make and take it. Layfon sets a huge big body. Even though I don't make the shot, he's got the rebound, and there's no way somebody that gets hit with a screen like that is going to be able to recover. So you can see now another tough game right here. 6'3", both purple plates in a 7-footer. You can see when I'm going against guys like this, I start to focus a little bit more. I just got to do a couple quick dribble moves, nothing too crazy, spamming hesitations and stuff like that, because that's how they get the steals. We run a quick little pick and roll. You can see we shoot flawlessly and we end up winning. You guys saw that clip in the intro, getting putback dunks. Like I said, it's just the race of the VC right now. We're getting a lot of it too because we're winning a majority of these games. When it's not make it take it, I low-key think it might be easier to win. I don't know, but look at that poster. I wish I would have had more elite contact dunk animations, but we're as you can see, we're kind of tight on VC, so we're not spending too much on VC right now, but I might do that down the road. Quick little peek off the screen. We drain a 3 to win another game. So like I said, the main thing what I want to do right now is just win. That's all we need to do because we need the maximum VC that we can get. I don't care how it gets done. If I have to hit a popper, it's cool with me. We win another good game right there. 435 VC. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You see, we end this off with a crazy contact dunk. We'll take that all day. We win another game, and we get to make a big upgrade. We are so close to being 99. And who would have thought after all this time we would finally be at the last day? I knew it would come around, but it felt like it never would. So you saw we lost our first game. We bounced right back, scored 22 with an A+. That's just how the game works. But you can see right here, we're still getting used to the layups. Even though we're kind of on the last day, we're still getting used to it. It's still a lot of fun. I end up turning the ball over right there, and then he shoots a 3 right away. So the last day is not looking too promising right off the bat. But you can see now we're going up against a 7'1", and I'm playing with Tripod today on the 2s. He's on a 6'7", but his build has a lot of interior, which is pretty interesting because he was able to get a lot of stops on a 7'1" player. Like, look right there. I mean, he gets the stop on pretty much the dude right under the basket. So you see we're still doing our catch and shoot 3s, and I wanted to show you guys we're not the only ones that just fade 2s. Like, a majority of people on here do that. And I've noticed with the layups, with a high layup rating, if you get bumped out of an animation, those layups like that where you don't actually get like a layup timing go in pretty much every single time. I don't think I missed a single one like that, but you can see now we're back on the ISO having to guard somebody. This is another good close game for, to end up the day. Catch and shoot, top of the key. You already know we're knocking that down, but I've got a couple good games to show you guys today to kind of end this off. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, man. It was a lot of fun so far. I've been able to kind of, expand how I play because I typically do not play this way. I don't shoot fades like that. I don't dribble like this, often because I don't have a lot of small guards, so it was definitely unique. You can see we get hit with a 2K20 kind of move right there, but you can see a nice little Euro step layup. We're still back into this game. The toughest part about not make it take it is playing defense because you kind of have to play defense. You can't just leave guys open, even like when you're down. So you can see right here, boom, catch and shoot 3. We're moving off the ball. This jump shot though, catch and shoot wise, was money for me the whole entire time. So you can see we're finally able to get a rebound with rebound chaser. You can see the kind of animations that we get and how they're so much different than having no rebounding at all. We're up by 2, just can't give up a 3, and we're looking pretty good because we're scoring pretty easily. I'm not gonna lie to you. He rim runs towards the baseline and it's the tie ball game. So you can see right here, I think I get by my guy. Don't get a dunk animation. He plays help side, is able to get it, but we hit him with the oldest trick in the book. Do a little bit of a backdoor. They left the back door open. You can't be doing that. But now, another game right here. This one was tough. 99 O board, 99 strength, and a guard that knew how to use screens. That's just a tough combo. You can see now, though, for some reason, I don't know if it was after the patch or now that I have a little bit of interior and block, I was getting a lot of stops in the paint. Guys were not scoring like that. Even if they were like 6'6", I was getting a ton of stops. So you can see now, we're back out here, still just doing ISO. I switched to the Zach LaVine because I like doing that escape and then running off of it and then throwing self lobs. Like, that's open you wouldn't believe it. It's open like a majority of the time. But like I said, this 99 strength is no joke. I could not switch it. Honestly, I thought he dribbled way too much, but I guess he didn't. But the 99 strength, even though we've got a little bit of perimeter and agility, I mean, 99 strength is 99 strength. You can see great screen right there, great shot. Tripod ends up missing that shot. This guy was shooting with a ton of confidence, and they end up making that one. And we're down by 5 points in a non-make-it-take-it. It's tough to come back from, but look at that. The greatest of greatest pulls, puts my feet behind the back. We get another stop in the paint. We're only down 2 though, so now we just got to get a stop and a score, and we're looking a lot better. That 3-point shot was huge. So now we're going back in, playing some screen defense. Honestly, I jumped right there because I thought he was going to shoot it a lot earlier, but he ends up making that shot too. Like, he was making everything. We're down by 7, but when it's a non-make-it-take mode and you can get 3-point shots off, you cannot, you can't just give up. It's still a definite possibility to win. Like I said though, Tripod with the 88 interior defense, guarding that 7-footer in the paint, able to run back out because he's a lot faster. We get a 3, and just like that, we're right back into this game. But this play was kind of gross, I'm not gonna lie to you. Getting that contact dunk to put him up by 4 was pretty insane. We get pretty lucky with a rebound that actually goes far out, and the 99 O board wasn't able to get it, and we get a 3-point shot off of it. Now we just have to play some defense. We've got our blur takeover, so we should be a little bit quicker. And yeah, this is definitely helped us out down the road. We get a steal right there, and we're running back out. Now we just got to score to take the lead, and we're back in the driver's seat right here. You see, you speed boost, crossover behind the back, try to run away from the defenders so he can't help on the help side. So we end up dunking the basketball down. This guy fades a 3. Honestly, not a horrible shot because he's been making a ton of them, but we got the rebound. He tries to reach. We do one escape behind the back, dot my boy Tripod top of the key, and he greens it. And just like that, we're able to secure the lead. We do it behind the back, which was pretty risky. I did not want to do that if you guys didn't see. We catches you in the mid-range. You already know that's money. That's our bread and butter. So we win that game, a pretty competitive game to end off one of these final days. You can see we're just winning games. Even if we're playing poorly, we're winning. And now we made the upgrade. We are a 98 overall. We are so close. Now, I don't know how I forgot about this, but this could quite possibly be the greatest thing of all time. We end this kind of oddly, but I thought about this. I was like, I don't know if I want to end it like this. I'm not too sure, but the only thing that we had to upgrade was our close shot, and that's not going to play a big dividend in how our build plays. But look how much VC we're getting from this trick or treat. I think we ended up getting like around 20k VC, which is pretty solid, to be honest, just for running around for like 5 minutes. Look at all this VC. We get a ton of boost as well, and we lock it in. 18k VC. And we hit it. We hit the 99 overall. No money spent. Just like that. What a journey. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we finally did it. We hit the 99 overall, and it was so rewarding playing on a very difficult build like this for the first time ever on NBA 2K25. Now, I still want to show you guys all the stuff. I did not play any MyCareer games. As you guys can see, not a single game has been played. And as you guys can see, we're about to look at our transaction history. There are no transactions on this account. We purchased no VC this whole entire time. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, though. At times, this challenge was extremely difficult, but I know you guys enjoyed it so much last year. I had to run it back, and it was just as fun this year. If you made it this far, comment down below your favorite highlight of the video, your favorite part. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, it's been your boy Dignify, and I'm out. Peace.